You can cut that fan off, Marcus. I don't need it. Light Mace. I got that bad boy Light Mace. You ready? Go ahead.
Baby, I watched it. Let's talk about the Deliverance. And before I say anything, let me just say this. And the Oscar goes to Andra, that girl, Day. Give it to her. Give it to her. And the crowd goes wild. Andra, you ate that up, girl. Andra ate this movie up. So in the Deliverance.
Real quick, I don't even need. I'm tripping. I should have just played this part real quick. I'm not gonna lie. This lady, she looked like this. Did she favor Rihanna to you? Because I kept looking at it. I'm like, bro, she looked just like Rihanna. Like if Rihanna wanted to do a biopic, if I'm Rihanna, this will be who I'm running to do my biopic. I'm not gonna hold you. Like she looked just like Rihanna through that whole entire. It was like certain, of course, like towards the end when she kind of like pushed her head back and it just was like, and she was kind of thugging it out, not as much, but like the earlier parts in the jump, like when she was, I want to say she had like a tan dress on, and when she beat that little boy up on the corner, she really was favoring Rihanna to me a lot. Like she really, like literally, if Rihanna ever think about doing a biopic like soon, I would definitely reach out to this lady and let her do my biopic.
Yes, you do. I didn't even think
about it. Had a preacher on set that prayed every day, and you prayed with the group. Why was that important for you?
Well, I didn't know he was going to be there at first, so I was really happy he was there because I'm a praying person, so I like to pray before every scene, before everything that we do, every show. I think, and having his name was Apostle Lewis, and he was amazing to have on set. And I think what it meant is that we're taking seriously the topics that we're dealing with, not just dealing with the paranormal and the spirit realm, but also taking seriously the emotional weight of what it is that we're dealing with. You know, these characters do stay with you. They can traumatize you for sure. And so, but I think that's also, I think sometimes, we are to take certain things seriously, but I also don't believe that we're supposed to be walking in fear. And that's a part of the reason I agreed to do the movie is that I was sort of reminded through prayer that like I have authority over these things. These things are underfoot, and it was important for me.
So one thing I can say, and I guess this is something that we talk about a lot, especially here in the Black culture. I think all press is good press, but I do think sometimes like Black people drag it so bad because I'm not gonna lie. I honestly thought going into this movie, like I was about to be like terrified and this was just gonna give me nightmares for days. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I seen a young lady, she made like on her story, she made like a couple different videos and she was just saying like all of y'all who just sit here crying, y'all just need to get right with the Lord because this movie ain't that deep. It's not that serious for y'all to sit here and act like y'all literally just got knocked on your back shoulder by the devil. So, and I do agree with her. Like I watched it and I'm like, all right, I mean, I haven't seen scarier movies. I mean, I guess if you want to be a little bit more scared because this is supposed to be loosely based on a true story, then I mean, I guess knock yourself out. I just think it was a cool movie. Like I don't necessarily think the extra stuff that people was, and again, I mean, Black Twitter gonna be Black Twitter. They gonna drag certain things, and for people who don't know, we all talking about the Deliverance. Lee Daniels, Monique, of course, they've squashed their beefs, and this was their first film they have done together. I want to say, I think since Precious or whatever the case may have. I want to say it might have been since Precious, almost 100% positive since Precious. And I mean, the movie was cool. I liked it. It was like a good movie. I'm not seeing I can't say it was good. It was bad. It was just a cool movie. Like it was a good Netflix junk. Like, all right, cool. If you need something to watch on Netflix, I think it was just a good Netflix movie. I don't necessarily, but I do think Black people, like sometimes I be thinking people be trying to like have their high key moment and drag things and make it seem like, oh, you shouldn't. It's going to make people want to see it more. Like that's the crazy thing. I mean, that's just, I don't want to just put it on Black people because you can kind of see it daily. If you see a car crash, everybody slow down just to see how bad it is. So it's like when you hear stuff about a movie, it's like, I gotta go see it because is it as bad as you trying to make it seem like it is, or is it better than what you're like? I need to kind of form my own opinion on it. Like I said, the movie to me was a good movie. Like it was cool. Like don't get it twisted. It had its parts where it's like, damn, this kind of wild. And then to see at the end that it was loosely based on a true story, I was like, yeah, all right, dog, that's nuts. So I mean, I guess that's just my little quick warm up to it. What's like your big takeaways, your thoughts on it?
I think, like I said, the acting was good. The lady that played her mother, I thought it was funny to see her sewing the tracks in her head. Did you saw
Oh, you know what's so crazy? I follow this girl, and I was kind of wondering, like, damn, I wondered, did she see this thing on Netflix? Because she literally redid that thing today. Like I seen, she was doing her daughter here. You know, her mother was doing her daughter here, and she was doing her mom's here. I don't necessarily know how often that is, so I seen, but I literally seen a girl do it today, and I was kind of wondering, like, damn, I wondered, did she see the movie already? And that's what made her do it. So, but like I said, that to me, man, that, like, I like that. Even when people were sitting here, I think maybe, I don't necessarily know if Lee Daniels may went a little too far when he was putting the sauce on it, saying like everybody know somebody like the mom. I don't necessarily know. I don't know too many, like, I don't have too many black friends that was raised by like a white woman, so I maybe can't relate to some of that. Maybe people can somewhere further down south that may be a little something more normal, or even probably farther up north. I know it's like that whole like mixing thing, but I mean, of course, in the DMV area, it's kind of like very like, if you black, you black. Is not a lot of that mixing bowl pot. So I don't necessarily know when I go that far, but I don't feel like her mom was too far off a character of like a black mom. Like, if I couldn't visually see that this was a white woman, if I go into detail describing who this woman was or how her character portrayed, she was like a black mom to me. Like, it wasn't too far off. Like, I've seen, like I said, I haven't been in actions with white moms, so I don't know, but I've seen enough black moms to know she was spot on how it be raised in a black household.
No, it was, but it was I probably personally, I probably wouldn't have watched it had I saw the reviews or beforehand. Like, because people were saying like, oh, well, they had stuff moving in their house and stuff like that. It wasn't a bad movie, but me personally, I probably, had I saw all the comments on it before I saw it, I probably wouldn't have watched it.
For real?
Yeah.
What?
Because it's like, I think the part that got me is like when she started speaking in tongues and stuff like that. Like, that stuff is real. Demons are real stuff. So I'm a firm believer, like, if you open the door, then it's possible. So I wouldn't have watched it had I seen all the reviews beforehand. The ones I did see was like, oh, it was a good movie. It was a good movie. So I watched it. But then once it got in, I was like, what the hell?
Nah, that little boy was, oh my, he was bugging. He was really bugging out. Like, that was so, like, that part, like, of course, if it's real and it did happen, like, this really happened in real life, of course, I'm sure most people hearing my voice right now or saw this movie, you would be terrified if that was your kid. But then it was still just like, it was like it was so hard for her to even make people believe her, because she already had a track record on just like what type of person she was, like being drunk or whatever the case may be, or even quick to sit here and put her hands on somebody. Like, no, oh, why he got blood on his shirt? Like, she went and go, and I'm not saying like she didn't beat up a little kid, but it was a maybe like a late teen, early 20 type of dude standing on the corner. He's like, what happened? You know, like whatever. So she literally walked up to a nigga on the corner, supposed to be outside hustling, and punished this nigga for touching her son. And like, don't put your hand, and like literally check the whole entire block. So that kind of lets you know, like, even for nobody else to even try to help him, that kind of still kind of painted a better picture of like, oh, moms don't be playing. Like, she ain't going like nothing. So just her attitude with her kids, I ain't picking and choosing my kids to just snap out on. I really handle business outside of the house too. And that was kind of almost the way they respected her when she came on the block and checked Slim. So it was kind of like, I get that, like, maybe like for me, I guess with the tongues and all of that stuff, maybe because I go to sleep listening to a pastor like damn near every night anyway. So that kind of just like, people, I ain't watching that off the late night, because it was the same thing you said, those like just opening those different spirits or whatever the case may be. It kind of, to me, I almost didn't look. I looked at this like I was just watching any other type of movie. I didn't really. It probably didn't even hit me that it was based on a true story until the movie was over.
Because like I said, I didn't know until the end. I was like, oh damn, it's a true story. I didn't know. They didn't portray it like that. It was a true story when it came out. It was just a movie. So I was like, and then it said, like I said at the end, like strange occurrences still happen around the house today. Like, that is real.
You know, that's the part that was like, how do you, man, when the pastor was giving the details on what happened in that house, and the mom cut the husband's head off and then strangled her daughter, I was like, bro, that shit was crazy. I was like, oh, no way in hell I would have bought a house right there. But again, that's her just realistically.
But she didn't know.
Of course she didn't know, and she was strapped on cash. And realistically, if you ever been in a situation and you really ain't got your bread like that, you can not even just tie it into a house. You can tie it into a car. I'm sure a lot of people listening, like your first couple of cars you may have got if you didn't have like no help from your parents. Whatever you can get, you just get. You ain't doing no research on it, like how they got Carfax and stuff like that now. So I'm not really judging her from where she living at or even the circumstances that she living in, because she ain't really got no bread, and she helping her mother, and she still don't really got no money. And that's still crazy on how their relationship really was. The fact that like her and her mom almost really ready to go to blows every time they have a heated debate. They don't, but they just do. Like, that's how a boisterous their level of voice disrespect get, but to the fact that she still was like, I'm still coming out of pocket paying for my mother's cancer treatment, and she can't even really afford it.
Yeah, and I mean, that it was real because like they fought in the house, but on the outside world, when they came together, when it came to going against other people.
For sure. And that to me was like just, and that to me, like I said, that's why I said it's a good movie. I can't like.
It was a good movie. It was a good movie, like I said, but I could have done without everything else. If it was a different storyline, then yeah. But it was a good. The acting was awesome.
Yeah, the acting was fire. That little boy smoked that role. I ain't gonna have, and you know what's so crazy, but I'm just thinking, like, if this is real, like, who was the person who was Monique's character in real life? Because, bro, it's no way in hell I would have seen somebody do something like that and just would have stayed in that room and want to have conversations. There is no way in God's green earth when that little boy started to crawl up that wall, dog, I would have been out of there. There's no, this nigga, oh, nah, dog.
They probably.
They might have put some extra sauce on it, but it just still don't, if it was, even listen to what I'm saying. And let's say if it was at a 10, even if it went to a 2, I'm not staying in that room with that little boy wilding out like that. Like when he sit here and told her son's name and she was like, oh, how you know his name? That right there, I would have sit here, excuse me, I'm gone. Y'all can do whatever y'all want with this little nigga. Give me a different case because like, nah, dog, it's nowhere in hell I could deal with that.
Yeah, me neither.
Like he was real live, just like on something like, man, I ain't gonna lie. But like I said, to me, the movie was cool. I don't have no real. And I even think to where it's like that moment where they were sitting here, like when she was sitting here, when the little boy turned into the mother and she was like, I can smell your nappy head pussy or whatever. But I think in the day and age we live in, you need that moment. Like you need, dog, we talk about that all the time. Like even when me and Marcus be debating about just like certain podcasts or shows, you like sometimes you need that, just that viral moment to get people's attention, good, bad, or indifferent. It don't matter how you feel about it. That one little line that she sit here and said, it got people's attention to even, like I said, good promo or bad promo. It don't matter. It got people talking about it and made other people to see and watch it. Because the more people talk about it, it's going, like I even said with Big Sean last week, like, all right, I really didn't want to listen to Big Sean, but the more people kept talking about it, good or bad, I still sit here, all right, let me go press play. So, like I said, if you're not, I mean, like I said, if you need something to watch on Netflix, I'll sit here and say, give it a shot. Not, I mean, like I said, if you don't want to, me personally, I just say watch it. Like if you got your own, whatever your religious beliefs are or how you have your own, I guess, life situated when it comes to spirituality, man, I say just watch it. You may need to do an extra prayer or something before or after. If you feel like Erica, like you may just be opening up a different type of Pandora's box. But like I said, that movie was cool. Like even the acting, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was yelling at the TV when she walked in on her oldest son choking her youngest son in the bathtub. I'm like, bro, get this nigga off of him. What the hell are you doing?
She was trying to.
And that nigga was not budging. I'm like, oh no, she is not about to kill. He's not about to kill this little boy in front of his goddamn mother, dog. Like that. That's why I was saying that's a good movie. I don't care. Let me take maybe 40, 50 minutes. So they had 10 different parts of that movie that was like, this was worth watching because they had you like, it's always like jaw dropping little moments where it was like, dog, what the hell is going on? Even just like with the daughter when she just started randomly bleeding in the school. And I was just, matter of fact, the funny part was the little boy threw shit at the teacher. Oh my God. This nigga took his shit in the classroom and threw it at the teacher. Though I was fucking dying.
I was so confused.
Laughing.
I was like, what? She bleeding and the other boy, like, what would you do if you was a teacher?
And he threw shit at me? That would be my last day working. When
he pulled his pants down and started shitting in the classroom, what would you do?
That would have been my last day working. Like, it's certain things that I cannot, I'm not gonna lie to you. Some things I can't put up with. There's just some things that there's no way in hell I'm signing up for. Like, you didn't go to work today and be like, I'm a kid taking a shit in your classroom. Like, he literally pulled his pants down, took him a squat, and took a real live shit in the back of the classroom, dog.
And threw it at her.
Before he wouldn't even got a chance to throw it at me because I would have left as soon as he started. No, I need my job. I can't put up with this. Let me go get the principal. I'm not buzzing the principal. I'm walking to go get the principal myself. So whatever happened when I leave this room, it is what it is because there's nowhere in hell I'm dealing with it. Like I said, man, that movie had a lot of good little parts in it. It will literally have it's like jaw dropping moments. Like I cannot believe what happened. So like I said, man, go on Netflix. I'm sure it's probably, if it ain't number one, it's gonna still be in the top 10 on your Netflix. So it's definitely something that I would highly recommend. Going to watch. And I guess we can kind of move on a little bit. I guess the biggest topic of today, not probably of the week, but of today, of course, was Kendrick Lamar being named the headliner of the Super Bowl. And everybody, I feel like it has probably the black culture in a 50-50 split. It's and maybe not, it's a 50-50 split, but I feel like it's broke down in sections. It's the diehard Lil Wayne fans, which is we all know for a fact is a huge community because they be ready to ride for Lil Wayne for all levels of disrespect to Wayne. Then you got the diehard Kendrick Lamar fans, and then you got the Drake haters. I feel like, and people can't, and I think for most Kendrick Lamar fans and Drake haters, they can't separate the two and don't understand how Wayne fans really feel like, come on, dog, y'all playing the Lil Wayne face right now. And so I think that is one of the things that probably got a lot of people upset. So if people don't know what's going on, Kendrick Lamar will be performing at the Super Bowl. Matter of fact, I believe I do. I know for a fact I got the commercial right here. I will play the commercial of Kendrick Lamar announcing his Super Bowl performance.
What the deal, everybody? My name Kendrick Lamar, and I'll be performing at Super Bowl 59. Will you be pulling up? I hope so. You know it's only one opportunity to win a championship. No round twos. Let's get it. Boom!
So that was a bar on its own because, of course, people were talking about when Drake uploaded in his Instagram stories. Maybe like 2 weeks ago, he uploaded a video of Rasheed Wallace talking about we will win game 2. So that was kind of a play on that. So that was like a cool little smooth double entendre. So if you're really not paying attention to what's going on, that right there ain't no game 2s. It ain't no round 2s. This is it. This is all. So that little slight jab kind of just puts the icing on cake. And let's be clear. Almost for Wayne, it's like it's almost bad parenting, and we'll get into that later on, where you're gonna have to almost pay for your kids' sins, and that's what happened to Wayne right now. Because before, if that Not Like Us song didn't happen, that moment doesn't happen, if the HBCUs aren't leaning into everybody, the band's already giving you that familiarity with it, so now that's what people are like, oh, we want to see this Not Like Us. Yeah, I get it. So it's almost like literally Wayne, he is a parent who's literally have to get punished for his child's bad behavior, and his child is Drake. His child went outside and got knocked out, so now the dad got to deal with it. So it's like that's the double L that Wayne got to take because of Drake jumping out there and not handling business. But like I said, I think you should be able to. And like I said, I'm not mad at it. If you're a Kendrick Lamar fan and you don't know how to separate the two, cool. But like I said, I having conversations with people, and I always tell people, just go to my comment section sometimes. And I always just look at people, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's not nothing on planet Earth, on God's green earth. If Kendrick Lamar, Lil Wayne in the same city, I never would go to a Kendrick Lamar concert over Lil Wayne. Kendrick Lamar don't got more hit records than Lil Wayne. He ain't sold more records than Lil Wayne. On whatever level of comparison you want to compare Kendrick Lamar, Lil Wayne, there is no comparison. Like, you can't compare the two. It's like that is almost absolutely ridiculous. And I think sometimes for black people, we kind of, what they always say, you kind of cut your nose to spite your face. And that's what we're doing with Lil Wayne right now. It's like Lil Wayne is literally getting punished because people don't like Drake, and Kendrick Lamar caught a body. Like, but I'm not about to sit here and say, oh, I'd rather hear Not Like Us with the bands before I hear 9-9 in the 2000s. Like, what are we talking about? I'd rather hear Back That Ass Up with some live bands than Not Like Us, because we're literally not going to be able to see Lil Wayne perform in New Orleans because of one song. One song should never sit here and knock somebody out of it.
You do get to see Lil Wayne.
How?
They announced the reunion for Wayne Fest.
But that don't have nothing to do with the Super Bowl.
But I'm saying, but you still get that might all play in that you don't want to water down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want people to go to the Lil Wayne Fest.
Yeah, but that was just like 3 months apart from each other.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So if people might like, all right, we don't gotta see him at the Lil Wayne Fest, we're gonna see him at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, let's be clear. People who was going to the Lil Wayne Fest can't, 9 times out of 10, I mean, no disrespect, they can't afford to go to Super Bowl. Let's not act like Super Bowl tickets.
No, I'm not saying you afford it, but you might not want to go to the concert. Now, if I'm gonna see Lil Wayne performing in New Orleans for the Super Bowl for a halftime,
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say if Lil Wayne had a choice between saying I'm gonna lose some people to come see me at Louisiana Fest, at Lil Wayne Fest, I'm taking performing at the Super Bowl though. This is Lil Wayne, and this is what I'm saying. And I get it. If you are Kendrick Lamar and listen to what I'm saying, I know some people not really into sports like that, but bro, Lil Wayne has had the intro to 2 of the biggest sports shows, period, of all time sports debate shows. He was the intro for First Take when it was Skip and Stephen A. And then when Skip went to Fox Sports and he took Shannon, he was the intro for all Undisputed. Like, dog, and he's like, come on, dog. Lil Wayne, literally every chance that any sporting event gets their chance and a hold of Lil Wayne, they use Lil Wayne every chance they get. Lil Wayne was one of them Monday night or Thursday night games last year. What was it? The Packers versus the Las Vegas Raiders, and he came out and performed. Like, bro, Lil Wayne, we talking about even just off of rapping ability, and we talking about punchlines, sports bars, is Wayne, is Fab, is Wale, and I don't necessarily, them to me, the top 3 niggas who use punchlines when it comes to sports bars at a elite level, and you can put them however you want. It's Wayne, is Fab, and is Wale. I don't necessarily know how you want to break them down with whoever else, but when you're just talking about sports and music, dog, Lil Wayne is the bar to that shit. And that to me is just like, he just literally just got,
yeah, but we also got it's halftime. It's a performance. We're not listening to the songs. If you want to see a performance, I don't think Lil Wayne, like I told you before, I think we talked about this when you said Lil Wayne should be the halftime show. I don't think he will be performing. Like I don't think that would be like something that everybody want to see at the Super Bowl at halftime, because we never had no rap performance. This the first one is actual rapper.
What you mean? We just had Dr. Dre and
that was a producer. He brought everybody out there. I'm talking about this is about to be an actual rapper. That's why I said with Lil Wayne performing, I don't think
but Kendrick Lamar don't have enough hits.
I don't think it's about the hits. I just think it's about the visual. That's what we're looking at. That's why I said I just feel like Lil Wayne just on stage. I don't think the visual would have been a halftime show.
I disagree. Like you can't. How Dr. Dre did it? Like
but Dr. Dre did it with Friends. I feel like Kendrick's going to do it with Friends. I feel like he's going to bring Lil Wayne out there.
No, if I'm Lil Wayne, no, listen to what I'm saying. If I'm Lil Wayne, you never in your life disrespecting me to bring me out to nothing. In my city, I'm not doing it. There's no way. If I'm Lil Wayne, I take that. There's no way in hell you're bringing me out. That's like a nigga saying, I'm gonna bring you out. I'm gonna bring you in your bedroom. I'm in your house fucking your girl. What the hell are you talking about? You're not bringing me no fucking with. I'm not. No, I'm not. Nigga, if I'm not the headline, I'm not coming. Nigga, back that ass up. Literally is at a 25-year anniversary. Again, even when we played that clip of Juvenile last year, though, I don't necessarily even know. We talking about not in the streaming. We talking about when niggas had to go buy hard copies. Lil Wayne got 2 albums that we literally just talked about them 2 albums last week. Though the 2 different albums that he sold 1 million in a week, dog. Kendrick Lamar on no fucking given day should be in the same conversation as Lil Wayne. And niggas be getting delusional just because of this Drake. Drake ain't Wayne, dog. Like, let's not get that fucking up. Like, I get it. Did y'all want to celebrate that shit? If you hate Drake that bad, cool. Knock yourself out. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about Drake that much to sit here and be like, oh, damn, Kendrick Lamar should sit here and be headlining the Super Bowl halftime in New Orleans. People in New Orleans don't even listen to Kendrick Lamar. I'm going to go out on the limb and fucking say that because you seen how many niggas was discrediting, like, oh, we tired of not like us. This shit was just the NFL clout chasing. You lit the NFL clout chasing.
Like you said, the people who you send to New Orleans, they're not going to be at that game. It's going to be corporate people. And what do they want to see?
Oh, corporate people probably just don't fuck with Drake. You're not making it like corporate people want to see Kendrick Lamar.
But I feel like
over Lil Wayne, like, no, we ain't making it. You're making it like Lil Wayne is just some random ass nigga.
I'm not saying Lil Wayne's a random nigga, but what I'm trying to tell you, when it comes to I've seen Kendrick perform. I've been to a couple of his concerts, and he puts on a show. So that's what I'm saying. I just don't
on a show to what level?
What do you mean with the what you putting on for a halftime show with the pyros, the different type of scenery? That's what you're putting on. Like I said, I've seen Kendrick perform. He puts on the show. Just like that Amazon. How many people tuned into that Amazon?
We tuned in because it was a fucking Drake diss. Like, stop, Marcus.
Okay. All right. Well,
how many people would tuned into a Kendrick Lamar show beside without anything attached to Drake? How many people? What's the big Kendrick Lamar moment before this?
Okay.
I'm asking a question. Nigga, to give me an answer.
I've seen Kendrick in concert. I've never seen like I said, we talking about a performance at halftime. We're not just saying, hey, rapping with song. We talking about actual performance, putting on a show, a halftime show. I don't see Lil Wayne putting on a halftime show that's like, oh, I like that. People didn't even like the Dr. Dre, what's name, halftime show. That's what I'm saying. Putting Lil Wayne up there. I don't think that's going to be a whole, oh my God, this is the best halftime show.
So do you think Kendrick Lamar would be on this halftime show if it wasn't for Not Like Us?
I'm probably not.
Then what the fuck are we talking about?
But I still don't think Lil Wayne would have been on there. I told you that before the Like Us came out last year when we talked about the halftime. I told you Lil Wayne wasn't going to be there.
I mean, it's cool. Like I said, the NFL fucked up a moment, and that doing that cloud chasing shit. I mean, you gonna have your Kendrick Lamar fans who going. I know for a fact it ain't gonna hit like niggas think it's gonna hit. Yeah, people going to. Yeah, of course they gonna do the bands and it's in new. Cool, all right for the Not Like Us. If y'all love that song that much, then knock yourself out. I mean, cool. I'm not mad at it because I understand it. The NFL just see a clout chasing moment. Like, cool, let's just do the clout chasing shit. This is the hot song. We can say fuck Drake because Drake, what he had the song big as the Super Bowl. Like I seen a nigga from Twitter or who used to own Twitter. He ain't tweeted in God knows how long, and that was what he tweeted out. Big as the Super Bowl. Like I'm telling you, this is bigger than this. Ain't just some like, oh, it's a slight to Lil Wayne. No, it's a fuck Drake, and we got our moment to really stick all dick in Drake. And like I said, for Lil Wayne, this is like literally like the parent, like, hey, your kid went out here and committed this crime. Now you got to sit here and do the time with your kid. That's what happened. And that's fucked up that it happened to Wayne. But that's realistically what happened. You got to sit here and go do the crime with your goddamn kid now. I mean, you got to do the time with your kid. That's what happened to Wayne.
He probably go do the same thing Usher did, put an album out that night.
I mean, cool. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I hear all of that. But niggas, we can't not listen to what I'm saying. Only thing I'm always saying is don't rewrite history. That's my point. Like when it comes, so if Kendrick Lamar put out an album after that, niggas still ain't gonna give a fuck. Cause nigga, guess what? Tell me when I sit here, tell me, let me see your fucking Apple playlist or whatever you use to listen to music. When the last time you listened to Mr. Rowell and the Big Steppers? All right, like I said, again, come on, dog. I'm not here to rewrite history, and I'm not here for niggas to sit here and change their fucking tunes when guess what? Every year, guess what y'all niggas gotta put out? You gotta put out because you can't help but do what everything else people on social media do. You put out your fucking wrap-ups of all the music you listen to, and guess who ain't never on the top of y'all? Like, stop, dog. That's all I'm just saying.
All right, but what last time you listened to Lil Wayne album? The last album he put out?
What you mean?
He just put out a Carter, right? Or whatever. What was the last one he put out?
He put out this song. He put out the joint with him and 2 Chainz, and we talked about it on here.
That was the last Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
I thought he put out something else.
No, he put out. That was his last project he put out, and we talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about it. But I'm saying, when the last time you listened to that?
Nigga, but we
talk.
Nigga, Lil Wayne puts out constant songs every time, we talk about him every time he put out a new song.
Right, but you asked me when the last time I listened to Marlon.
Listen to Marcus. Listen to whenever the last Lil Wayne song he put out, that's the last time I listened to a Lil Wayne song. So if it was 2 weeks ago when he put out that song with him and Rick Ross,
him and Yachty, the one he just put out
with that Mike Will shit. No, but
the one he just put out this weekend. It was a Yachty. It was like a rock and roll type.
Fuck, I don't listen to fucking rock and roll. So you asking a question that you know I didn't listen to. I didn't listen to no new music this week. It was nothing on there that drew me to go listen to some new music this week. So I didn't even listen. I think only songs I listened to was whatever the new Meg put out and whatever two new songs that Sexy Red put out. And I believe I listened to some of G Herbo, and that was it. I ain't really listened to nothing new this week. But like I said, that whatever that last every time Lil Wayne put out some new music, we talk about it. Niggas listen to it. Listen to what I'm saying. We have talked about more Lil Wayne music than we talked about Kendrick Lamar. I'm not about to sit here and act like we did.
We're not saying that. Nobody's saying that. Like I said,
that's what you tried to just say until you just realized. Oh, we've been talking about Wayne all fucking year long.
You asked me about the Miles from the whatever what's name. No, I don't. That's not my favorite Kendrick's album. No, I'm not. Like I said, that's not something I go back to listen to. But you send me. Do you got Apple Music, right?
Yes. You know you can go to what you've been playing so far this year. And show me how much Kendrick Lamar is on it.
You show me how to go to it.
I show you before we done. We were recording. We ain't gotta pause it. But like I said, all I'm just saying, telling y'all, all of that shit sound cool. Y'all can try to rewrite history, do whatever the case may be, and I can allow that to sit here and roll into the Rich Homie Quan situation. Rest in peace to Rich Homie Quan. And my only beef that I have with just any podcast and radio station, if your go-to fuck Rich Homie Quan song and the first song that come to your mind for Rich Homie Quan is Lifestyle, I don't want to hear your opinion on shit. I'm sorry and let me give fucking Joe Button a round of applause because I'm so happy that he didn't fucking start his show off with fucking Lifestyle. Because when I think of Rich Homie Quan, I never fucking think of Lifestyle. And that shit was irritating my soul. Hell no, because he barely on the fucking song. But that's if you don't listen to him, and that's be my point. And I seen KRS-One say that, though he hates the way that hip hop people give people their flowers when they pass away. I hate that shit with my soul. Rest in peace to Fatman Scoop. And I'm sorry, because last week sometimes when we get in the mode and we just be talking, I forget certain topics. And again, like I said, rest in peace to Fatman Scoop, because we did not talk about that last week. And of course, maybe because of course we recording on YouTube, so it's a lot harder because we're not playing music or whatever the case may be neither. So sometimes
going to do it before you got here, but
yeah, I wish you would have, or if you could do it early, whatever, just to but it's cool. It's not no big deal. But like I said, just for me, for when we talking about, I do want to play some of these, just because, and the crazy thing is how things play out, because we did play clips of, and it was so funny that we played the clip last week of Rich Homie when he was on doing what was he doing, the 20 versus 1. We played the clip of him when he was asking the girl about going to if she wanted to go to Dubai or she wanted to go to the passport situation. So that was kind of like cool. Just that came up on the thing. I seen a joke. Matter of fact, it was this. I don't want to play the joke when he was talking about Woody. It was another one that I seen, but I could play this one because that do kind of go hand in hand.
It's being said about him basically shooting up your dad's barbershop.
What is a liar? The barbershop did get shot up, but it wasn't like, I don't want to talk much to it, but it wasn't like he has over exaggerated it because the same day the barbershop got shot up, it was up and running. So it couldn't have been like what he said it was. So we're gonna hold it down. Shout out to Woody. But niggas know.
Okay, yeah.
And I do think
I was gonna ask that too, because I did see like a couple little conspiracy theory talking about because like he was supposed to testify and in the trial and all that type of stuff too.
I mean, but I don't know what would be the conspiracy theory. I don't necessarily know if there's no real conspiracy theory that you can have about him. I mean, I don't know.
He wouldn't be against Thugger. It wouldn't have been against Thugger, right?
I don't necessarily know because I didn't hear or see whatever you talking about, so I can't. It's hard for me to really.
Yeah, it was one of them clips where they were saying like, "Oh, he's supposed to have been testifying."
Yeah, I mean, that's sometimes people just be on social media just saying anything and just one be forgetting that one of these people have families, and two, even when we talk about people having families, just that even them posting that 911 thing, and it just be like that's why one of my biggest beefs when it comes to like blogs and stuff. Especially like what's the neighborhood talk, like it'd be like, bro, certain things it'd be like y'all be so pressed for just like clicks and likes and views, and it just be like, bro, some of that stuff just be disgusting. This was the clip that I was looking for.
Man, my kids getting older, so I care about the message I'm giving out. You feel me? Like the music ain't gonna sound like some type of way. And today I'm 33 now, so I look at things different. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like my oldest son being 15, my youngest being 2. It's a big age differential, but the message the same. I'm mindful of what I say. I'm mindful of what they see. Right. Knowing they're able of age to just be able to Google me, I care about that. Right. I care what pop up. And if I can control the narrative, let me do it in the right way.
A young artist that's coming in the game, bump into you right now, walking out this building. Hey, Quan, give me some game right quick. What would you tell him?
First, I will observe him before I give him the game, see what his circle look like. You know what I'm saying? Just look at his circle, because you are a reflection of your circle. Facts. I'm gonna look at his circle, and that's gonna depend on the answer I give him. You know what I'm saying? Your circle look thorough, solid. Just give him some game. Like, man, stay around some solid ones who want it more than you want it. You got some people who going hard every day that people don't see. Right. You know what I mean? Those are people who matter to me. You know what I mean? So it's just like get around people who believe in you more than you believe in yourself. And you got to think like, man, Mike.
That's one thing that I guess I don't personally agree with when people sit here and say that Rich Homie Quan, why y'all giving him fake love or not giving him the love that you was getting? Was his music streaming as much as it is right now? No, because he did have the #1 and I believe #2 and #3 song on Apple Music streamed this over the weekend. It was some type of way, and it was Rich Gang. I mean, not Rich Gang, but Lifestyle. So going over and then let's be clear, and that's why sometimes I do love TikTok, and I understand what people sit here saying when they say, oh, all the different type of love, because bro, they had the #1 trending song on TikTok right now is I feel like the man when I walk through, and the kids and already found different little ways to do the dances to that, and then I think the other one on there was ooh, 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 ooh. So that's what I said. And that's the difference between TikTok and I guess every other social media thing, because kids on TikTok kind of know how to be like, and that's why you always, I guess when you think about TikTok, you always think about kids because they just kind of move by their own beat of their drum. Because like I said, you hear old people, when I'm listening to Hot 97, I'm listening to Ebro, and all of them keep just talking about lifestyle, and it's literally giving me a fucking headache. I see the kids be like, all right, well, that's what y'all old people talking about. We gonna remember Rich Homie Quan for something completely different and bring it to light and give it some legs. And like I said, I'm gonna play this clip of Quando Rondo, and I'm not a fan of Quando Rondo at all, but I do kind of agree with what he was saying and his stance on just how people assumed it. Just because these and not necessarily saying that the labels will do right by some of these artists when they pass away, and people be feeling like, oh, go run your streams up, and it don't necessarily. I don't know. Rich Homie Quan's situation may be completely different, and that was one of the reasons why he took a break. And I believe we talked about it, and that's why I said I don't completely agree with everybody saying he wasn't getting his flowers, because Rich Homie Quan was on a run of doing interviews. He was doing a lot of interviews. He did a Say Cheese interview. He done some Vlad interviews. That clip I just played, he was on All the Smoke. He was doing what else he did? He did Math Hopper podcast, and that Math Hopper joint was going viral of different, like way before he even passed away, because even when he was on there talking about how like they did, because they from New York, so they were talking about when he did the Biggie tribute, and he was just basically, him and Lil Kim was cool, they had a friendship, and he was just trying to help her out, and it was like some last minute stuff. So just all of those conversations, that's why I agree, but I disagree when people saying it's like fake love towards him. Like, is his music going stream way more now? Yeah, of course, that's just how the world is, because they do. The sad thing is, and I guess the thing that I will always wonder is like, how could you realistically in the world get people? Because it should never, you don't want it to take death. Because I mean, we talked about it when it happened to Nipsey, how just like that how people just went to run up all his old interviews, and Victory Lap became such a legendary project. How can you get that same type of promo while you're alive? And I think that's all it is. It's not necessarily people giving you fake love or fake flowers. It's just people don't be hip to everything because it's so much stuff that's drawing our attention every other different way. It's just so hard to sit here and be like back in the day when it was like I only went on World Star, only went on live mixtapes every day to see what new music is out. Now it's so much information. It's kind of hard to sit here and say where to go or where I'm going to go every day to check out whatever music I'm listening to or whatever new music that was put out. So like I said, I do want to play this little clip real quick of Quando Rondo.
The people who don't want to be labeled as showing fake love, new word to use now is reminiscing. Man, hell nah. Man, listen, bruh, a fan just commented under my picture and said, well, this is a good thing because at least his tape is generating money for his family. Man, y'all keep believing that bullshit. Y'all actually think that a label is actually about to give money to an artist's fucking family, man? In what world? Man, y'all tripping, and I ain't saying this on no lame shit or nothing. I'm saying this because shit, most of all, we the people, we black. Bruh, that's like having $50,000 and you die and you left the money at your little cousin house or your uncle house and shit so fucked up nowadays, maybe even your mama or daddy house. Man, ain't nobody about to see that money but the person who got control of it. This something I know. When your ass die and you an artist, all that money that the fans and all your loved ones screaming and making your shit go number one with, when you die, that money ain't going to your family, but that money is going on another artist's budget for a video shoot or clothes or to get signed. Boy, come on now, be for real.
And like I said, I don't necessarily know what Rich Homie's
but is that the fan? That's not the fans' fault.
No, it's not the fans' fault. The fans are doing their part, but it's just it's the I mean, of course, it's the sad thing. It is the label, it's the label's dealing. It is the business when you are in with the label. He just saying some real shit. It's not, you're absolutely right. It's not the fans' fault because the fans can't control what your deal is or who control your streaming or whatever the case may be. Like I said, I don't necessarily know Rich Homie's situation because he did. That's why he took a long break. And that is why it was so hard for him to get back. I mean, I've seen a lot of people sitting here from Atlanta, and I can't argue with Atlanta people about Atlanta business, but I only can go off of what I've heard him stress in the interviews. He never made it feel like that people was choosing between him and Young Thug. But I think it was Atlanta's top 20, and they tweeted that out like, oh, y'all fake, all these blogs posting it. But when y'all had to choose between him and Thug, y'all chose Thug. I don't necessarily agree with that because at that same time, YF and Lucci was still taking off because Lucci, they were signed to the same label. The real beef between Thug and fucking Quan is because of YF and Lucci. Niggas still was doing songs with Lucci. Lucci was still getting features. Lucci went to jail and was getting still big name features. Lucci had big songs after Rich Homie. Rich Homie's slowdown was because he was in a fucked up label deal. And you go watch any interviews recently of like in 2024 or the end of 2023 when Rich Homie was talking about his label situation, him getting out of the TGI situation. And for people who don't know what TGI, Rich Homie was signed to there. Right after Rich Homie, they signed Trinidad James. And then after Trinidad James, they signed Lucci. So all of it, like I said, in the real, like I said, the beef between Thug and them, if you listen to any of those, go on YouTube and type in YSL versus fucking YSL versus YFN. They had all of their little back and forth, and like I said, a lot of that back and forth and beef was between Lucci and it was Lucci and Thug. It had nothing to do with Rich Homie. Of course, Rich Homie was just riding for, not necessarily riding. He was kind of just caught in the middle. So I think a lot of when people sitting here saying that was why he had us fall off because people wasn't choosing his side, I don't think that was true because like I said, Lucci was still getting features. I think just for Quan, he took that huge break because he wasn't putting out music because he wasn't getting the right percentages off of his music. He talked about that on countless interviews. So I don't necessarily think that that's why people sitting here showing him fake love now or why he fell off or whatever the case may be. No, he took a break. He said he took a break. He did not want to keep putting out music if he wasn't getting paid the proper percentages off of his music. And he talked, and like I said, to me, the best interview I guess you could probably, to me, that I can remember off the top of my head, I think you should go watch, it would be the Math Hoffa interview because he talked about all that. He talked about taking a break and he talked about how he went from, I think he was getting like 100. I think he said like, he was like, the sad thing about, I remember this verbatim, it was almost like he was like, the sad thing is one New Year's Eve, he went from getting like $100,000 to do a New Year's Eve party. And he thought that's what his number was supposed to be. And he never got booked for $100,000 ever again. And he had to come to the reality of, oh, that's not my number. I just caught a lick on that New Year's Eve. So just like I said, all of those things just kind of go hand in hand. So I don't necessarily, like me personally, I don't believe it's fake love. I just believe that we live in the times where the sad thing is the only time you can really get the promo or the reminiscence of or whatever is if something bad happened to you. So, I mean, and that kind of is the sad thing. But again, like I said, just because we are talking about Rich Homie Quan, I do want to kind of go off for some of my favorite Rich Homie Quan songs, because like even when people sit here and say lifestyle, and if you're talking about my favorite Thug and Rich Homie song, to me would be Get the Fuck Out My Face. Please get the fuck out my face. And that whole project for him was kind of, I believe it got up to #1 on Apple Music as well. But then some of the throwback Rich Homies is the difference between me and you, like these songs, like, and I remember like even when you was asking me last week about
who you
when songs like not necessarily growing up with, but songs that you remember like doing stuff at that time. I remember, like just doing different things. And I remember at that time was like when Rich Homie was like hitting his peak, and he had like the difference between me and you. He had You Can't Judge Her, and this was like when I was on Twitter promoting a lot, and we was going out of town like the South Carolina, North Carolina, passing out CDs and flyers and stuff. And I just remember everybody on Twitter at one point in time was like, "Oh, Rich Homie Quan better than Future because he got more substance in his music." That was the thing. That was the thing that caught my eye. I was like, "Damn, who is this dude?" People keep saying he better than Future. He got the melodic stuff, but his music got actual substance. And at that time, Future had no type of substance at his music. So you talking about, what was this, 2000, what year did that song come out? Rich Homie, The Difference, 2012. So you talking about for Future, you talking about that was like probably maybe 3 or 4 mixtapes in at that time. I can't really off the top of my head remember exactly what project. I'm sure, I mean, Dirty Sprite, the original, was already out at that time. But Future, it was probably like, maybe he probably even had Turn on the Lights and a lot of that stuff already out. But that was the big comparison. That was when Rich Homie was getting super hot off of live mixtape, and he was really making his run in the South. That project, and with the difference between me and you on there, You Can't Judge Her. Man, he had some jumps. To me, those are some of my favorite. Like that's my top 5. My top 5 Rich Homie songs would be #1 would be Some Type of Way. #2 probably would be The Difference Between Me and You. #3 probably would be You Can't Judge Her. Then of course you gotta say like the radio shit, like My Nigga. Like to me, I even think about My Nigga before I think of Lifestyle. And I think so many people forget like how big My Nigga was. That song was huge. I'm sure if you go look at the numbers, I'm almost 100% positive My Nigga is a bigger song than fucking Lifestyle. Like think about the remix to My Nigga was Wayne, Nicki. It was Wayne, Nicki, Meek. Who else was on it? I just remember Wayne, Nicki, and Meek was on there, and Nicki went crazy. Like she had some crazy ass Chris Paul line. I can't remember that shit, but that line.
Oh no,
nigga, my nigga.
No, my nigga, why nigga? But I still don't feel like it's like it was a hit. But I don't know if it still got that bigger impact, because I feel like Lifestyle really hit. Because that's just like, oh, I'm living this life. I feel like that one was more of a impact.
Listen what I'm saying. I mean, you might be right, but we talking about like when we done recording, if sometime tomorrow when you get a chance, just actually listen to, because I thought every time I kept hearing people say Lifestyle, and I kept saying like, I get it. He in the video, he's on the song, like he's ad-libbing on the song, him and Thug doing the thing. But when I hear that song, it sounds like a Young Thug song. And maybe and at that time, I really wasn't a fan of Young Thug voice at that time. Like that voice was still like, it was still new. Mm-hmm. And even at that time in the group, Rich Homie was the bigger artist. And realistically, he even said that even in some of the interviews, like some of his interviews, and he even took accountability for that, sitting here saying like, it was my fault because I was allowing my head to get too big. Because at that time, Young Thug didn't really have a bunch of hits, or he had songs that was popping, but he still didn't have no body of work that niggas was riding around listening to. Like Rich Homie real live had like projects under his belt at that time, and Thug didn't. But even for shit, I know women who, nigga, they burn the hell out of that Milk Marie song. Like if you ask some women, like women who really into Rich Homie, or maybe not even really be into Rich Homie, but was really into music, doing that live mixtape, that Rich Gang run when they was doing their thing.
So that's that Milk, all they rich, because I still can't find it's a song. It's a Rich Gang song, and Kendrick was on there.
I don't know, because you got to remember one of their projects got leaked, so that may not be on. So that may not be on no platforms.
Okay.
Because remember, I remember they had like 200 songs that got leaked.
No, because I remember that joint, and I remember I was in the barbershop and the joint came on. I'm like, damn, this Rich Gang.
Yeah, so for people who don't know, that project that I'm talking about is called Still Going In Reloaded. So the original jump, the original project was on Go In on Everything, but the project that kind of really, like when he redid it, he really got some money behind him and he re-released it, and that's why it's called Reloaded. It's called Still Going In. So like I said, that to me, and if the project with the Get the Fuck Out My Face is Promise I Never, what is this? Yeah, Promise I Never, yeah, I'm Never Gonna Stop. So like I said, but to me, out of even those songs, like my favorite joint off of that one is Still Going In Reloaded. And like I said, it got Investment on there. It got The Difference Between Me and You Can't Judge It. Those are my three. Something like I said, if you really just go into his project, me personally, like I said, that just the lifestyle joint, like it don't resonate when I'm thinking of a Rich Homie Quan song. Shit, even just like think about how, and we talking about impact, and when people like that he don't get like flowers. Oh, you gotta think about it. Hit the Quan, that shit came from Rich Homie. Like that was his shit. Like hit the Quan, like
he not even on that.
No. And I'm sure, I mean, because him and the little dude probably just couldn't come to a fair agreement because he felt some type of way about it. Let's be clear. And that's not even no pun intended, but just like, yeah, it's just different. I don't like to say, I don't know. I mean, to each his own. Music is on, we always kind of say that on his music is very opinionated. It's on what you like or what's kind of like, I mean, whatever mood you in. But like I said, to me, some type of way is still Rich Homie Quan #1 big song. If you're thinking about Rich Homie Quan, if you want to sit here and start off a tribute to Rich Homie Quan, I feel like some type of way should just be mandatory. Like that was the song that kind of really broke him through mainstream. Because when I'm talking about the difference between me and You Can't Judge Her, all of that still was like mixtape circuit. That's still kind of like chitlin circuit type of vibes. Some type of way was the jump to kick the door in for him. And then after some type of way, here come my nigga, and whatever, all the other songs that led after that. But like I said, that Milk Marie song, women really, like I was watching women, it was like showing it respects to Rich Homie, and all of them was kind of real live going off of the Milk Marie. Like that was their shit. And I'm like I said, especially at that time when that song came out, I was not a fan of no melodic, nothing from none of them niggas. I ain't want to hear from him. I ain't want to hear from Future. I ain't want to hear from nobody. If you was into that girly singing shit, I cut that off. Give me the next song. So that really wasn't my bag, but I know for a fact women love that goddamn Milk Marie song. So, and with all that being said, things that women love about Rich Homie Quan, after his passing, it led to a conversation on do's and don'ts when it comes to And I remember when I first started podcasting, it was a dude who was kind of like popular in the DMV area, and it was me, Jazz, and fucking Kiana. We was recording. I want to say that we all kind of got in like a real, like a live heated debate about this conversation, because on just the protocols of how people should move when you pass. But so Rich Homie, of course, again, rest in peace, Rich Homie Quan passed away. And I don't think, and I mean, I don't necessarily know if everybody even knew his dating situation. And I think we'll put that icing on the cake when people started to really kick in Erica Banks and the two other miscellaneous girls back in when they started to post pictures and videos of Rich Homie Quan and leaked text messages or whatever the case may be. Was the 911 call came out. Of course, I'm not gonna play the 911 call, so you don't have to worry about skipping or speeding up. But it was his girlfriend doing the 911 call. She sitting here, took their youngest son to school. She thought he was just on the couch sleeping. And she was, came back in the house and was like, damn, he didn't even come to the bed last night. He just been on this couch sleeping all day. So it kind of made her, let me go check and see if he okay. Because she said before she left out, she went, put a cover on him before, all right, cool, whatever the case may be. But then she came back like, damn, he still ain't moved. He still ain't up. Let me see what's going on. And say he didn't have no pulse or nothing. So like I said, again, I can't even imagine have to find my loved one like that. It don't even matter if it's your significant other, family, whatever family member, anybody. I wouldn't want to have to be put in those shoes. But one thing I can say, dude, and I remember I texted a homegirl when I seen that, I was like, and she was like, I still want to live by myself. I'm like, yeah, you fucking insane. But just seeing that, and was like, damn, what if he didn't have somebody there? Even though she found him and he was still already dead, but it's still like, damn, what if you just literally in your house by yourself and you just there for days? We talk about, like, we have it jokingly, and we have them when we had these little back and forth arguments about women and men, and we talking about not getting married and all those stuff. But again, I always sit here and say, it's like, everybody act like we gonna have a clean bill of health forever. I don't necessarily like, and I said, I'm not about to put out whatever the allegations or how people saying or how he passed away or whatever the case may be, because I don't necessarily know, and I don't want to go off the he says, until he got a real autopsy on how or what was the cause of his death. I don't want to sit here and put no allegations on that man. Allow that man to just go out and we reminisce off of his music, and we can kind of have some salacious conversation behind these women. And so people was like, oh, it's thirsty. If you was a side chick, and listen, be clear, I think with the Erica Banks thing, she is just a wild clickbaity, clout chasing type of broad. We know that that's just who she is, just by nature, by her back and forths with Meg, and even just the way she run and go get all these surgeries. Like, she's just looking for the attention, and she may be just looking for it because she's trying to find a way to give herself an alley-oop with her music career. So, but my only thing is, where I'll kind of shoot all of them some bail, is like, I can't be mad at a woman if a nigga was okay with taking the video. Because if you as a man, and I say this all the time, I'm not saying this as a flex, I'm just saying just in general. If I've been with over 600 something women, bro, and I can realize, say less than maybe 3 women got videos of me, or maybe only 2 if I'm being honest, but maybe 3 if it's just some miscellaneous shit that I didn't have nothing. I'm even bump it up. Out of 600, let's just sit here and say it's 6 women, because it's 2 that I know for a fact got shit in their phone, and videos like I've actually posed and meant to take, and we out having a good time, and we're sharing a moment, and we were recording these moments. Yeah, okay, they got it, but everybody else, that don't, like, what the fuck are we talking about? He posed for these shits. One of the girls had it on Triller, and we got to think, again, you can't sit here and say, why are we giving him fake love and endorsing him now? That shit was on her Triller page. That's some more country shit that country people do. Like, you follow Rob 49 or Glorilla, both of them be heavy on Triller. Like, they post, before they get to TikTok or Instagram or any of that thing, they be on Triller. So I feel like that's some South shit. That girl, that one little vacation junk that was floating around, and the girl who's probably getting the most backlash, this was a video she uploaded on Instagram from Triller. So she's like, nigga, she posted this shit of them. But let's be clear, Rich Homie wasn't super popular, so I'm sure if a bra, and nobody didn't know he had a girl, so I'm sure this girl posting a picture or a video of her and Rich Homie, she just a random nobody ass girl, and she posted John with Rich Homie. It's not, what vlog was it gonna make before today or before the weekend? It wasn't gonna make none. Because it was like, you can't sit here, we can't have it 2 ways. You can't say that people giving him fake love and celebrating him and playing his music, and just 2 weeks ago, a month ago, you wasn't checking for him, because it wouldn't be fake love. Now, if we was already checking for him the way we checking for him today, when he passed, if we was checking for him that same way a couple months ago. So that girl, that wasn't something like, she wasn't hiding this, because and again, this is when we talking about sometimes where people hide their relationships. I never follow him, so I can't sit here and say, but I'm sure he didn't have a crazy public relationship. And that's why most of them girls was running to put out shit, and then people didn't know to even be like, oh, y'all wild and out of pocket, until you hear the 911 call. Because if you keep your relationship so private, it is like, what the fuck are we supposed to know? We ain't know no better. And if you read some of the text messages, that nigga he was running game. He was doing what niggas do. So it's kind of like, how can I really be mad at these girls if he real live he's participating? If I'm taking up for, like, I couldn't, God forbid, if something happened to me, I couldn't be mad if a fucking girl that I've sat here and I'm the one taking pictures and holding the camera and all that for, like, you can't be mad if she uploaded that shit. People are like, well, if you didn't do it, if you couldn't do it, who said that they couldn't? Some people are just fucking private people. I ain't saying that they could, they just don't. If that's just not my demeanor, if me and you dating and I just don't post my real life shit, what the fuck, how you gonna know?
You're right. Because there's a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people just don't post at all. I have endless videos and stuff that I've done. I just don't put them up. Everything don't have to be on social media. And so, like I said, I get both sides. Mm-hmm. But then also, you can't be mad at somebody for showing how they feel or how they want to express it. Long as you're not being disrespectful to him or even disrespecting the family. Like, that's my only, that's the only thing.
Yeah, because none of the videos was disrespectful. Yeah, it was like intimate. They were intimate videos that, I mean, like, nigga, he's not like, oh, don't, like, he ain't trying to hide his face or no shit like that. Nigga, he is fucking in the camera. He is making the duck lips and all that other silly shit that niggas do when they really like a girl in these videos. So it's like, how the fuck can you be like? That's my only thing.
And let's say, like, what if you didn't know our relationship anyway? So let's say we were just friends, and that's just how we interact. That too. So that's why I'm saying I get what people are trying to say. She's trying to be clout, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. People mourn and they lost. They everybody mourn different. Just like when they got on B Simone when what was that, the football player?
But you know what this crazy thing is? I think because some people's behavior, like even with the B Simone shit, her behavior is very clout chasing. It's very like. It was like niggas didn't even know that she dealt with this nigga. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it makes it seem clout chasing where it's like, damn, I didn't even know you knew this nigga.
But then I feel like this is sometimes I think it's just a respect level. Yes, I'm not going to sit here and put that. I'm not going to put that out there. I don't, even the way I'm moving, I might not move. You know what I'm saying? Like we both female, male and a female, they might not want that information out there. So you cannot be mad at somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to what I'm saying. I hear you. I get it. But it still be like the time, like with the girls who are now on celebrities, I don't care. I'm not judging them because I can't say you clout chasing because you're not a celebrity. So I don't necessarily know what you like. You could have been posting these videos and pictures. I don't know who none of these other girls is. So like because you just brought up B Simone behavior sometimes is very clout chasey. And Erica Banks, we know she is the ultimate headline stepper of being a goddamn clout chaser. So that's the point. I think why people judge certain topics and certain behavior manners is because what you have done previously. Because if you even like when I'm talking about the movie earlier, it was like niggas knew not to play with that lady when she came outside and was like, I'm about to open up a can of whip ass. Like, you know to stay in line or you want something too, punk. Like on her Debo shit. So it's just a difference between, it's like, it's your resume on how you lay up. Because I don't think people would sit here and feel like it's clout chasey if that's kind of just like, even if people had a hint of the job dealing with each other, or if you just they're like, if Meg posts somebody, nobody would sit here and think it was fucking clout chasing. Because Meg, like, niggas be like, damn, Meg, how many fucking niggas you gonna post? Because niggas feel like Meg be over posting niggas. Like, Meg don't give a fuck. Oh, we been dating each other for 2 weeks. Oh, here you go, nigga, see my Instagram. Meg don't care. So if it was Meg the Stallion and she posted a joint with Rich Homie Quan, niggas, I don't think people will be like, oh, Meg is clout chasing. Nah, Meg would be like, damn, this bitch Meg do not fucking close her legs to save her life. But niggas wouldn't look at it like she clout chasing because look at nigga, she lit. Again, when we talk about just how their resume, bro, I seen somebody tweet this shit today and motherfuckers was like, they was like, I didn't have this on my bingo list, and they was like, Coco Golf lost. I think somebody else lost in something. Angel Reese getting injured, and Meg the Stallion fucking prancing around with a goddamn bench warmer. So that was just like, that's just who Meg is. Or she don't give a fuck. Is she in New York Fashion Week with a nigga that know he play in the NBA and not a fucking soul own this nigga jersey or know who the fuck he is? Ain't nobody about to sit here and say I'm about to play 2K and I'm about to play with this random ass nigga for the Bulls. So that's my whole point of it. Is just some people are just different. So it's hard to look at them like, oh, this is some clout chasing. Like, it's just, I get the difference. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I swear every time you hear these type of stories, I be thinking to myself, because I'm like, bro, I've shared real moments with some, like, just even this one girl I got in mind, and I'm just be like, God forbid, knock on wood, I just be like, I don't necessarily know how I would fucking even feel. Like, I don't necessarily know how you feel. You go back and watch these videos and you sit here and maybe you regret that you didn't make shit work. I don't know how that triggers people. And I think that is the fucked up thing, that we all kind of just, we voice our opinions on how other people feel when they are grieving, or you sit here because you never think of, you don't know why that relationship stopped. Like, if that relationship stopped for something very small and minute, if that person passed, and especially past, though 34 is so fucking young. And let's be clear, I'm sure most people, you either already past 34, you close to it, or you fucking far away from it, either younger or older. Dog, you think about like that shit is like so, like, and I'm not, so it make you even think of sometimes, even just like when even seeing somebody pass at 34 and even beat King at 39, it do kind of make you be like,
Fatman Scoop at 53.
Exactly. But so this one, and that's young. And let's be clear, that's young, because I'm sure everybody listening is younger than fucking 50 something right now. So you would be pissed if you pass away at 53. So that is still, like you said, you're absolutely right. That's young. And that's what I'm sitting here saying is like, sometimes when you look at those relationships, you would probably feel, I know for a fact I would feel some type of way.
Right. So, and kind of to use both situation. Like even with the whole Fatman Scoop situation, how they was like, oh, well, wow, people were still recording that, but you don't know.
That shit happened in real time. You can't be mad at people.
You can't be mad at. You didn't know what's going on or what, but you like, well, damn, y'all put them. And I feel like some things I get, but it's just like that was in real time. I was at the show.
Yeah, you can't stop recording.
We didn't know what was going on. We didn't know that was his last breath. And even at his last breath, what he was still trying to perform and hype the crowd up. So I feel like you can't be mad at somebody for sharing those moments. I was there. I was right there.
And you know the thing, and the crazy thing is, and I'm not mad at even, I mean, of course, people who are close, like I listen to, of course, I tell you, I listen to Hot 97. So with them, I understand that shit is more personal. This is somebody that these people had worked with for years. Yeah. So if they feel a little bit differently about watching it, cool. But I've even heard some people on their work that, like the dude who do like the bull operation on there, he worked a lot of different shows at Hot 97. He was like, I mean this with all respect. When he said, he was like, bro, I think Fatman Scoop would be okay with the way he went out and people got to see that because he is a performer. And that was one of his things. He said literally his last words was, if y'all came here to party, put your hands up and make some noise. Like, I'm not going to lie. That shit is kind of, and most people, if you do something that you love and you've been doing something that you're very passionate about, you're literally your last breaths is literally, I'm sure most athletes wouldn't mind if I'm sitting here, go out and fucking game win or whatever the case may be, or if that was my last, whatever the case may be. So you can kind of, so I understand how that shit probably is kind of tight. Like, nigga, this is his passion. This is what he's known for. This is one of his signature sayings on songs. Like, you go back and listen to some Fatman Scoop, put your hands up if it's a bad bitch in the day, put your hand, like, that's his shit. So for him to literally his last words, that shit is fire to me.
All right.
At the age, of course, I'm sure he don't want. If he could have did that same wild that same way, and maybe did it at 83, that shit would have been way more cooler. It wouldn't be as more of a somber moment. But to go out doing something that you have love for, you can't. Like, I'm not mad about that as much as the people fucking upload 911 calls. The 911 shit is ridiculous.
Well, that's more. I put that on TMZ and all them trying to just trying to get shit to have a story with. Yes, you were absolutely right. That shit is just that's foul and it's terrible. And even when they did with the whole Kobe situation, it's like, why do y'all want that information? I get it, you a business, that's what you do, but it's just like at the expense of somebody else's death. Why are you even trying to retrieve that type of shit? And which is kind of crazy. And that's why I say, but and even when people say the fake love or just the way they show it, and it's like I seen a couple of videos with Fatman Scoop. I didn't know he, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't know he did it. He did those, those ads for people. And it's just like, okay, well, would you saying that's fake love too? Because now I'm putting it back up or I'm reposting it. That's not like I said.
I think it just depends because people get everybody was at one. I don't follow Vlad no more, but people used to get pissed when Vlad did that shit.
What when he
reposts old interviews or whatever the case may be after somebody passed. Like niggas used to get so like niggas really used to get pissed with Vlad when he did that.
That's my only thing. Like even with Vlad, because the information or the interviews that he kind of go for or whatever, I'm pretty sure now a lot of them deaths because of whatever was.
No. It don't even necessarily have to be that. It could be just. Okay. It could be like, I'm sure real. I mean, like I said, I don't follow him, but I'm 100% positive. I'm sure he probably posted his Rich Homie Quan, but I'm sure. But like I said, for Rich Homie shit is almost like right now it's still in the air for natural causes. So it's like, but again, I still would recommend those interviews to people. Like I'm sitting here saying, go watch the Mav Hoffa jump because I do feel like it's very informative, and I think to me it eliminates some of the fake love conversation. So that's why I would sit here and say, like, that's why it's kind of cool that some of these people do get to do so many interviews. Because like I said, Rich Homie Quan did a lot of interviews last year. A lot. Like I'm talking about, you probably can, like, he probably did 10 to 20. He didn't maybe do the Breakfast Club, or he didn't do Joe Budden shit, but he did everything else.
Right.
So like I said, I mean, again, I don't necessarily know where you fall on the spectrum of just how you feel about the music. Or like I said, I just personally, if you wanted to have a conversation with me, or if I'm respecting your comment, just don't start it off with lifestyle. I don't give a fuck what else it is. Do your homework. That's to me, that's why I just sit here and say, do your homework. If you like to talk about hip hop, or if you want to have a voice that people can rely on, I just think you have to do some type of homework on.
Yeah, but you could do your homework, but is it really fair though? Because like I said, if that's the song that I got introduced, or that's my favorite, that what I'm saying, you can't say, well, I don't want to talk to you, because that's like if with you and Drake, what's your most, what do you like Drake for? What song do you like Drake most? But you might say, something recently when we talking about, I liked him when he was doing such and such. Because like I said, you wasn't a big fan when Drake was
when he first
and all that. So that's why I say I kind of feel like you can't discredit people like, oh, well, that's your first song.
But my thing would be though, still, it's just like you're absolutely. Let's stay with your Drake point. When I got familiar with Drake, you're right. Maybe I might have missed the.
A whole window of it. Because I want to say, when me and you, we used to argue, that was when Meek Mill was high. You used to say Meek was better than Drake.
Right, for sure.
And that was probably not Take Care. Listen what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is, but by the time he got to the joint, by the time he got to the shit with the blue cover, I was already a fan. But but if you still sit here saying, was I still a Meek fan more than I was a Drake fan? I was still a Meek fan more than a Drake fan until they got up to the battle.
Right.
So I'm not making it. I wouldn't see it, but I'm still wouldn't be like, oh, nigga, if you ask me what's my favorite Drake Jones shit, I still may say, Doug, hold on, we're going home. I don't necessarily know how many Drake fans would be mad if I sit here and said that's my favorite Drake song, because that's not like I'm like, oh, my favorite Drake song is Started from the Bottom or fucking God's Plan. Like if like God forbid if something happened to Drake and I sit here and started off, oh, let's play this Drake set, and I start off with God's Plan, then I could get niggas to be like, oh, you such a fucking corny ass radio Drake fan. Like, hold on, we going home. Like that to me is like, I don't even know why that song. I mean, to Drake fans, I'm 100% positive that song is fucking huge. Is Drake songs get, but that never was a song that they played on the radio all the time. Like I'm sure if I go on YouTube, hold on, we just going home, don't got as many plays as Hotline Bling or some shit like that. Like to me, that's how I look at it. That would be like if something, God forbid, if I'm giving a Drake set and I'm sitting here showing Drake some love, and I start off with Hotline Bling. I could imagine, like, let's see, yeah, we're gonna do it for Drake. And I come up with that Hotline Bling. I'm sure that niggas will be like, unplug this uncouth ass, non-cultural having ass niggas equipment and send him the fuck home. If I started off with Hotline Bling for Drake, that's to me how I feel when niggas be like lifestyle for Rich Homie Quan.
Yeah, but okay, so what's all you saying that they should start off, my nigga? Or
no, some type of way.
Some type of way.
Cause that shit just set the tone. My nigga in a smooth operator. That fell up on my roof. That nigga just start off with that. That's him. That's all him. That's him. That ain't nobody else on that song. That's him. That is to introduce to the world. The world got hip to Rich Homie Quan off of some type of way. Some type of way was out before Lifestyle. That's what I'm saying. That's why even when it comes to Lifestyle, Rich Homie carried, like, nigga, Rich Gang at that time, Rich Homie was the bigger act. And again, like I said, go back and listen to some of them interviews he recently did, and he will tell you he was smelling himself. Because, nigga, he was the one carrying the weight. I'm the one putting out all the fucking hits. Young Thug is kind of just fucking hanging along.
Walk through?
I'm feeling like the man when I walk through. I'm not mad at you if that's it, neither. I'm not even mad if you go corny with the
but it would have been followed with Lifestyle. Like I said, I just feel like just the uplift. Like I said,
no, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not mad at playing Lifestyle, but I'm mad if you start the conversation or you start the shit off with Lifestyle, because that's not a fucking Rich Homie song.
But that is probably, is that his most popular one?
If you're not a Rich Homie fan, yes.
Okay, so that's why I say I can't be mad at that then, because that's probably his most popular known song. And of course, like you said, you don't even hear him on the. This is like with whatchamacallit, Bad and Bougie. If you played the when who was that you said was not on the song?
What you mean, Lil Uzi? On the song or off the not on the song?
Not on the song. Who wasn't on the song?
Takeoff wasn't on it.
Takeoff wasn't on the song. So that's what. So when you
if you listen to what I'm saying, if you was doing a Migos set, if you started off with me, if you were sitting here saying rest in peace to Takeoff and you fucking play Bad and Bougie, somebody need to steal your fucking laptop and steal your DJ equipment.
But that's
not the biggest song from them though. If you are not
a song though, right?
No, listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. On paper, you're absolutely right. On paper, we just going off of numbers and whatever charts or whatever the case we want to talk. Yes, Bad and Bougie is the biggest song from the Migos on paper. But nigga, that shit would piss me off. I would be so fucking mad. If a nigga sit here and say we doing a set for Takeoff and you start off with Bad and Bougie. And one of the biggest moments was when they was at the fucking BET Awards with Academics and Joe Budden, and he said, "Do I look like I'm left off of Bad and Bougie?" There's no fucking way that's playing that song is so fucking disrespectful. If you sit here saying I'm doing a Takeoff set,
yeah, but like I said, people just going.
But listen to it. But that's why my point of what I'm sitting here saying is, and that's why and maybe just for me, it's a little bit different when we talk about just if I'm wanting somebody's because that's what we'll do when it comes to sports. When it comes to sports, niggas be real judgmental and real politician on who they take their sports information from. Niggas really think about how nigga, you don't watch no games and this, that, and the third, or you ain't play this sport. Think about how niggas do Stephen A. Smith. How do you allow niggas to get this music takes?
Now let's go back to Lil Wayne. If you had to play would taking Cash Money records for the 9-9, that wouldn't be your first Lil Wayne song to play, right? But that would be the most popular one that probably people would go to. You know what I'm saying?
No, if we're talking about but if you're talking about let's just say it depends on who you asking, because we're talking about cultural wise longevity that still get played right now. Like, let's be clear. Not like us is not going to get played 25 years from now. But fucking 25 years, it's at year 25 now. And fucking and that shit still gets played it's not a club in America.
You don't hear Lil Wayne part.
What are you talking about? Back it, wobbly, drop it like it's hot.
They cut off before that part. Get on it.
Yeah, I mean, because the song is 25 years old, but it's still. But when you still think about we taking over for the 9-9 in the 2000s,
you wouldn't be mad if somebody played that first for Lil Wayne set.
No, because perfect example. Okay. Even when they just Juvenile and Manny Fresh was just on the Breakfast Club, and Charlamagne asked them that, like, damn, who knew that song was gonna be a hit? And fucking and Manny Fresh said him and Wayne. He was like, dog, Wayne said he had his verse before the song was even done. And then Charlamagne asked him, he was like, who thought that Lil Wayne would have the biggest part on that song? And again, outside of when the shit come on, we taking over for the 9-9 in the 2000s. That part, and then Wayne, after you back it up and stop, why drop it? What the that's my listen to what I'm saying. And that before I only had a conversation with Kendrick Lamar and Lil Wayne shit. I listen to what I'm telling you, and I mean this with all due respect. If you in your fucking life ever think that I would want to hear anything of Kendrick Lamar over, you can talk about old school Lil Wayne. I'm looking for a hot girl out in the block and man, shut the fuck up. Like, we gotta stop, dog. Lil Wayne has some shit where you can sit, dog. Man, I'm just too old. I'm too old for you to fucking play in my face talking about Kendrick Lamar any fucking thing over fucking Lil Wayne, dog. Come on, man, fuck out of here, dog. Y'all niggas is crazy as shit. Like, y'all gotta stop. Like, certain shit be, bro, like, y'all be making me want to sit here and join the fucking MAGA party and the fucking Caitlin Clarks, because y'all niggas are crazy. Y'all be saying some disrespectful shit to our fucking black legends, and that shit is weird, dog. I'm not even gonna hold you. let's get into power real quick. I know it's early and we normally don't get into it this early, but I feel like let's just kind of just balance out the conversation a little bit, because I feel like we just went super crazy with the hip hop, and I feel like it's the season one. I mean, not season, well, episode one kind of to season. I mean, with the season finale, episode 6. So Power is officially back if you haven't known or you didn't know. And real quick, just because I know I haven't gave any, Bel Air recaps, because I just had to find. I'm not gonna lie to you. That is one thing, and we talked about this on here before when it comes to the streaming stuff. Bro, it be too many apps sometimes, though. And that's why I appreciate and I understand niggas want to get their money, everybody want to get paid, but I appreciate, even for all the TV people, if you taking a low ball to sit here and throw your shit on Netflix, I appreciate y'all. Because like just go with the people that, dog. I just hate that niggas got to chase the bag. Like, stop trying, because we can't go to all these fucking platforms. I don't got it like that, dog. I'm not about to sit here and pay for fucking Peacock, and I'm only going to want to watch Bel Air, and then I'm done.
Oh, well, I think I'm about to get one, because the way shit looking, especially like I said, you ain't be able to watch sports without having it.
What, with Peacock? But no, listen, I wouldn't mind paying Peacock, but the NBA shit don't start now. So let's just be clear.
If the NFL joined now too.
Is that? I thought that was just only for this weekend. Whatever games they got.
No, they got a bunch of them. They got a bunch of them now. And even I think even for like the college thing, I think what was it? The Colorado game was on, but I think one game.
Yeah. Colorado. No. It wasn't on Peacock. It was on NBC though.
No, but I'm saying the game after, whatever game it was, because it was like a hit. It was like a full slate that was only on Peacock. It was one. I don't know who. I forgot who it was. But like I said, I get it, and they cracking everybody over the head right now.
Oh, just real quick, because it just came to the top of my head. Don't just like, what the fuck is give me the Kendrick Lamar song that can go against Go DJ, is that my DJ? Go DJ, is that my DJ? Like, come on, are we serious right now, dog? Like, are we fucking, like, I can't believe, I don't give a fuck if you the biggest Kendrick Lamar fan. Are you fucking serious right now? What is the Kendrick Lamar song that you would want to hear against Go fucking DJ? Any Kendrick Lamar fan, I got a fucking $1,000. I bet any of you niggas in the verses that you need to go 20. You can't go 20 songs because he ain't got no fucking catalog to go 20 fucking songs with little fucking Wayne, dog. What are we talking about? Is that my DJ? What? Man, stop, dog. The block is hot. The block is hot. Hot. Man, what the fuck is wrong? Y'all niggas are weird, dog. Like, some of you niggas need to be neutered, dog.
Please. Thank you.
Oh shit. It's yours. You gotta be fucking kidding me, Tyreek. What is the plan?
Effie, shut the fuck up.
What, you gonna start a family, play house, break some generational curses?
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, hey, Diana. I was just telling Tyreek that you should consider an abortion. Because with you two as parents, your baby's screwed.
Hey, dog, she violated the shit out of Diana, though. That was my favorite part of the whole fucking episode, though. Again, PowerBook 2 is back. That was episode 6. Like, that episode was kind of just like, but that part right there, I swear to God, dog, I had a tweet, still get on threads and everything. I said, bro, Effie just violated Diana, because that shit was crazy. Like, bro, it's nowhere in hell you supposed to play with somebody like that. She played in this girl fucking face. And it's just like, I be feeling bad for Effie, because she just really just looking for a love, and she kind of really don't know what that Tyreek shit. I feel like really be butt hurting her, because that shit cut in half. But when she even sit here and say, "Oh damn, that's crazy," you got more love for somebody who tried to kill you than somebody who tried to save your life. Like, she really felt some type of way, and he kind of just like,
oh, but you did the same thing.
What?
Effie did the same thing.
What you mean?
The shit that she didn't almost got him killed too.
Of course,
so,
I mean,
so it ain't like you both are the same people.
No, I feel like she got his best interest at heart.
Who got her best interest at heart?
Effie.
I don't feel like she got her best interest at heart for her.
Yeah, no. Because I feel like I think even just, but I agree with Erica, because you got them. The reason why they are beefing, it was because Tyreek didn't have the balls to do certain things if it was his father. Because Effie is kind of just like the perfect match for, if Tyreek ever become Ghost, his perfect match is realistically supposed to be Effie. Because the shit that he don't got the balls to do, or the shit that Braden don't got the balls to do, Effie had the balls to do it, even when it was supposed to try to kill Lauren. That was for the benefit of him. That wasn't like she didn't do that shit just out of the spite for her.
Yeah, but we got in a lot of situations because of you too.
Like what?
I can't remember what it was back, but I remember she blew something because she got him caught in Stanford, right?
Yeah, I think that was after. Yeah, she got him caught in Stanford after they was already beefing though.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, like,
no, but I thought it was because the first time they found out.
Oh, when you talking about that's when they was in high school. That was before they was even together though. That was when they was kind of just like, yeah, she got him caught in high school before. That's what I said. Again, I'm like I said, I agree with Erica, but I understand what you're saying as well. A lot of times it may seem like a lot of it's just moving off of her, but I think that's just her off of her defense because she don't have nobody else. Like, think about all of these niggas. They got other people to run to. It's real live Effie and just Effie. She don't got no family member. She don't got no best friend. She don't have nobody else to turn to besides whatever nigga that she taking some dick from at that time. Like, she real live really don't have no other. Just think about it. For fucking Tyreek, like, okay, he can go to Braden. He can go to whatever other girl he fucking sleeping with. He can still even fucking go to Tasha if it get that deep where he really got to get some shit off. She don't have nobody else. It's just her, and then after her, it's a dub.
So then my question, do anybody have the power right now? Because I feel like even watching that episode, it's like nobody really has that main, like, all right, I can't fuck with you, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like...
Shit, Tyreek still kind of like getting his shit off. Like, the only fucked up thing about it is now he on camera.
I think it's about a Hail Mary.
Yeah, but you got to think about it. That's kind of always been his family thing. Like, even shit, think about Ghost and Tommy, like, they kind of always got out of shit off just the skin of their teeth. And they was just willing to just crash out. Like, shit, nigga, think about it. Like, only the fucked up thing about it is he literally on fucking camera right now killing somebody. And he don't even know he on camera. That's the fucked up part about it.
But he not on camera.
Shit, what you mean? That lady had it on her phone.
Yeah, but I don't think you even can give out. I mean, that's just like, because how you get it? How you know about it?
It's a safe house. I think it's
right,
like
but if it was y'all safe house that y'all send them to. So you had like I said, I don't think that's why I said her having that camera. That's why she probably even pressed what's name out, because it's like, all right,
yeah, she pressed them out because she wanted to use that footage to hold over Diana's head.
Right, and that's why I say that's why I feel like nobody. That's why I said nobody has that power now. It's just like everybody just all running around.
Shit, you got just think about it, nigga. Think about the moves that Tyreek just made, nigga. He got the power. Nigga, he got fucking Monet. I mean, what's the fucking Noma girl? He got her all of them by his balls. Nigga, he's up right now. He up on the fucking scoreboard. Tyreek is up on the scoreboard. And he doing shit that everybody else kind of can't do. Like fucking, what's the name didn't want to fucking kill the dude. Like Tyreek is still low-key, real live, really getting fucking bodies out here. And he getting his shit up and close. It ain't like no just like, ooh, I just shot somebody and got lucky. Like, no, this nigga real live literally just poked the nigga to death. And went about his day like this shit was nothing. Like, he literally just poked the nigga up and was about to go get some cookies. This nigga is real live Ghost right now. Like, his demeanor and his physique ain't as aggressive or as impressive as his dad was. Like, he don't got a bunch of muscles or nothing. But this nigga's a psychopath. He real live really just poked somebody up and was about to go get cookies with his baby moms. Just think about how wild this nigga really done got. He done went from a nigga who didn't want to fucking kill somebody for fucking with his family. Like, he was terrified of everything, to this nigga. He didn't shoot this nigga. He literally poked this nigga up and then got on top of him. The nigga was dead. And said some wild crazy shit to the nigga after he blew his fucking brains out. Like, nah, Tyreek is on some different type of time. And I don't know what you talking about, but right now Tyreek got the power. One, he got the only fucking clean money that's moving right now, because with the police can't, like, you got to think about it. Nobody ain't, like, nigga, the way they getting them drugs off, like, that shit is clean money right now.
Really do. I miss Sax though, because this shit is crazy.
No, I mean, let's be clear. I know, and y'all know, no, listen what I'm saying. And I know I'm one of the main people who kind of be just trying to like get him some bail. Some of this shit be getting like, all right, bro, this is like some damn, like some soap opera TV shit. Like, even them getting the nigga locked up to go to the jail to kill the dude and all that. I'm like, all right, y'all putting a lot of little razzle dazzles who only made for TV type of shit. Like, oh, we got to hurry up and get this nigga and we go throw him in jail just random. Like, some of that shit just be like, all right, bro, this is just too much. It's just TV. But still, it's cool. It's TV. It's cool. And it is kind of to see even fucking for looking for Drew. Like, bro, he's kind of like, outside of him wetting the bed every time he was supposed to kill his brother, but I mean, it's his brother, so I really not judging him on that one.
Everybody else you done took care of.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said I kind of give him some grace for that. Everybody else, he didn't handle business. Nigga went into the jail. He handled business and didn't think twice about it. So it was like, it was cool. Like I said, it was the first episode. I give 50 his credit and his props on how he just slow walk certain things. He don't kind of run. Them episodes never just going like, I kind of knew that you wasn't going. Even the way it ended to the point where it's like, it don't matter how you felt about the episode. It ended with this lady fucking damn near looking like she done left Diana for fucking dead and not knowing that she was pregnant. And that's kind of.
She knew she was pregnant.
No, she didn't.
She didn't know that.
I feel like she did when they went in there. When they pressed them out, when she broke the little.
No, because you wasn't listening what the fucking racist is. She was basically sitting here saying, "Who all this shit for? How many kids you got?" And Diana lied to her because she was basically saying, "Oh, you black ass bitch, how many kids you got? Where your kids at?"
I thought she knew because when she broke that damn
No, she ain't know because she was like, oh well, you don't got no kids, right? So you basically she felt like she felt like she was lying. She thought she had kids, but Diana made it like I don't have no kids, like I'm not pregnant or nothing. And the lady was like, oh, all right, cool. Since you ain't pregnant, then I'm gonna break this fucking toy. Or you since you don't have no kids, I'm gonna break this fucking snow globe. And that to me was even just a kind of like, all right, this shit was just too much. Even for the lady to come up to Diana and be like, oh, you got to go kill this dude. Like, how you going to have Diana kill this fucking...
Out of all people.
Like, that, come on, dog. What the fuck are we talking about? That to me was just like, all right, this is too much on some TV shit. Even fucking Braden getting high and getting on the stage, like, come on, dog. What are you doing?
Trying to fit in.
And shout out to LightSkinKeisha because she's still in the bag this episode. She just on episodes just because she LightSkinKeisha because she just literally on there big as a fucking house, pregnant as all out fucking doors. You couldn't see that when she was on the stage.
I didn't see her.
I saw her. I ain't paying attention.
I didn't see her. That's why I was like, when you saying that right now, I just like, damn, I didn't see her.
Yeah, she the one that pushed him off the stage.
Yeah, she pushed him off the stage. She was big as shit on that stage. No, it was her. It was LightSkinKeisha. It was Young Blue and whatever that girl is he dealing with.
See, that's why I thought he pushed her off. I mean, I thought Young Blue
it was LightSkinKeisha.
Because when he was at the DJ booth, I thought it was Young Blue. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I didn't see. I know I saw the girlfriend.
No, LightSkinKeisha pushed him off stage. Like I said, it's cool. Like I said, I mean, it's the walk into just in case even people may forget. And that's why I ain't mad at him. Come in episode 1 just to remind people like, hey, power back on, whatever, get the conversation going. And then, like I said, people will just eventually spread the word. I feel like episode 2 will be better because I definitely want to see like how do Tyreek respond? I kind of don't. I mean,
so you feel like it's gonna be rushed because like this is the end of it?
I don't know. Because they got 4 more episodes.
Yeah, and that's it.
I don't know.
Like, how do you wrap everything up?
I don't feel like it's too much to wrap up. I feel like the only thing that you kind of wrap up now, okay, if Diana lose her kid, now to me, in my mind, is now the only thing is, okay, does that mean that it's an open door for Tyreek and Effie to get back together?
Hell
Which one of the
can't do that?
Why can't you?
No, he can't do that. If she just lost her kid and you just like, all right, fuck you.
Nigga, they wasn't fucking with it. He was about to kill her until she told him she was pregnant. What you mean?
Right. But I still don't think he can because Diana still knows a lot. I don't think you could just turn. You got to be there for her too. Like I said, I don't, and that's why I say even with I don't think he has the feelings like he got that for Effie no more. And I get it, like I said, Effie been the most loyal to him or whatever the case may be. But I don't think he got the feelings like that for her
because he know for Diana either.
Yeah, he was literally about to kill Diana.
He didn't like her.
But I think, but so you think he didn't really have feelings for her at all? I think he had feelings for her, but I feel like
I don't think
you had to choose.
I don't think he had no feelings for her the same way. I don't think he got fucking feelings for Noma's daughter right now. I think it was just kind of like it's chessboard moves. Like I'm just fucking with these girls because it's like, all right, this kind of like tie me into their family. And that's kind of how he was using Diana the whole time. It was just like, and don't get it twisted, I think Diana just kind of played her hand back on him a little bit better than the hand he was playing her with. Like when she tried to set him up to kill Monet or take the fucking blame for about to kill Monet. Think about it. You gotta think about it. All the kid shit just kind of just literally just popped out of nowhere, and it was kind of just like to save Diana's life. Now that she lose the baby, I don't necessarily know if Tyreek still have any real attachment to her. And with losing the baby now, I don't necessarily know if the Tejadas as a family got any fucking type of love for Tyreek no more. Or where do you really take that aggression out? Are they really gonna do something to this police woman? Because she beat the shit out of her. Like she literally left her there for dead.
You got to.
So that to me is like the biggest thing. Like, how do y'all respond to that? Like, who gonna sit here and take this woman out? How you gonna sit here and respond to that? I think that to me is like,
because they getting out of hand. They definitely getting out. That's why I say, damn, I miss Sax because this shit, dog. These police is just ruthless. Because even with what's pretty what's his character?
Michael Ealy.
Yeah. Because when he said something about his wife, so his revenge or whatever is because his wife they didn't rush to.
No, I think his revenge is. I mean, I guess what he's trying to say his revenge was that basically his wife was just an innocent bystander, and that's why he'd be pressing out all the drug dealers. Like, I don't care about y'all selling drugs. I want some money, but just don't make sure it don't trickle over to killing any innocent bystanders.
Yeah, because when he says, I'm like, well, what happened to his wife?
She basically got killed in I think I want to say he said the ghost or one of them had something to do with it, and that's why he kind of got his he geeking for Tyreek so bad. So I mean, yeah, like I said, it was a cool first opener for the new episode. Like I said, episode 6 is out. I guess we can kind of tie it into sports a little bit. It's not too crazy on the sports, but it is kind of just real life and it's sports at the same time. So kind of just to give you a warm up, Tyreek Hill got pulled over in Miami. So I'm going to play this news clip and they can kind of give you more details into what they thought happened.
With hits, and then all of a sudden, 7 minutes before our show, there is some breaking news involving the Miami Dolphins. Tyreek Hill was detained by authorities for a driving violation on the way into a game. You're going to see this video online everywhere. I just was texting with his agent, Drew Rosenhaus. Drew says that Tyreek is now with the team and he still plans to play today. This is on the drive into the stadium. Had an incident, a traffic violation. Something to keep your eyes on as we get closer to kickoff.
Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler sounds like that. We'll get the full details in a bit there, Jules. Here all morning.
It definitely wasn't no Scotty Scheffler because that goddamn police officer kicked the shit out of Tyreek Hill while he had him on the curb and with the handcuffs, and he thought that nobody was recording. He thought he was gonna get away with that one. Two things is gonna happen to me.
He was standing up when he kicked him.
No, he was on the ground. Tyreek was on the ground when he kicked him.
I thought he was standing.
No, he was on the ground sitting on the curb when he kicked him. But again, just to me personally, if I'm an athlete, 2 reasons why I would never want to play for Miami. I get it, the weather's great, and I know Florida don't got too many crazy taxes. No, they don't got no crazy state taxes. But 1, the people come to the games late, and then 2, though. This in no other city. If this was in New York, Texas, anywhere where people really give a flying fuck about their sports teams, I promise you, especially like this was like in Buffalo somewhere, and they was doing this to Josh Allen. I'd even if it was Stephon Diggs at the time, it's no way in hell a police officer will ever in their life be able to treat a professional, especially for their football team, like what they treat. Dog, Tyreek Hill is your number 1 option, and this nigga literally right in front of the stadium, and people are walking to the stadium, and they watch this.
So that's
fucking.
I'm thinking he must have ran through the cones or something like that. That's what it had.
I don't care what he did, though. You cannot be that aggressive. One, for people who don't know what happened, that police officer is on suspension right now. So that they already jumped on because you can't. Though this is on camera. This shit is on 4K. You can see this man kicking a fucking wide receiver with his hand. He's on his way to work, and then again. Man, won't he do it? God will always give you favor when it's time for you to show up. For all that shit that happened for Tyreek, the very fucking one of the first plays of the game, this nigga caught an 80-yard bomb, and his celebration was a goddamn him putting his hands behind his back like he was locked up. Tyreek Hill is a fucking menace. That shit was hilarious. That celebration was top 5 because he literally just got locked up. And then even when he did it at his after game jump, he sat here talking about one of his teammates come up, free Reek, and he like free slime, slat, and all. I'm like, bro, y'all niggas are crazy. But again, like I said, to me personally, if I was a professional athlete, no way in hell I ever want to play for Miami. Because the fucking fans were just literally, I don't know if they did. The people who was walking by, you can't tell me y'all didn't know that was Tyreek Hill, and everybody in the fucking cars that was driving by was stopping and they knew it was him. So that's my whole point. If this was in Buffalo, it's no way in hell that you would sit here and think a police officer could do this to Josh Allen or Stephon Diggs when he played for them or anybody, or what's the new young nigga that everybody loved who always be going viral and he be just having little shit to say. You couldn't do that in Buffalo. I don't think you could do that anywhere in New York City. If you couldn't do that to a New York Knick or no shit like that, that's just my point of people in Miami don't give a fuck enough for me. For me to, if I'm a professional athlete, to want to go play in Miami. I'm sorry. Your fans have to. I would want my fans to crash out for me. We know for a fact the way Philly fans, Buffalo fans, them niggas would have sent them police to a one-way ticket to fucking hell trying to do that. Imagine if they try to do that in Philadelphia to any of them niggas. Like, come on, though. You just seen Philly niggas wild out on the police for 100 times worse. When the Philadelphia won that Super Bowl and niggas was out there eating fucking horse shit and some more stuff and knocking down, nah, it's no way in hell. Yeah, it wouldn't happen. Sorry, I hate to tell you that. But like I said, shout out to Tyreek Hill. He caught seven passes for 130 yards. He had a hell of a fucking game. I can't even imagine that, dog. Just imagine on your way going to work and you literally getting pulled over by the police, put in handcuffs, slammed on the ground, and a fucking fed kicked you, and you still went to work as a functional employee and still showed up and did your job to the best of your ability. I'm sure most people listening to, I know I couldn't do it. Ain't no way in hell I could do it. My anxiety, my emotions, my feeling, I don't necessarily, maybe if I played on the defensive end, yeah, because now I can take my anger out on somebody else, but you just a wide receiver. You don't even really get to hit niggas or get real contact. So I don't necessarily, you can't even really take your anger out. And he still played and he still showed up and the Dolphins did win. Just real quick, I guess while we on sports, y'all know that I love the black quarterbacks. I'm not gonna lie, Justin Fields, you gave me damn near a heart. You want me some money, but nigga, Jesus Christ, boy, you gave a nigga a heart attack. Because I just kept like, damn, Justin Fields. The fucked up thing about it is, and it is always how the media spins stuff, and y'all know that's just why I ride for black athletes so much, because, and let's be clear, Caleb Williams is black. Both his parents black and everything. But though he played like dog shit. And guess what? People still will sit here and give him praise and highlight. He played worse. He didn't. No, what was this nigga stat? This nigga literally threw for like absolutely nothing. They won. They didn't score not one fucking touchdown. Nigga, they literally won off the strength of the defense. And let's be clear, I mean, that was the same for the Steelers, but my point of it is Justin Fields gets shitted on and they praise Caleb Williams. So it was just like all that praise that Caleb Williams got, he came to Chicago, his first game, he did nothing. His first game didn't look better than Justin Fields' last game in Chicago. Nowhere. You can't even put them two niggas in the same conversation right now off of that, but nobody won't have that honest conversation. And that is, and let's be clear, I think for Justin Fields, it was a lot of nerves, and he probably was in his head a lot. And I think because professional athletes, they still human. You still know that, hey, you was trying to go to Atlanta because he's from Georgia. You didn't go there. They didn't pick you. They took fucking Kirk Cousins. And then, of course, realistically, the Steelers didn't want you to start. So I understand. I'm not gonna be too judgmental on him on this game because to me it was just a lot of nerves. He played in the Steelers system. They didn't want to throw the ball a bunch, so it was a lot of running. It was a lot of, but let's be clear, when it was time for him to pull that motherfucking ball down, I'm sure that the Steelers fans was like, damn, if we can get this nigga okay and comfortable with throwing the ball, you can see a bright future with Justin Fields. Because when it was time to get them big yards, that nigga said, cool, I'll get it with my legs if I can't throw it. Ain't nobody open. I'm okay with taking this ball and running to get this first down every time, and he did it. So, I mean, he didn't throw no interceptions or nothing. He didn't cost them the game. It was an ugly game, but they got it done. Like I said, Caleb Williams played like dog shit. I want to say he literally threw for like 50 yards. And they played the fucking Tennessee Titans. I think he threw for 50, and I think he ran for like 90 or something. I can't remember. I didn't watch that game, but I think I seen the stat line. It was some shit like that. It was just like,
93 yards.
He threw for 93 and ran for what, 50? He threw for 93 or he threw for... Oh, so he threw for 93 and it ran for 53 then. That's what it was?
No, I said 15.
He ran for 15 yards?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they said he threw for 53.
5 carries, 15 yards.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, he got a total yards of 93.
Oh, a total yards of 93?
No, that's passing. For passing.
Oh, just for passing? All right, yeah. So cool. Like I said, he didn't, I mean, no touchdowns, no nothing. Did he throw any interceptions? Not yet. So like I said...
14. He went 14 for 29, 93 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah, so like I said, I mean, that was week one. I mean, of course we didn't. I hope we just, I guess to kind of just wrap it up a little bit, I hope that they never go back to Brazil. That fucking field for that Friday night game was the nastiest shit ever in life, though. That field was so goddamn slippery, though. The very first play for Saquon Barkley, this nigga literally just fell in the backfield. Saquon Barkley definitely got his last laugh because the Giants let him go and they got their ass beat by the Minnesota Vikings and they didn't even know who their quarterback was going to be. They got the shit. And shout out to Big L because he was in my comments because I was saying I knew the Giants fan was somewhere home crying. And I ain't gonna lie, I told him, like, yeah, I'll holler at you next week because I thought the Giants would at least be able to beat the Vikings. They ain't even had no real quarterback. And they got their ass smoked. They got smoked by the Minnesota Vikings. And like I said, man,
now, what they played?
Yeah, the nigga who used to be the Redskins quarterback. Yeah, whatever.
No, not the Redskins. He wasn't with the Redskins.
Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold. He's with the Jets.
What's the nigga for the Redskins? It's Sam something, right? Last year?
Howell.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Sam, I knew it was Sam something. But yeah, like I said, so Saquon Barkley did end up having an amazing first game for the Eagles. What he had, I want to say he had, 132 total yards, 3 touchdowns, something crazy like that. He had a hell of a game. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Ravens.
He had 24 carries for 109 yards.
And then he caught that. What was it? 34-yard pass for a touchdown.
He had 2 catches for 23 yards.
Oh, 23 yards. All right. Yeah, but he had
3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he had 3 touchdowns. Because the very first one was that pass. So like I said, they had a good game. The Eagles still kind of their center. He looked suspect as hell. Oh my god.
That's why I didn't pick that. That's why I did not pick.
Nigga, he looked suspect as hell, though. Oh my god.
But I mean, that's the. Like I said this before, that is the importance you don't realize. Yes, they don't get paid they get paid, but they don't get paid the big bucks. And probably the most important player on the field. When it comes
the center, I think because who had he was the standout one. Shit, y'all got the Steelers. They got there's a rookie center too as well. So I mean, a lot of teams got new centers. So I mean, teams do look kind of real like funny when it comes to having them new centers. So I do agree with you. I can't argue with that point. Like the Eagles to me was clear as day. Like, bro, I'm sure you can't get Jason Kelsey to come back now because he just felt old and he done just got $100 million contract from Amazon to do his podcast. So it would be no way in hell you could be able to get me out of retirement neither. But dog, oh my God, that fucking Philadelphia Eagles center just
what's
looked
name to
nuts.
have 100 yards rushing? Shit, I don't think they need him.
Oh, what's
for Saquon to rush for 100 yards? I don't think they need him. I feel like as time goes, he's going.
Oh no, of course. I mean, of course, yeah, no. Of course, the offensive line will get it together, but just still off the rip, it just kind of looked like, all right, dog. Like, damn, what the hell is going on for that to be the for the first jump? I guess let's get into Dame Dash real quick before we get into. I think that was pretty much it on on the sports note. I guess real quick. I guess the last little quick sports thing is Angel Reese is officially out for the season. She had she injured her wrist. I don't necessarily know what play it was because it was a few plays that she kind of got slammed to the ground in that last game against the LA Sparks. So it was a few. I don't necessarily know if she even know what play it was, but they were showing, of course, all on the internet, like maybe like 3 different times where she hit her wrist like very hard on the ground. So her last shot of her rookie season will be that 3-pointer, which is kind of cool. Almost like when we was talking about Fatman Scoop with it, like you sit here and can just have like, all right, and let's be clear. To me, if I'm going conspiracy theory, I kind of think she like if she wasn't getting crucified as much as she do via the media and via social media, do I think she would have probably thugged it out? I think she would have. But I think that it's just too much scrutiny. It's too much. Everything she do is like she can't do nothing right in the public's eye. So it's kind of like, all right, well, fuck it then. It's cool. If I can find my way out, y'all let everybody else slide off or whatever little bullshit, then I'm cool. Y'all figure it out. And I think kind of like to me was the best week to throw your dick on the table and tell me, let me see if people talk about the WNBA the way they were talking about it when I sit here and say I'm cool. And they didn't. The first week, I don't see, like, even when you look at the sports pages or whatever the case may be, the last big highlight or big talking point was Angel Reese. So, it was kind of like she kind of, hey, I won. Y'all, you can say whatever you want. You can say whoever else is the big dog. Cool. They the big dog. Now you don't have nobody to compare them to. And now you don't have nobody else to make the villain. Let that motherfucker carry it now versus the NFL. So, we will see how that one play out. I don't necessarily know.
But that was her first game she missed, right?
Today? Yeah.
Yeah, so it ain't been that long.
But no, the season's about to be over anyway. So she for her it's cool, but I still just think realistically, I think if the media wasn't as hard on her, do I think because she had she got a splint, like a little sprain thing on her wrist. I think if she had to, do I think she could have played? Of course, because nobody don't even know when she got hurt. That's why when people seen the post, they're like, damn, when the fuck did you get hurt?
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Like she literally played the whole fucking game, damn near until the last. I think they took her out maybe like the last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter. So it was just like, nobody know when she actually hurt her wrist, but me personally, I think it was a lot to do with just the way she gets critiqued and judged on social media or the way just the sports pages cover. Because like I said, y'all know I be on Twitter and I be on Threads.
And people, to the podcast?
Yeah, I listen to it.
How was it?
It was cool, but I can't judge it because it's her first jump. Because I know how I sound on my first one. I know how everybody sound on their first one. It's not too many motherfuckers that's gonna be like knock it out the park on their first jump. But for her numbers to be what her numbers is for the first one, shit.
What she do? She did it on YouTube or?
I think it's on all platforms, but I watched it on YouTube.
Okay.
But like I said, it was cool. It was just like it's a podcast and it's a girl podcast, so it was like, all right. But that was go back to my point of what I was saying when I'm telling you is just. Every blog, sports, hip hop, everybody picked it up. They picked up whatever clips. Of course, the Shade Room gonna pick up different parts than what ESPN gonna pick up. They gonna pick up this shit with her talking about who she dating or not dating G Herbo. But that's just my part of when I'm talking about just that impact that can help keep the sport, find different ways for people to talk about you or talk about your sport. You need that person, and that's the person for the WNBA. Where it's the Shade Room the Shade Room does not talk about no other WNBA players outside of Angel Reese. The neighborhood don't talk about no other WNBA players outside of Angel Reese. Neither do Say Cheese or none of them other motherfuckers. They don't they only talk about fucking Angel Reese. And if I'm keeping it up,
Asia.
Kind of Asia.
Yeah, because everybody was posting about her being at Bam's whatchamacallit?
Of course. When of course with the dating shit, they gonna niggas gonna always they always
sport.
They gonna always post.
I don't want to say, but even with those blogs, I don't expect them to post nothing about sports.
Sometimes they do though, because don't get it twisted. The Shade Room. Listen, one thing I can't get the Shade Room. If it's something outrageous, I do because even the Shade Room did post Asia last year when she scored 50. So that's why I said I give credit where credit is due. Like if you post, like I'm not going. Of course, I'm not expecting for you to turn to ESPN. Would it help though? Of course it would.
Who would it help?
What? No, I'm sorry. It would help the black women, the females, the people who play in the sport. It would help them sit here and post certain, not sitting here saying post everything and turn to ESPN, but still to just kind of post more frequently of. I'm not saying everybody, but if you are posting black people, post the positive black shit too. Like, all right, this is a dominant sport by black women. Majority of the women in this sport, the popular women in this sport are black women. So yeah, I wouldn't be mad if the Shade Room or the Neighborhood Talk constantly, maybe like once or twice a week, post them outside where it don't have to be no negative shit. You just kind of highlighting those people. So I mean, like I said, it's cool. We're gonna see. Like I said, I pay enough attention that I pay attention to even just the numbers, the comments. I know for a fact ESPN leans a lot heavier on the, hey, who you think gonna win the Rookie of the Year conversation? Like, nigga, that shit should have been over, but they constantly lead it on it. So it's kind of like, hey, okay, now I take myself out. Now I can't be in this conversation. Let me see how you promote this girl without my name beside it. Because if it's just like, hey,
and shout out to, damn, I wish I would have made that bet, because then they had a bet at the beginning of the season where they win 18 games. It was a what's name? I forgot what it was. And it was a high one. Damn, I wish I would have jumped on that.
With who to win 18 games?
Indiana Fever.
Oh, I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, it was one that they said where they I forgot what it was, but it was definitely, if you would have took that, you want some good money right now.
If they would have won over 18 games,
they won over 18.
No, 18. you said it was a bet though. That was like I said, I don't know. I didn't look at it, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. But like I said, we about to go into Dame Dash. For people who don't necessarily know, Dame Dash lost all his teeth trying to diss 50 Cent. So I'm gonna play this clip of Dame. This shit was embarrassing though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Need to address the teeth. First of all, shit is not dentures. These are my grills, right? And what happened was, I have to go get implants put in. So I have implants. And I got them 20 years ago. And every 20 years, you got to switch them out. So I have to do a surgery, oral. And the fucked up shit is, once they do it, so I'm going to show you a look. Okay? There we go. So that's what happened, the fronts. But, I thought it was hilarious. I ain't tried to edit it. I think it's good for jokes and shit. But yeah, they're not dentures, and I think it's hilarious. I feel like I need to.
I don't know what the definition of dentures and grills are, but nigga, those is dentures. What you mean? He didn't have nothing under them. Grills, you got nigga. I got teeth under here. He don't got no teeth under there. Like that's all gums. Like what's the? I'm lost. Like, is it a new definition for grills and dentures?
I don't think it's a difference. He might not know the difference. I don't think it's a difference. It's the same thing.
Like he talking about this is grills. Like the grills I had, I could take the grills out. My teeth still there. Like he don't got nothing under there. It's literally that nigga. Them is dentures. Nigga, you somebody eating papa. Like what the fuck are you talking about? You was trying to pop shit to 50 Cent and your fucking teeth fell out your mouth. Like that's nuts, dog. What are we talking about? Like that's some of the craziest shit I've ever seen. Like literally a nigga is talk. You're live. You was on your Instagram live popping shit to 50 Cent and your fucking teeth fell out your mouth. That can't be real. Like, bro, when people be like, God don't like ugly, like, nigga, hold up. Pause this fucking, nigga. That might be some of the craziest stuff I've ever seen in my life. Like, literally, his teeth fell out his mouth. Like, dog, you can't be serious right now.
Yeah, I don't. That was a nice explanation, but that's a bunch of bullshit. And me being as though I've seen my parents, I've seen, what I'm saying, people with so for you to say that and say, oh, that's not the implants, like, you got them 20 years ago, now you got to get them come on.
Yeah,
that math's not even adding up.
Yeah, and that's some. I don't even. You know what's so crazy? Because I wouldn't want something that I got to swap out every 20 years. Because what if I ain't up the same in 20 years? That's even like when people get the fake implants and all that other stuff. Like, what if you don't got the same whatever money you had when you was young? What if you don't got that money 20 years from now to be able to fix that shit or keep the maintenance up?
Absolutely right.
That's why I don't be mad. Like, even when I watch, what's so crazy? Like, when I watch movies or TV shows and I look at like some of the older black actors, I'm sure they realistically can afford to change their teeth or whatever the case may be.
Want me to tell you somebody you probably never paid it no mind, and I seen it. Will Smith got fucked up teeth.
See, I probably never paid attention.
You never paid. Like I said, and I seen it one day, I was like, damn, this nigga teeth, like he got a crooked joint in the front and all that.
But it's a crazy thing though. I think sometimes that shit give people character, and that's why I'm not mad at people who never change that shit, because it's like it's one. And again, I said this before when we talked about like after you get over a certain age, it's like, bro, that's just who you are. It's a signature part of your look. I don't necessarily know if you need to change it unless it's just like you just mentally in your own head.
Michael Strahan.
Did he ever change his?
He did that prank.
Oh, but he still got the
Yeah,
gap.
he still got the
But
gap.
that's my point. It don't like to
Yeah.
me. That to me became a signature look for him. Like nobody.
Yeah, absolutely right.
I don't think no. I'm sure Michael Strahan ain't never stopped getting pussy because he had a fucking gap in his mouth.
Nope.
So it's just like he ain't never stopped getting gigs. Like nigga, he on one of the biggest daytime morning TV shows, and he did that after his football career. So I don't think like that's what I say. I don't necessarily know. I think sometimes we be our own biggest critics, and you kind of just run to try to change shit that you may not necessarily. But that is something that I don't even know what made me pay attention to that.
If he said like, I left because of the jokes, then why are you explaining yourself? Just let the jokes rock.
Nigga, because guess what? Because he's lying. Because guess I seen the video when it came out. Nigga, you hurry up and gave the phone to your fucking girlfriend or whoever that was with you. You didn't let the joke. Nigga, if you didn't give a fuck, you'd have just stayed on there and be like, oh, my shit fell off. And you would have made a joke right there in live time. Nigga, you cared. You trying to clean it up and be the Harlem cool nigga now. No, dog. When that shit happened in real time, you was fucking embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like I said, to me personally, some shit, dog, you just got everything can't be perfect. None of us are gonna be perfect. We all gonna have our flaws. And I think sometimes the faster and the quicker you lean into and living with your flaws, you'll be cool and you'll save yourself some money and save your time some fucking trying to be a perfect person. Like that teeth shit, I'm cool though. I'll be watching old, like when I watch movies and I think about older actors like your Samuel L. Jackson's what's the other super old black nigga that he been like
Morgan Freeman?
Yeah, like dog, them niggas don't have veneers or none of, and these niggas are established A-list actors, and they still just they regular as hell. They look regular, ain't nothing super perfect about them. Like, and that to me is the tight shit. Like it just be like, I don't know. I think sometimes niggas be trying to be too whatever, and that shit is crazy. I guess we eventually gonna have to get into, of course, the shooting at the school. But before we get there, I mean, I guess we can kind of tie it into the two because we talked about the dude, Mr. Disrespectful from Philly when he got killed. They end up catching the boy who did it, and he was 16 years old. And I guess we kind of got to tie that into because it's two conversations going on. Of course, I was listening to Joe Budden on Saturday, and they were having a conversation because the father has been charged for the mass shooting that took place in Georgia at the high school. And of course, I'll play some clips from the news, but the father got charged as well for the same charges as the boy did. And I seen that they were trying to make an argument like, oh, that's gonna be tricky if they're using the white kids to start the example with. What if they start to make these same laws and they still start to judge parents in the black community the same way? And that started up a debate and an argument in which, to me, I agree with, nigga, that shit should go around the whole board. The same, judge them fucking kids the same way you gonna sit here and lock up these kids for doing wild shit and leaving out your parents' house, and the parents will get the same fucking charges. Especially when the charges are that heinous. When we talking about murder and we talking about some of these shits that your kids are just running wild and rampant and goddamn your kid is a menace to society, man, lock the parents up with them fucking kids, dog. I ain't trying to hear them excuses on, hey, I don't know what the kid's supposed to do. I ain't trying to hear that shit. Lock all their ass up.
I mean, in that situation, and because you provided that gun and it was gave access to the gun, but also even when you say talking about what Joe and them said, I kind of get what's name opinion. It's like it can be a tricky situation because it's like I didn't know you had a gun, but that, like I said, that situation where he had a gun, he premeditated and spoke about it before. Yes, you should be. But if you saying you went out and did something, robbed somebody, whatever, I didn't know you had a gun. I didn't even know you going to press me with the same charges.
Because you have to, it's holding them responsible.
It's responsible,
but right? But like I said, when they comparing the two, you bought that gun for that kid. Mm-hmm. You went out there and got that gun. You knew that kid. You had reports before about the kid issues at school. But you saying like for the inner city, because that's what they were trying to get at, was like, well, what if they start doing it to the, in the hood and shit like that? Like if your son got a gun or whatever and he went and killed somebody, I'm gonna hold you accountable for it too. But I feel like that's not fair because what if
you're saying it's not fair? But I feel like that'll make parents think. One, because I'm gonna tell you where it comes fair to, because it got tied going into the conversation we was having last week when you was even sitting here saying, "Hey, I know I just don't have enough time to sit here to be able to be at all my kids. Like, if you want to play sports, I'm not gonna be able to be at all the games or be able to sit here and do certain things because my work schedule." Again, all of that kind of trickles down to parenting, where I'm sitting here, reason why I wouldn't be mad if they tied it in and let it come into the inner cities as well and into the black communities and stop, because guess what it'll make people start doing? Thinking twice about having kids. Because if you know for a fact, like when me and you having this conversation and you are well equipped to know, like, hey, what I know that I maybe where I will lack and I've not been able to show up. People got to start having those conversations because I can't keep hearing the excuse of, oh, I'm tired of work and my kids just outside doing whatever the fuck they want. No, you got to be held accountable for this kid or stop having fucking kids, because if you don't hold people accountable to these same type of standards, then guess what people start keep just doing? Keep having kids and not being responsible and using excuses. Well, I don't know what my kid do when they go outside. Well,
Right,
the
but
fuck,
then
stop
that's-
having so many kids then.
I don't think it's about stop having kids. It's just you have to get back to being in your kid's life and finding out what they're doing, being nosy.
Of course.
No, but okay, but then, that's why I said I'm just looking at it as when you saying, okay, hey, I'm knocking on their door, or we about to lock you up for whatever your son did. That's just like if it was a car accident. You on my insurance and all that. You get in a car accident now. You about to say, "Well, I'm locking you up because he was driving."
No. But guess what? If they on your insurance, but you still got to take. You still, but of course. So you still taking responsibility for what your kid did in that car.
But when you saying, "Well, I'm get you for," he was speeding and he was vehicle manslaughter. You gonna put me on it? I wasn't driving the car.
No, but guess what? Guess what? Two things gonna happen though. If just even with that example that you just used, guess what? 9 times out of 10, your insurance company probably will drop you.
Go up, but you telling me
no. But guess what? Your insurance gonna go up, and that insurance company probably will drop your ass. So you are paying the fucking repercussions for what your kid did in that car. Yeah, you ain't going to jail, but nigga, if you didn't try to go get insurance, that shit be tricky. Niggas go looking around for insurance.
But that's why I'm just saying with the whole the whole gun. I get it when it comes to something like this, with the whole mass shooting and all that type of stuff. I understand it. I'm regretted. Just like even that little boy who.
Yeah, I'm gonna play the clip. But no,
I'm talking about the one I think it was in Virginia or something like that, where they locked the parents up.
Oh, and that was in Michigan and in Virginia. It's two different cases.
Yeah,
in Michigan, the boy texted his parents or whatever the case may be. They locked both of those parents up. And in Virginia was the one recently. I think maybe it wasn't even a year ago. Because we was in here recording when the little boy, the 6-year-old, shot the teacher. Yeah. So both of those, but those two different cases, both of their parents is getting charged as well. But reason why I'm sitting here saying to me, I can't just pick that one, because again, when we talking about this Philly nigga, and I'm not sitting here, and I know it's easy to kind of brush it off because there's people looking at, oh, that's just some street shit and whatever the case may be. But that little boy who killed this 23-year-old was still 16 years old. He's still a kid, just like these other niggas. Is still a kid. Just because you sit here saying one went and bought the kid a gun and the other one didn't, I still feel like it's still bad parenting regardless. That shit, your kid didn't just wake up one day and just be like, hey, I'm about to just sit here and go smoke a 23-year-old. No, that shit don't happen like that. So I don't necessarily, like I said, man, lock all their asses up. Make motherfuckers actually have to be parents and have to step up to the ball game. Because like I said, if it's just a one-off and you actually are a great parent and your kid just did some bad shit, I'm sure people will speak up for you, and it will be a track record where the judge could be like, oh yeah, I see that you try hard, you working. You know what I'm saying? Let's be clear, you still gonna have to go to court for it. So I'm sure if your responses and how you show up as a parent, or the way your community feels like you show up as a parent, or how you show off as a parent in your community or in your child's life, people will come and be able to vouch for you. That's how motherfuckers do. Like, think about how people feel about when people still speak highly of fucking pedophile, all types of shit. You can find criminals like, look at how people still show up for fucking R. Kelly. It's trust and believe. If you do enough good in certain people's life, people will speak highly of you. So I think when it comes to parenting, if you are just a neglectful parent and you really not showing up in your kid's life, then if your kid go out here and do the crime, just like I said with the Wayne and Drake shit, and you got to do the time with this fucking kid. You should have raised this kid differently so they wouldn't go out here and be a fucking crash dummy. So like I said, going into that situation, because I know it is a real touchy situation, to me, the story or the sentiments, the voices that I heard that kind of touched me the most and really made this story a lot sadder was this little boy talking about his experience while he was in school that day.
And he started shooting like 10 times. He shot at least 10 times. And then I ran to the back of the classroom. I dived behind the desk, and my teacher had got in front of me, like he was guarding. But like the gunshots were so close to me, like my ears started ringing real bad. Like the whole classroom was smoking, like, and everything. And then when he finally got out of the classroom, my teacher started barricading the door with desks and bookshelves and all that, and then I had got up. When I had got up, I had saw one of my classmates on the ground bleeding so bad, and then when I had moved myself to the other side of the room, because the bookshelf I was hiding behind, it was right in front of the door, so I had moved to the other side, to like this side with my friend. I was checking on my other friend because he got grazed in his leg. And then there was a white girl that was in front of me. She got shot in her leg and stuff. And then my other friend got shot in her stomach. And it was just so sad, stuff like that.
Are you okay?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a lot to process.
Yeah.
And you're so young. You're how old?
14.
That's so much to have to process in class where you're supposed to feel safe.
Yeah.
How are you doing now? I mean, what's going through your mind?
Like, it just keep replaying back in my head. I just thank God that I wasn't the one that got hit. You know, like in the midst of all of it happening, I was just thanking God because, you know, he had his hands around me and stuff like that. Because
Bro, he is 14. This and sometimes listen to what I'm saying. And I know sometimes when we be talking, I think a lot of times when we talk, we try to really put ourselves in human shoes. Dog, do you listen to what I'm saying? I've came on here and told y'all I got in punishment a lot when I was in high school. Dog. So at 14, that's the 9th grade. Though, do you know how childish and kiddie I was at 14 years old? I'm in the house playing with G.I. Joe, playing Wrestling Men, and still playing WCW on fucking Nintendo 64. I wasn't thinking about no fucking guns. I didn't have to worry about no shit like that. So imagine how fucked up these kids gonna be at 14. This is the 9th grade. You're 14 years old, dog. You're in the 9th grade. Do you, like I said, I'm playing with toys and video games, like kitty ass video games at 14 years old, dog. And listen to what I'm telling you. The older I got and you started to go through high school, and because of course we didn't live in a great neighborhood, so yeah, you start to maybe by like the 10th and 11th grade, I started to lose friends in the neighborhood from gun violence and shit like that. And it's so fucked up is because by the time I started to lose older family members, them tears was already gone because I lost friends when I was in high school. So you're talking for somebody in 14, you experience, I'm talking about people you in a classroom, ain't no school year and ain't nothing, not even a month in for nobody. I don't give a fuck when you went to school. Man. So you're talking about this is brand new. You still got brand new, fresh shit that you wear into school. So your first year of high school, dog, this shit is going to play in the back of your head for the rest of your life. That's why you have to start to make a stance where we can't just be like, oh, make the gun laws different and this, that. Yeah, cool. Make the gun laws stricter, but start to sit here and punish people around. Treat that shit the same way you treat niggas with the RICO, and niggas is okay with these drug dealers getting hit with the RICO. And like I said, when we talk about BMF and all the big meats, his whole entire family got hit, you got to start treating niggas out here who doing gun violence the same way, because how do you sit here and make people, because then when you start to know that people gonna hold parents to the fire with this shit too, and parents may have to go to, I guarantee you your parents won't be letting, when we talk about kids hanging outside until 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, when the little boy got shot for trying to break in the car, we like, damn, why the fuck is this 12-year-old, 13-year-old outside at fucking 12 o'clock at night breaking in the cars? Where his parents at? So that's what I'm saying. If you start to hold those people accountable too and make them have to do charges with these kids, I guarantee you that parents won't be sitting here running out and sitting here trying to fucking mama still need a life too. I guarantee you that mama still need a life too, and you know that your kid out here running wild and you may have to take a charge with that kid. I guarantee you mama won't still need a life no more. I guarantee you won't. But mama can still have a life when it's okay. We're like, all right, fuck it. I wash my hands with you. You go out here and do whatever you want. It's cool because the kid only gonna get punished. But when the kid and the parent got to get punished because you sitting here really you pass down so much trauma. I think 30 people got shot. I think 4 has passed, or maybe it might be. I think they said. I think it might be 1. No, because originally it was 4. It was 2 students, 2 teachers, and I think they said recently. I'm not 100% positive. I think it was another. Yeah, they passed away in the hospital because of due to the wounds and stuff was too bad, or the trauma was too whatever. I don't know how to pronounce it, but they just somebody else died in the hospital. But my whole thing of it is, you cannot, if you start to punish the parents, because that's too much trauma, bro. You talking about I think 30 people got hit. That's all 30 kids, dog. Kids. You think about who the fuck? How you gonna tell me I need to go back to school? How are you going to convince me to go back to school? Okay. So this is just my freshman year. I still got fucking 4 years of high school. How am I going to finish high school? When am I going to get back on the right path? I'm in a classroom in a fucking dog, and you talking about this little boy. Did you hear how many people he said he just seen got shot in his classroom? He damn near said like 4 or 5 people in his classroom. And
it was one. They said, I guess the teacher went out to see what the noise was, and the teacher got shot, and the kids had to drag the body back, the teacher back in the classroom.
Bro, that's like some army shit.
But that's another thing. Like, even when they saying about the whole, they trying to ban cell phones in the schools and all that. But you just got to think about, like, it's sad. But situations like this, like, How can I get in touch with my kid? You tell me, even I think it was like last year with that shooting that they had, and they were telling the parents they couldn't come in there. But you didn't even have the police in there trying to stop anything going on there, and they were telling me I can't go get my kid. In situations like that, you need contact. I need to be in contact with my kid. You can't tell me no. And that right there just proved wrong. It was like, because how do you even calm somebody down in that situation?
You can't.
And you tell me they don't have their phones locked away. Just like, how can I reach? At least give me a peace of mind. At least I know that my child, is safe.
I don't even know if you're gonna have a peace of mind if your kid got that phone. You ain't gonna have no peace of mind until your kid is literally in your
face. But I just, but that's what I'm just saying. But
it's different not hearing from them at all.
At all.
No, for sure. But man, I don't necessarily know how. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see my kid. I'm sorry, ain't no phone call gonna be able to do it for me, dog.
No, but it's still just contact. Hey, Dad, I'm all right, or just hey, just knowing that, all right, cool, you know what I'm saying? I can kind of, all right, kind of breathe.
Just knowing that you hearing from them. It's not to say it's not a guarantee, but to know that I have contact with them.
Yeah, for sure, of course.
It makes you feel a little more at ease.
Because shit, just like that, even when the 9/11 thing happened, and of course, our mother worked right across from the Pentagon and all that stuff. Like that shit was mind racing to me. I'm like, oh my God, I know my mother go over to the Pentagon all the time, during her lunch break. Well, she might have been there. That's that thought, you know what I'm saying? So when you see stuff like that, it's just like you saying, well, no, they can't have it. It's a distraction. But I feel like just still, I need that peace of mind, you know what I'm saying? Just to even know, like, okay, you okay.
Yeah, but but again, that kind of, you could tie all of that back into parenting, because it's just like, yeah, parents should be able to put some type of pressure on their kids where you think about you can't listen to what I'm saying, and that's why I say go back to parenting, because the school not having it should never be that you can't have, like, the conversation shouldn't be, do kids can they take their phone to school or nothing like that, because dog, we're not about to sit here and make it like we didn't have devices when we were in school. I never in my life thought about taking no fucking Game Boy out in no class. I think it goes to the level we talking about with disrespect when it comes to these kids, and we go to bad parenting, because it should never have to be a conversation. The teacher shouldn't even know the kids got no fucking phone. Because your kids should never pull their phone out in a classroom.
But you can't say that, because sometimes they tell the kids to pull their phone out and research something or look something. They allow the kids to do that. So you can't get mad when they pull it out. Or you might say, okay, when you finish, you can get on your phone or whatever. Just be quiet. And then when they have it out, you gotta.
Yeah, so I mean, of course. So if that's the case, then that is, I guess that is a conflict. That is a conflict of interest if it goes to that, but that goes back into where it got too cheap and motherfuckers got too cheap, because it should have never went to, hey, do some research on your phone. It should be, okay, if we're gonna start bringing technology into the classroom, get a fucking laptop like everybody else.
But if you they do. But I mean, if you're looking at this stuff, like the school don't have the money to provide everything that the kids need. So yeah, it's like, okay, we'll look on your phone or research on your phone or pull your phone out. They let them do that. So you can't get mad when they pull it out just because. You can't say pull it out for right now, but put it away. Or this person on their phone, but you can't be on your phone. If it's no phone, it has to be no phones all the way across the board.
Yeah, I think it should just be no phones all across the board.
You can have them on you, but you can't be.
Yeah, you can't pull them out, because it's just certain shit. Like, listen, I'm listening to them. I have to be feeling like when we had these conversations and I really listened to them, I'm like, bro, I was a kid. It was certain shit I just could not do, I was not going to do.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're not going to do. But then we talking. We gotta. We also got to think it's a different era. You got to, and I was having.
But that goes to parenting, though.
No. It's still not a parenting, because you got to think about it. In our era, we didn't have no unlimited text messages, unlimited nothing. We had to pay for our minutes, so you couldn't be on your phone. You wasn't gonna be using your phone. You wasn't gonna pull your phone out, because you had to pay for your minutes then. But now, yes, the kids do have that access. So that's what I'm saying. It is a different era right now.
But that go to just not kids not having I don't hear good what you say. I was a bad kid, but nigga, I was terrified. And guess what? My dad never beat my ass, but nigga, I said this on here before. I was still terrified of the thought of this nigga whooping my ass. That's just my point. It's just kids don't have no fear. They don't respect their parents, and that shit trickles down to when they leave out the fucking house. That's it. Well, I remember that, and you picked me up. I remember this time, and this is just when I was young. I was smoking boat. Me and my friends, we went to go break into a fucking four-wheeler shop. I'm talking about, we got chased and walled off. Fucking Grand Theft. Whatever you ever play Grand Theft Auto, and it's the fucking highest stars and how many helicopters and police come out. Only thing I thought about my whole time getting chased by all these police, helicopters out, dogs. I swear to God, I can't get caught. I didn't give a fuck about going to jail. I just didn't want my dad to find out because I thought I was going to die. If you was going to lock me up, you was going to have to keep me. So my speed and my level of running and hiding was not because I gave a fuck about the police. It was gave a fuck about I did not want to know what was going to happen to me if I got caught and how I was going. It's not about the police. It's about what the fuck my dad was going to do to me if I got caught. And that's what kept fucking running until I got away. That's my point of level of fear. You can see and say, yeah, well, you didn't feel your dad enough that you sit here and will did it. No, I'm just dumb. I was high. I was on drugs. But them fucking drugs wore off. As soon as you start hearing them helicopters, doom, 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 and these fucking all these police, freeze, motherfucker. Everything that was going through my brain never was the police. It was what my dad was going to do. And I don't think most kids today don't have that level of fear of their parents. And that's why they fucking try to teach us. Because if you was, that's what I never done. I wasn't going to no class. Like maybe if I got, I was talking and shit like that, but it was never on some disrespectful shit. Like, and that was probably I was talking in class because I fucking wasn't a good student. The same way it goes back into when I told y'all, my mom was like, you ain't going to college. I ain't wasting my money on this shit. You ain't do what you're supposed to. The other 12 years you was in school. But that all kind of, all of those things go hand in hand. So yeah, I'm like, are you a little mischievously can't stop talking because you don't pay attention in school? Yeah, because I probably just wasn't at the learning level, but it still wasn't a level of disrespect. None of my teachers were gonna be like, oh, Mikey was just disrespectful. They might have been like, oh, he just talked too much in class, but it was never no disrespect. It's never just sit here cussing and all of that. I just feel like a lot of kids just don't respect their parents, and that shit trickle down, and that's why the teacher's job is 100 times harder. And that's, and that's why fucking teachers be wanting to start TikToks and OnlyFans and all this other shit, because they be tired of y'all kids because y'all fucking kids come there and treat that shit like it's the block. I'm just sorry. Like, I don't, and that's why I said I ain't mad if they sit here and make it laws and start locking motherfuckers up for the shit that their kids doing, because be better parents. Kids won't do it. Like, I don't feel like that shit to me is crazy. Like, I don't put one worse than the other one. Like, if I'm listening to a 16-year-old sit here gunning down the biggest disrespectful nigga in Philly, like, damn, he's 16. They posting little pictures of him. He was on like the football team, the wrestling team, and all that. He out here smoking niggas. Like, what are we talking about? Like, when do that shit stop? I can't just sit here and say, oh, just because this one person is bad and he just as bad as a little white boy. The little white boy just took it to the more extreme, but one life ain't more than fucking the however many kids this kid. Like, that shit fucked up, dog. I'm sorry. It's kind of hard to wrap your brain around that one. Like, yeah, that's weird. And real quick, it was some news outlet, and this is again when we talk about sometimes when I go so hard for just black people in general, especially when it comes to just like shit that we kind of really get judged for the most. Of course, it's like sports and music, especially sports, because we kind of always playing that uphill battle, because just the sports media is ran by white people, the teams is owned by white people. But just to tie that all into it, though, the very first picture, like when you're trying to figure out what's going on, News was posting the little boy who got killed. I think they said he had autism or something, like. And I didn't know what was going on, because I'm like, you on social media and you trying to figure out what's going on, and you just seeing people post like, rest in peace or prayers or whatever the case may be, and you keep seeing this one little boy, and I'm like, damn, hold it, they finally got a black shooter. And then I seen people on Twitter that was like, why the fuck do y'all got this little boy picture up here like it's making it seem like he was the one who did it? And because it was no pictures at first of the little boy who actually did it. The picture that kept going, like that was going the most viral, was the picture of the little black boy. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? So whole time, they dragged the hell out. I want to say this was, what news outlet was this in? I think was it ABC, NBC something 2 or something. I don't know what the channels is in Georgia, but it was, what's the channel state? What's the station it is? It is, what is it? NSB TV 2. Yeah, so whatever, some channel they got in Georgia. They try to come in and apologize for it after they got dragged to hell on social media. But it ain't no apologies for that shit. This is just like, bro, that's my point of how they try to betray us in media. And that is one of my points of where it's like why I'm so judgmental on people when we are too hard on each other, when, bro, you trying to make the job easier for the white people, because they're going to be hard on us regardless. The first time they can try to portray us a certain way, that's what they're going to do. And that was the perfect example of something that was just like, why is this picture even up here, dog? Like, it was literally a headline, and this little boy is dead, and you're using him, making it seem like he was the shooter. I'm like, bro, are y'all in crazy? Like, what the hell are we doing? And I'm talking, people was dragging them to hell. Like, I think they fucking even turned their goddamn Twitter page into a private junk. Like, they was... That is I guess the great thing about social media. People use their voice. And it's just like people use their voice and your voice will be heard. I know sometimes people don't think it will be. Actually, I can give you another perfect example just on something lighthearted in the sports. It was a dude who was doing the broadcast for the Chicago Sky early in the season. And people was just like, and I kind of thought like, I'm like, damn, this kind of like the new fan shit. They kind of being a little too judgmental on. That nigga got fired. People didn't like the way he was calling the games. Niggas didn't like the way he was like describing the women on the court. When I remember it was like when, it was that game when Angel Reese got choke slammed by Alyssa Thomas. I mean, yeah, AT. When she got choke slammed by AT, he was like, man, she's strong. She's from Baltimore. She'll be all right. That nigga has not called a game after that one. It was a dub for him. And I didn't realize it until I was watching the game on Friday. And I'm like, damn, I meant to say something. I'm like, oh, y'all really got this nigga fired. But that goes to the power of social media because people kept voicing how much they just didn't like this nigga calling the games. And sometimes I think just because you feel like, man, nobody don't care about my voice or it's just social media. No, that especially big businesses and corporations, bro, they care about social media because they trying to find their quickest way to reach their consumer. So if they don't want to piss people off or rub people the wrong way when it comes to the way they consume or be able to reach their audience easier. So realistically, like I said, don't ever think that your voice can't be heard because it may be 20, 50, it may be millions of people who feel the same exact way as you do. But if you never express your feelings, then people just gonna do whatever the fuck they want to you. Because perfect example was this news outlet doing whatever they wanted with this little boy who just died and tried to make it seem like he was the one that was the shooter. That is so disrespectful to his family. That's so disrespectful to the black culture, black community. And then when you finally see the picture of this little boy who actually did it, oh my God. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, and I mean this. I don't know how to say it. He looked like a trans girl. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought that I was like, "Damn, is this a bitch?" Did y'all see this little nigga? I'm like, bro, yeah, all right. That nigga look crazy. I ain't even gonna fucking hold you. I hope they fry him and his fucking father. What else is going on in the world? That was what was this? Google and Facebook media company selling your information. I played that. Drake. What else was going on in the world? I feel like they go.
Guys, and you find their social media, what I advise you to do is look at who he's following. That is not going to tell you that's not going to give you the answer 100% of the time, but it's going to tell you about 90% of the time. One, it shows you where his mind is at. Because we all click on our phones 50 times a day. We just, it's by nature. Our thumbs just hits that Instagram and just opens up. You might even not even want to be on it, just close it right back out. But it's something about it that it draws us in. Yeah. So that's what's in front of him. So if you go to him, who he's following, and he has swimsuit models, I'll just use that for lack of better terms, and he's following 30 swimsuit models. Remember, that's what's being flaunted in front of his vision every time he opens his phone. That's what's enticing him. That's what he's attracted to. That's what's intriguing him. If you see a man that follows artwork and tattoos and travel, and doesn't mean he can't search a bad explorer, but it's not boom in front of his face all day long.
Yeah, that's a super telltale
and then
sign.
if he is following beautiful women, look and see if those women look like you. Look like you.
Look like you.
Because will he you? Of course he will.
Yeah.
But does he want you? Probably not. You meet guys and you.
All right, so I mean, I guess we can keep it surface or we can kind of take it a little bit deeper. Do I agree with the what you follow? Because I mean, she let's be clear. I don't want to sit here and say she wasn't right because of a lot of the stuff she was right. You're absolutely right. Sometimes I do wake up and I'm like, I ain't supposed. I ain't even get on my Bible app yet. Close this Instagram jump, but sometimes just to see. Like if I'm ready to wake up, I look for it. I may go look at the weather. Like, all right, what's the weather like? Am I gonna be able to get a workout in outside before I get up? Or then the next thing is let me just hurry up and go check my Instagram. I might not go read the DMs, but I just want to see how many people DM me last night that I may have missed out, or how many comments do I got since I went to sleep. Just little shit like that. So she is right. So I don't want to sit here and say that isn't kind of how people behave on socials. But of course I do. And you do, I mean, I don't necessarily know about what you follow that you may see. Is that what they like? I think sometimes you kind of want your timeline to be appealing to what you into. Cause like I may follow a bunch of women who work out. I don't follow no niggas that work out, but I still work out. So I don't even know how. I just don't want to look at a bunch of niggas working out. I rather look at women, but I don't necessarily know if that's like, if I'm into a woman, do she gotta work out? No, but I still follow a bunch of bitches who work out. So do that. I don't necessarily know how much of that is true. I feel like it's an 80% truth to that. And then I feel like you can kind of just give it a little bit of pushback on. I don't necessarily know just because I follow a bunch of workout women. is the woman that I'm in a relationship with, do she got to work out? I may not. She may naturally just have great genetics and she don't need to work out. So, I mean, like, I agree. Like I said, 80%, I feel like, yeah, it's cool. But that little 20%, I feel like it's kind of like, I don't know.
So you're saying that it doesn't, what you like on social media doesn't mean that's what you are looking for?
I think you can control your algorithm. Of course you can. But I don't necessarily know if it means like should it be a deal breaker on what I'm looking for in a relationship. I think that's kind of like a little bit of too much sauce on it. I think you're giving the timeline a little too much credit.
But you would say before, like, social media is your calling card.
I think it depends on to what extent, because I can sit here and say, all right, well, nail my timeline, because like I said, it depends on what you're indulging in. Because let's say when I was heavy on all WNBA games, I'm trying to take in all the content. Like, I'm not about to sit here and say, oh, well, my girl don't got a fucking wicked jump shot and she can't get fucking rebounds like Angel Reese. I don't want to fucking date her. Like, that don't have nothing to do with it. But for during the heart of when it was no more NBA, ain't no football, ain't nothing going on, 90% of my timeline all the time was WNBA this, WNBA that, because that was the only thing that is just what dominated my timeline. So I don't necessarily know if, like, I can sit here and say, oh yeah, I agree with that. Because I can sit here and say, I see a lot of shit on my social media. I tell y'all all the time, I be getting turned off by endless women in the fucking shade room comments. I look at it, though. It's some girls that I be like, dog, this bitch is so bad. But every time I go to the neighborhood talk, she's saying some wild negative shit in the comment section. That shit is a turn off to me. So I can't sit here and say, oh, do I like the girls who be in the, no, I see a lot of bitches in them comment sections that turn me the fuck off. So that's why I say with the social media shit, it's tricky, because I can use it for research purposes and I can use it to promote my shit, but it don't necessarily mean everything that come down my timeline I totally agree with. Because it could be some shit I just like to look at. Like, I like to look at workout shit. I like just looking at bitches who work out. That to me is better than me sitting here saying I follow a bunch of fucking BBL jumps. But guess what? I can go to my explore page and guess what's in my fucking explore page? Just a bunch of fucking half naked bitches. I don't follow them. But you know why I don't follow them no more? Because I know it's motherfuckers who think like that girl. So I don't follow them for that reason. So I follow a bunch of women that work out, but I can still go to my explore pages and it's just a bunch of naked women. So what's the difference? I don't necessarily know how that. Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like it's true a little bit, just a little bit. That people kind of judge you off of what you posting, regardless of whether it's true or not.
But is it more so because she was saying more so what you following, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, do you really look at the followers like that, or do you even pay attention to it like that? I mean, for you to sit here and say, I'm gonna go through her followers and see who she following, that debates whether I still go pursue this. That's kind of, do you take that social media that serious? Now I get it. If she's on social media all the time, then yeah. But what if she's not on social media? So how can you really judge off of that? Because if you're saying, hey, well, go look at the followers, who she following, who she liking, and all that. What if she's not on social media? Then how do you judge off of that?
You can't then. If she's not on social media like that, then you can't really judge it.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you the best thing to do, man. Get on the social media page that your significant other ain't on. We can eliminate all that. I know certain pages that I'd be like, now that's the only thing that kind of kick you in the ass, because it was just like with Threads, you kind of can't flirt on Threads because it's just like everybody can see your comments. Like all the people that follow you, they can see the shit that you comment on. So it kind of just go to their timeline. So you can't do nothing on there. But like to me, it's like the cool thing about like being old and knowing like TikTok is for like not the old people or the people who just like, I ain't getting on that shit. That's for a bunch of young. I can get off the most flirty shit on TikTok because I know most bitches this my age, or at least in my age group, this in my area, not on this. So guess what? Or even if they are, guess we don't have a lot of mutual friends on here no more. So it's broads who from here I will flirt with on TikTok. I won't never flirt with on Instagram, because guess what? On Instagram, we got too many mutual followers. Too many people can see me. So on TikTok, I can get my shit off because I know ain't nobody else gonna see this shit. So yeah, it's cool. You can think whatever the fuck you want on this. If we all on Instagram and that's just our age group of people, then cool. I'm gonna take my shit on another fucking app so I can enjoy social media. What the fuck is for? I don't want to feel like niggas is policing me, and I do be feeling like people be policing the shit out of the Instagram comments, likes, and all that. So guess what? I know what to do. Cool. I'm gonna find this bitch on TikTok. That motherfuckers ain't on this. So I'm gonna get my shit off.
Girls, but I think I'm finna start dating men, and let me tell you why. So I've been out here dating, and I just find that I date a lot of these femmes, and it seems like they looking for a parent instead of a partner, bro. Like, and I love spoiling my women. I love paying for stuff. I love taking them on dates and getting them flowers and make sure they're good in every way, make sure they're safe, opening the door for them, all that. I love that stuff. But it seems like I can't get any spoiling in return. Nobody wants to play that role. I'm getting girls flowers, taking them on these crazy dates, and, you know, them real good, you know, at the end of the night, make sure they get home safe, getting them all of this and getting nothing in return. Like, I don't know if girls are fake gay, but they don't even want to, like, they don't even want to F back. Like, they don't even want to back. Like, am like, what? I be trying to ask girls, like, are you gay for real? Like, are you gay? Because you act like, you know, what's up? I'm a stud. I like girls. You know what I'm saying? It even come down to the conversation. I be carrying the conversation, asking them questions, figuring out what they like and what they don't like. And they don't ask nothing back. Like, and I asked this one girl, like, why don't you ask nothing about me? And she said, I'm just trying to see for myself. What? Like, if I'm paying for everything, I'm doing all the transportation, I'm initiating everything, the least you could do is a little or something, or bring me some flowers, walk to the gas station, give me a bag of chips. I'm not asking for a lot, but it seems like I am, because I can't get anything out these girls, you know. And not everything is about this, but if you're not finna do this and make sure that I'm satisfied, then you have to pay for something. You're gonna have to pull up. You're gonna have to give me something, some blunts, some alcohol or something. And honestly,
all right, dog, real quick, before I get into this, can I say something? The girls are out here the lesbian women are trying to do, it's a stud edition. They trying to do the little clip that we played a couple weeks ago that the little boys was doing when they was at the football jump. What's your street name? Such and such, and then what's your real name? So they've been going to studs, and let me tell you something. I don't know how some of y'all women are gay, because these bitches don't have no type of personality, and their fucking street names is fucking stupid as shit. I don't even want to play it because the shit been corny. I seen it on Twitter at first, and I'm like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Then I got on TikTok and I saw it. I'm like, bro, this shit is the dumbest shit ever. This shit, like, y'all must don't know what the originating version is, because them little stupid young niggas street names was so fucking crazy and their real names was so goddamn regular. These bitches be like, hey, what's your stud name? Bree. What's your real name? Brittany. Like, bitch, that's not funny. That's not creative neither. Like, you just fucking like, oh, what's your stud name? CJ, what's your real name? Chrisean. Like, bro, this shit is not funny. This shit is stupid as fuck. Like, y'all are fucking this joke up. Like, these kids smoke this and here come a bunch of grown ass fucking fake ass niggas trying to be like, bro, that shit suck. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not. And listening to her talk, it just, hey, welcome to being a man, bitch. You want to play like a man? You got fucking, now you feel how niggas feel every day. The fuck are you talking about? You sound like a nigga. And you guess what you sound like? If this was a nigga talking like that, guess what I would say? You sound like a bitch ass nigga. Like, what are we talking about, dog?
Mikey.
That's what you sound like. You just sound like a bitch ass simp. Like, you sound like a simp ass nigga who just get out here getting ran over like a fucking speed bump. Like, let's just keep it up.
Was that what was said in the comments?
I ain't even read them. I know Erica said about the comments, but I didn't even have to.
You sound
welcome to manhood.
Exactly. That's what you sound like. You want to play like a nigga? You sound like one.
That definitely, she sound like a man.
Welcome
sound
to
like the shit we go
exactly. Welcome to fucking being a nigga. Bitch, you want to play like one? Now you won. All right, hey, you want fucking what they want? Equality? You want equal pay? You want all that equal shit? Well, welcome to the fucking world of being a nigga, because that's what it sounds like. She described what it sounds like with dating in 2020, whatever, as a nigga. She sound like the last fucking 15 years of my dating life. That's exactly what that shit sound like. I don't have no sympathy for your stupid ass. I do kind of, at least as a nigga, at least you could get some fucking actual sex. So she basically sitting here saying she out here tricking on bitches who don't even want to eat no box. And she kept, because she was on TikTok trying to go viral, she couldn't even say it. She had to keep making fucking suggestions. That's why I hate about TikTok. That shit is so like, bro, what? That shit is real. That's why people say it's for kids, because you got to real life really censor the shit out of yourself, what you say for it to go on. Oh my God, that shit was corny. But anyway, while we talking about TikTok, shout outs to Risa Tisa. I ain't gonna lie to you. One shout out to what's that lady name from what is it? Kim something from Insecure. The lady she played Kelly on Insecure. One, you're doing Risa Tisa too much justice, because you too pretty to be fucking playing Risa Tisa. But shout outs to Risa Tisa. They are working on, I guess, a TV series or a movie or whatever the case may be. And of course, the young lady who played Kelly on Insecure will be playing Risa Tisa. I do feel like for her, that's a super, bro. You doing her too much justice, because y'all don't look shit alike. Because I would be in an actual relationship with Kelly from Insecure. I would not fucking touch Risa Tisa with a 10-foot pole. Not in this day and age of where I'm at on not giving a fuck about having sex. Back in the day, I would have hit her. Today, I wouldn't even think twice about it. Sorry. But shout out to Risa Tisa. You took something from TikTok to be able to get a TV show out of it and to be able to get somebody who looked 20 times better than you to play your fucking character. That's fine. I ain't gonna hold it.
Did she getting paid for the whole thing?
Who?
The girl.
Risa Tisa?
That's the one who did that story about
who did I marry?
So is she getting paid like they paying her for the script or they just like what do they?
I don't know. It don't have the. Yeah, she just getting a series. It don't have the details on what the deal was going to be like, but I'm sure.
Would you let her narrate it?
What you mean?
Because you listen to it, right?
Yeah. I don't know what you asking me. If they turn
saying like for a show or something, like would you let her narrate it?
Or what you mean, like how Big Meech do for BMF?
Yeah, like would you?
I mean, I guess if that's what you're gonna do.
Because if she's not acting in it, you just gonna.
I mean, somebody can just buy your story. It's endless people who do that. Like, I mean, people buy your stories. Like, you sell your story to somebody.
I'm just saying, would you include her for like if you was the one who got the show? Would you include her in it? Like, hey, I'm gonna let you narrate it, or you can be the one to talk.
I mean, no. I mean, I don't know. It depends. Like, it depends on how you trying to play the story out. I think it just depends. Like, if you do it like how Big Meech do for BMF, then cool. Right? I mean, that would be straight. I wouldn't mind, but I don't necessarily, to me, if I'm being honest, I feel like that 15 minutes, and I get it, of course, you can't turn around and do TV shows that fast, but I feel like that fucking 15 minutes is over. Like, I mean, and maybe I might just not be in that world, but I ain't thought or even thought twice about no Risa Tisa and God knows how long until you see this story come out. So I don't necessarily, I don't know. I don't necessarily know, even if I'm sure people will watch it when it come out, but I would just, like, if somebody tell me it's good, I may watch it, but it wouldn't be something that I have to.
Not think about Lake Lanier. Let's, as a people, think about Oscarville and the people of Oscarville. Let's think about that. Let's think about their lives, their families, because their families are probably some of our families, and we just don't know it. You know what I mean? So with that being said, let's come together outside of fear. Let's learn our stories, and then let's stand on our stories. It's our story, because Oscarville is our story, and we shouldn't run away from our story.
So it is something called Lake Lanier, and it is a documentary on Amazon. And I guess people, of course, sometimes, I ain't gonna say sometimes, I feel like all the time, anytime there's a huge black story is being told, somebody gets offended by it. And the reason why I say that, because during that Ravens and Kansas City Chiefs game in Brazil. I mean, that wasn't in Brazil. Was that in Kansas? That was in Kansas City. My bad. Yeah, I'm tripping. Was that was there, or was it?
Yeah, that was in Kansas City.
Yeah, it was in Kansas City. So of course, and I mean, they got two black quarterbacks, so they sung the black national anthem, and then white people was up in a fucking outrage. And I'm not gonna lie, for when we talking about, just because we talking about timelines, one thing I have done, especially on Twitter, to save my own peace of mind, if I just see somebody super like saying some wild racist shit or some ignorant shit about any black athlete, I just hit the block button. I'm cool. I don't want to see it. Like, I don't want to see certain names. I even mute certain shit to come on my junk. Like, it was this dude, me and him was just talking trash one day on Threads about the WNBA, and I didn't even realize that I muted Caitlin Clark name or the Indiana Fever. So he tagged me in something when they clinched their playoff jump. I didn't even see it. Somebody else did I actual follow had to send it to me, because I'm like, oh, I didn't even see it. And me and this nigga did. I remember having a back and forth, and I was like, yeah, we'll talk. I'll holler at you playoff time. And he, of course, obviously he remembered, and he added me, and I didn't see it because I've muted certain things. So that comes to just even when I seen it going about and people was complaining about the black national anthem over the weekend, I seen like some dude that was on Fox. I'm like, every time I see people say certain shit, to kind of just for my own mental peace, just so I won't feel like I'm on the edge, ready to crash out every time over some just racist shit, you just start to mute him, start to block certain things. So like I said, just to kind of tie that into it with that same, I wonder, was it I'm actually singing it? You can't hear it. It ain't gonna be no clue jump. But yeah, just people were just complaining about it. Like, it was different little white people that work at like Fox News or Fox Sports or any of these other fucking outlets that's mainly structured for white people, and they were very upset about it. But bro, you have, let's be clear, and even I forgot to talk about this when we was talking about the NFL season. This year in the NFL is 32 teams in the NFL, and there were 15 black starting quarterbacks this year. I'm old enough to remember Michael Vick was a 101. Fucking when Donovan McNabb, he was at that, and then both of them two was kind of like hand to hand on the same time. They was 101. Even when I came on here and talked about the Steve McNair, even how the lack of coverage of Steve McNair, even with his death or even him making it to the Super Bowl. Like, I forgot, I lived that time frame. I know for a fact, I remember watching that Super Bowl. I remember the greatest show on turf. Like, I remember this shit, but I didn't remember that it was Steve McNair. So when we talk about you still a part of, every day you wake up, you're a part of Black history. History changes. And we sometimes, of course, if you, whatever your team is, I don't tell people what teams to pick or whatever y'all like. My stance is going to be my stance. So I'm going to root for every team that got a Black fucking quarterback. But I think a lot of people act like that shit isn't a big accomplishment and we supposed to just not care about it. And that's the way they want you to think about it. They want you to feel like, oh, why is it got to be 2 national anthems? Dog, have you listened to the words of that shit? That was the reason why Kaepernick took a knee. If you listen to the words, you can hear how fucking wild the words are in the regular national anthem. That's why it's 2 national anthems. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? That's why so many people get upset when Donald Trump like make America great again, and they be like, for what part? Like, tell me what part you trying to make great again. And that be, like I said, and I understand some people just with certain shit, you'd be like, oh, I just want my sport. It's cool if that's where you at, and you get to live that clearly with your blinders on, where you don't care about, you cool with your form of the white man telling you whatever, you cool with them pushing the needle for how you want it, then cool. That can be you. That shit won't never be for me. That shit's going to piss me off the same way that Kendrick Lamar shit pissed me off with the Lil Wayne shit. It's completely like that's just what it's gonna be. So hearing people complain about, I'm not watching no game. Even when I go to sporting events, guess what? I ain't getting there early enough for no fucking national anthem. Period. You know why? Because I'm too fucking cool of a Black person to ever get somewhere that fucking early. How about that one? So I don't give a fuck about them singing any of those national anthems, because guess what? I ain't never gonna be there that fucking early, nowhere, to hear no goddamn game niggas singing or standing for no national anthem. That shit ain't gonna happen. But again, hey, that's what the NFL gonna have to deal with it, because guess what? These Black quarterbacks keep showing up. And we're tied into the football real quick. Joe Burrow is dog shit, and I'm glad that I told y'all this. Fuck Joe Burrow. And now when we sit here and say this, cut these mics on last week, I said, Marcus, what you gonna think? And I told y'all, I feel like the Bengals is gonna be fucking for the bottom of that division. And again, they got their fucking shit clapped in by the fucking Patriots, dog. Again, like I said, it is what it is. Like I said, some of y'all are okay with it, and I understand everybody life experiences haven't reached you to the point where some of this shit may just don't do nothing for you, and just God willing, you better hope it don't never reach you, because you may eventually feel the way I feel. All it takes is one white person to get you right. One white person before you just hope, and did you get old enough that one white person just don't get you right? Because all it takes is for you that one white motherfucker to get you right one time. I promise you can be the wokest nigga on planet fucking Earth. Real quick, while we talking about non-woke shit and just talking about ignorant Black shit, Chrisean Rock got out of jail this weekend, and I'm gonna tell you how fucked, and this is how fucked up the world is, and this is why I sit here and say sometimes where it's like, damn, can we highlight the positive shit, bro? 52,000 people was on this girl Instagram live to see her first video home, dog. Do you know how many people that is, dog? 52,000. That can damn near fill up a football stadium. Watch this girl come home from jail. Her very first Instagram live. Y'all don't know how, I don't think y'all understand how crazy that shit is to me. 52,000 people actually give a fuck that much about this girl. And why in other Chrisean Rock news and Blueface news, Blueface dad threw his son his first birthday, and his son wasn't there. So people was kind of calling the dad a clout chaser because he gave the son his first 1-year-old birthday party, but nobody was there. It was just the dad. He had the room all decorated. He had the balloons. He had everything. He had the room, and he was just recording it, wishing the little boy happy birthday. So out of y'all, of course, the 2 parents in the room, I guess my question for y'all would be, do y'all feel like that's clout chasing, or what's y'all thoughts of Blueface dad throwing a party for the baby and the baby not even being there? But he was recording, like he was wishing him, like he basically was recording it and still wishing him happy birthday, and was like, hey, happy birthday. And I've listened to, I forgot what I was listening to. I think I may have been listening to Hot 97, and they was kind of shooting him some bail, like, well, the kids won't remember it anyway, so it's all going to be realistically like a video. So the kid still, when they get older, gets to see grandpa wishing him a happy birthday, because at 1 year old, the birthday party most of the time is for the adults, not the kid anyway.
I don't see a problem with that, with him doing that.
Do you feel like it's clout chasing, or just?
No, I feel like it's clout chasing. Because just the other day, I seen a video with Travis Barker daughter. I guess he calls her every day, and he leaves voice videos. When she don't answer, she leaves a voice video. That's real touching, like something like that. Like kids do remember stuff like that. So I don't see that's not clout chasing.
I think it's a difference, because when they both got locked up, the father or the grandmother didn't want the baby. Neither one of them wanted to take the baby.
That's a good point.
So
who, Blueface?
Blueface mother and his father did not want to take the baby. So don't post happy birthday now. It's kind of contradicting.
But okay, but that's so. How many other kids do we have?
Who?
Blueface. He got a bunch of them.
I think 2. I think he got a old, like one older.
He got 2 with the girl Jada or whatever, and then I thought it was just 3. I don't know. I thought it was 3.
And now if he never did it for none of the other kids, then yeah, I would say
no. He talking about the father.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the grandfather.
Oh,
if he never did no video or birthdays for anybody else,
I mean, you could.
the other
It's
kids,
cool
then
to
I would.
say happy birthday, but you had a whole like it was a party, like people was gonna show up and the baby wasn't there. But you also
that's
the same person that said you didn't want to take
So
her.
so what was the caption? He just said happy birthday, or he was just trying to show, damn, nobody fuck with me. Like now that is clout chasing. If that's what you trying to,
It was just happy birthday. He's not here or whatever. That's what I meant. Wish him happy birthday. Your dad will be out soon, something like that. But it had balloons and cake and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of hard to say.
It's not
because nobody. Who else? Did anybody else put it, or did they even have an actual party?
I don't think no. I don't think no. If they did, they ain't posted.
No, who else gonna have a party? Chrisean just got out, and Blueface still in jail.
But where's the baby at?
I don't know. I mean, the baby with Chrisean now, but I don't know where the baby was at before that.
The baby was back and forth between friends, not even family. Occasionally, I think the father might have had him, but she was with friends, never with family.
Oh, that's a tricky situation.
And just real quick, because while we talking about ratchet crazy news, that John? Did you send me that TikTok? Did it have music on that, John? I can't remember. The dude talking about the girl getting her teeth knocked out?
No, I think it was just him talking.
Oh, wow. Yeah. The crazy thing is because when you sent it and then somebody else did listen to the show, they was giving me a little bit more backstory on that girl. So for the girl who sit here and came out last week when we were talking about, and they turned the teacher down, it was like, hey, I didn't want to, like I don't want to get in a relationship with you because I don't want to be a bad, I don't want to be what the fuck am I trying to say? Damn, my bad. I'm trying to. Why the hell is this shit doing this? I'm trying to multitask. But anyway, the girl who told the teacher she didn't want to date him because she would have been a bad role model for his kids. So she basically like, nah, I didn't want to talk about. We talked about that last week. So the girl is actually somebody who was already on. Of course, Erica said that yesterday. I mean, last time when we was recording. Hold on, why does it say refresh the puzzle? Unexpected her. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I'm just trying to play a clip, dog. This shit is stupid. I don't know why it ain't let me play. But anyway, the girl got her teeth knocked out. The girl got her ass beat on, what was that, Baddies?
Yeah, Baddies.
She got her ass beat on the show, and literally she got her teeth knocked out. Literally, I'm sure everybody, if you on any of those blog pages, you've seen it. The video was floating around all over social media. She literally ain't got no guy. Like, that shit was bad. And I think Natalie Nunn was like doing a high video, like with her tooth in her hand. Like, that shit to me is crazy. And that's why I'm not mad at. And I really give her a lot more respect because she literally saved that teacher a lot of heartache and a hard fucking day at work. Because imagine if that really was his girl, and now you sitting here saying I gotta go to work. And imagine if this was your girl and you was really in love with her. Like, y'all was going out, you was posting all the time. You were trying to. It's the first week of school or whatever case may be. You trying to give us jump, and now there's a viral video of your girl going around with her teeth knocked out. It's crazy, dog. Like, how can this man give a fucking rest of his class? We talking about kids being in school with their goddamn jump. So imagine your girl video going viral of her teeth getting knocked out. You sitting here trying to hold class. Like, nah, dog. That one ain't gonna work.
Is a PSA to all of the Black females that are getting involved in reality TV and social media drama. It's not worth it, right? I just seen Natalie Nunn and some girl named Rolly making fun of this woman who apparently she got into a fight on a TV show. Look at her face. Somebody knocked her tooth out, right? She gets paid off for her looks, right? The baddies, right? But the whole show, all of these women are only fighting, making their character look a certain way so they can't be promoted as an ambassador to a brand. They can only do ratchet things like hosting or get into other fights to keep stuff boosting. But how many times can you fight somebody on TV, get punched in your face before you realize this does not push the Black culture in no way? This makes all of these women look stupid. This is a PSA to all of
And again, that's why I say I do want to give her a lot of credit and respect for just knowing what type of person she was, what type of energy she was going to bring, what type of attention that she was looking for, what type of attention that she already garners. And that, again, to me is one of the reasons why I believe in speaking and highlighting whatever popping black females, black artists, black athletes, TV shows, anything we have. And that's why that's why I tell y'all, I've heard me say this a million times, where I get frustrated with the Joe Buttons and the Breakfast Club. It's like, yeah, y'all can interview certain people, but you kind of just like, every chance y'all get, y'all take a shit on Power. Like that, to me, it's still like, even if you don't like the show, you still, it's 10 dominant black characters on these shows that you could be helping give and boosting ever contracts, because it can, you using your large platform to big up these shows and get more people to watch them. The same way when I sit here and said about when we started off with the Lee Daniels thing, I think all promotion is good promotion, and people, it don't matter how small or how big you feel your platform is. And I think sometimes, especially with black podcasters or radio people, y'all just looking at everything as a bag, like, oh, well, stars ain't spending no money with us to talk about it. I ain't talking about it, but you'll sit here and go talk about some shit on HBO with a bunch of white motherfuckers like, what's it, the Dragons or the Thrones, whatever that shit called, for free. I know they ain't paying you. I know for a fact they not paying you. So you sit here, but you'll still get on your platforms and talk about them dumbass shows that niggas shouldn't watch. But that's my point of one of the reasons why I feel like, though, we should always highlight our own. It don't necessarily matter. Like, to me, it don't matter. Like, talk about it. Like, if you see, to me, I think it's corny to go out your way to not. Just again, going back into that Lee Daniels thing, I think it would be corny for me to sit here and have a podcast and can clear as day see everybody on social media talking about something and go out my way not to watch it. It don't matter, good or bad, however I felt about that show, that to me would have just been corny. Like, damn, why you ain't have a fucking hour and some change to watch? Yeah, because you can watch everything else. You can do anything else. You can sit here and play 2K. You can do whatever else. You sit here and tell me you couldn't give your own people an hour of your time to sit here and be able to give a critique, to be like, oh, this is cool, you should watch it, or you shouldn't watch it, or this is what I like. I just do think, because it's too easy to sit here and just allow, because we'll always complain about the shit we see on the Shade Room, but what are you doing to help feed a different eco chain? Like, you're not doing anything else to put anything positive in the ecosystem, but all we do is complain about Sexy Red. You can't complain about Sexy Red if you are not using your voice to big up somebody else, to give Sexy Red a run for her popularity money. And that, to me, like, I just believe in that shit. I believe a lot of people will sit here and critique Sexy Red, say how much they hate Sexy Red, but guess what you never use your platform to do? Don't use your platform to big up Coco Golf. Don't do it to big up Simone Biles. Don't do it. Y'all, you definitely don't do it with fucking Angel Reese. You don't do it with Asia Wilson. You don't do it with nobody. You literally, you'll complain. Your motherfuckers will complain all day long. But I'm, like I told y'all, I pay attention. It was a homegirl of mine who listened to the show, and she went out, what she said, she went out of the barcode to CTCB, and she was just like, Mikey, I seen everybody in the fucking club doing that stupid shit over their head with the Don Julio shit, and was like, only thing I could think about is you sitting here talking about it a week or so ago. And she told me, she was like, tell your brother to stop saying you don't go outside, because like, you should not know this what fucking people was in this club doing, and you literally don't go no fucking way. I told y'all, I'm making my business to sit on social media and watch everything you motherfuckers do. I'm like a fucking parent for real. I'm going to watch and study everything you do, so I just won't be coming on this motherfucker talking out of the side of my ass. And it was just funny that I was just like, that's crazy. It's not crazy because I actually watch y'all do this shit, but it was just funny to see somebody go to the club and go, and let's be clear, TCB is at this point is a 30 and over band. Like, they plan, most people who go see TCB, you are either 30 and over or knocking on the door of 30. So to see motherfuckers be able to go see, like, this ain't like a kid, this ain't some TikTok, like, this ain't, TCB is not playing for people that's 21 years old. Because when people at the age of 21, you 9 times out of 10, most of them ain't even grow up on go-go for real. So when they turn 21, they not rushing to go to no damn go-go. So you talking about grown ass people, like real live adults with real adult responsibilities, are literally in the fucking club doing that fucking silly Don Julio shit. So I was just happy that I was right. But again, like I said, to me, my point is always is like, how would it, for people who hate Chrisean Rock, you hate Sexy Red, or whoever else you don't like, give me what's your replacement? Who are your replacement people? Who are the replacement people that you use your platform, big or small? Same way I gave y'all that example of the dude getting fired from the Chicago Sky. You might not think your platform don't matter now, but it might, because you may get people hip to one person. And I do want to say real quick, and I ain't trying to say the shit on this girl, but I'm kind of going shit on her. I heard Joe Budden, I had Roy, I heard Ebro. Everybody was speaking highly of this Doechii girl. And again, I told y'all this a few weeks ago. Men cannot dictate what women actually fucking like. It has to be other women. Because I haven't listened to the project, so I can't shit on her project and say how good or how bad it is. Because I'm just not. If you sign a TDE, if your name ain't SZA, I kind of know you don't make music for me, so I'm just not going to listen. That's just not my bag of genre to try to go listen to. But to hear niggas sit here like I listened to this nigga Rory, and he was like, "Yeah, this is the best female rap out." I wouldn't listen to him. And it's so funny. I think niggas don't pay attention to how dumb they sound. Like it's a girl on their show. She come on it every week. She talk about Meg. She talk about Lotto. He went on like a 20-minute rant about how good this girl was. And the girl who literally on your show always talk about women rappers said not one thing. Let me know why I did not listen to that girl shit. Cause y'all niggas be wanting to just like, let me indirectly suck certain dick. And you showed me you was direct. You cannot tell me this girl project was better than Lotto or Meg's. And you didn't listen to Lotto or Meg shit. Like I can't come on here and tell you it's bad, but what I can come on and tell you is I paid attention to how academics didn't tell me what her first week numbers was. So that kind of let me know how bad it was. But that's again when I'm sitting here saying where it's like when people sit here and try to go out on them, even going back into the Kendrick Lamar shit, I be knowing what actually be moving shit and certain shit that I don't have to touch because that's just not for me. And if it's not for me, I'm a fucking hood rat. I'm a nigga. I like nigga shit. I don't want to hear no fucking girl try to come and be on some big wild lyrical miracle shit. That I don't want to hear it from niggas. I definitely don't want to hear it from a girl. If I want to hear a girl rap, yeah, you can rap, but you gotta still come on, make it a little bit relatable. Let me get the pop in that coochie a little bit. You ain't got enough. A woman can't she can't even rev her shit up a little bit to your music. Yeah, I'm sorry, dog. It's not gonna happen. I was like, damn, academics. He told me how bad Big Sean shit was. You ain't tell me how many dotes you did. I know why you didn't, because it probably wasn't even nothing worth reporting. But niggas was trying to get on this joint like this was, oh man, it's the greatest shit on earth. And that to me, sometimes when you go out on the limb and say crazy shit like that, you kind of show me how non-important your voice is sometimes because you won't be able to move that needle like you think you can. And that's all. I just wanted to just say that because niggas was super praising her. And I'm just like, and I know a young lady who be in my comment section all the time. She always bring her up. But y'all big this girl up. Get her out. Get her wherever you think y'all want her to be. I'm not going to tap into that shit. I'm cool. I'm going to skip it. I'm going to give me my pussy rap girls and give me the girls who can rap that shit better than everybody else. And I think Lotto do it better than everybody else. What else is going on in the world? I feel like we can get into a little bit more relationship shit. Oh man, let me see what other hot topics was going on there before I get to that. Oh damn, Marlon Wayans. I do not know how I was about to forget. Shout out to Marlon Wayans for giving fucking Vlad a bunch of dick to suck. Paul. Oh no more. Hold the fuck it. Let's go to Marlon Wayans. Then I gotta get to the damn. I wish when we was talking about football, I would have played the clip of this nigga from the. He is the. He do the content creation for the Washington Commanders. Oh my God, this nigga shot himself in the foot. But I'm gonna play Marlon Wayans on Club Shay Shay first, and then I'm gonna play this Commanders nigga. Oh, this nigga's crazy.
Joe, when it was hurting Keenan's pockets, and Keenan was like, nah, you ain't gonna do this to me. And my family said, fuck this money. And we all left in Living Color. There's an episode of Living Color where we got black shades on. It's a Christmas episode. Jamie Foxx is singing, and me and my family got black glasses on. And we sitting there like this. As a family, right? Because we protesting and we going, you ain't gonna fuck my brother. We a family. You touch one, you touch all. Your money, I'm sorry. They was offering us big checks, $70,000 checks to stay on that show. I'm still a brother after this. No, I'm gonna support my brother. And we all left the show. And that's why season 5, it got weird. It got Bismarcky and God bless Chris Rock. He came at the wrong time, but and as brilliant as he is, you couldn't save it because the eyes of the show is gone. You understand? The heartbeat of it. Yes, the eyes, the vision. You can't replicate Wayans shit, and anytime they try, you're gonna fail. They've done other movies, you can't. People taste that shit. That ain't Wayans. Can't do what we do because you ain't got my life experience. You don't have my point of view. You didn't grow up with the people I grew up with. You don't understand how life has carved me as a visionary. You can't take the flavor. You can't. I could give you all the seasoning. Right. I give you all what's in it. You don't know how much to put. You don't know what kind of flour. I'll give you the right flour. Right. You don't know how long to cook that chicken. You don't know how much of that garlic powder you got to put in there. I'll give you the hot sauce. It's Frank's. I ain't gonna make you be able to make my chicken.
So real quick, just I do want to look at this number. I should have looked at it before we start recording, but I just want to see Club Shay Shay's interview with Marlon Wayans did. How much now? 4 million. So of course, the reason why I seen a lot of people doing a touchdown on Vlad's head, because of course it was a back and forth going on with Vlad and Marlon Wayans. Maybe like a month ago, or maybe might not even been a month ago. It might have just literally been like 2 weeks ago. I can't remember. It was either a month or like 2 weeks ago. And Vlad and Marlon was going back and forth because Vlad didn't. Marlon was like, Vlad reached out to Marlon, was like, hey, I want you coming on the show, whatever the case may be. And Marlon was like, his price is $40,000. And I'm sure realistically, Marlon threw out that $40,000 price just because he just didn't really want to go on Vlad. So he figured out, hey, if Vlad sit here and want to pay me the 40, I'll go in there. But just off of principle, I'm not doing it for free. Because I know for a fact the Breakfast Club don't play people to go in there. Marlon Wayans have been on the Breakfast Club a million times. And then Vlad was looking at Marlon like, hey, when you go, and he told him, like, when you go on these platforms, nigga, you peak out at like maybe 100,000. Some of them may get to 300,000. I don't know what the real payout is for numbers that high on YouTube. So I'm sure maybe in Vlad, obviously that's not worth $40,000. So the spike in the touchdown was like, okay, cool. I don't go over these numbers on this, and that may be because I've been on a lot of these platforms multiple times, and some of their audience may miss out on certain things, especially when you go on like shows like Big Boy, or if you go on Breakfast Club, because sometimes they may post two episodes a day, 3 interviews in a day. Sometimes the Breakfast Club do that. They might sit here and just post 3 jumps. So some of them you may see, you may not see. So I don't necessarily know if you can judge off that, but for somebody like Shannon Sharp, he only do Club Shay once a week. So people see it. He promoted, he lead it up to that. Like he literally just, hey, we got Marlon Wayans coming on this day, whatever the case may be. So people kind of geared to it. They know that's what they're looking for. They know he's only going to drop this once a week instead of something like the Breakfast Club. So like I said, he did 4 million views in fucking 4 days. So that was kind of just like, oh yeah, you thought I was only worth this. Boom, suck my dick. I'm really worth that. And again, when we talking about going back into the Wayne and the Kendrick thing, we talking about cultural impact. I do feel, and that's the sad thing, we really only do it in the black culture. Like we kill what was legendary in our culture. Like I can't erase, and that's why I love that question that you asked last week when it was like, what do songs or artists did you grow up on, and it helps you remember times? And that's why, again, when I'm talking about the Rich Homie Quan, and I just remember when Rich Homie was smoking and he was getting hot, and I remember managing Top, and we just trying to figure out, I'm like, damn, he found this lane with these girls, and that lane was just a sweet lane. But you in South Carolina and you passing out CDs, and Rich Homie got this shit in such a chokehold, and you know for a fact you don't got no songs compared to no shit like that. So you remember these moments, and we talking about like the Wayans brothers, you remember how you felt watching The Living Color as a kid. And even when he went into that interview, he talked about how we talking about halftime shows, going back again to the Kendrick and Wayne shit. He was just like, no, they had before the halftime, the NFL did Michael Jackson at the Super Bowl with the halftime show. The Wayans brothers, and Living Color did a halftime show, because at that time the NFL didn't have no halftime show. So people, ain't trying to watch a bunch of commercials, like, or they may watch the first couple jumps, but niggas are doing halftime. That's your time. Like, let me see what else on TV, because I'm locked into the Super Bowl while we got a couple minutes to kill. So boom, you lost a bunch of viewerships, and the people went to watch the Living Color. But so for all of those moments, is like, you can't erase those things. You can't erase that the Living Color was the stomping stone and the building block for the Jim Carreys, Jamie Foxx, fucking J-Lo, all these legendary people who still got legendary careers. Even especially if you're just talking about the cream of the crop is Jamie Foxx and fucking Jim Carrey, bro. Look how legendary. You talking about these two niggas couldn't get a job nowhere else. But so it's just like, for people like Vlad to sit here and say, because I'm not hot right this second, I'm not clickbaity, or my name isn't good on the algorithm right now, how do you judge me off? And that shit to me is corny, because that's only shit that we do in the black community. And of course, Vlad ain't black, but he fucking, of course, that's why they call him a culture vulture, because he eats off the black community.
He was just trying to get him to come out, right?
No, trying to get him to come to do an interview.
No, I'm saying, but he was trying to get him to come. Like he was talking about like his sexuality or something like that.
Oh, and that's when he started trolling them and saying all that crazy shit after when they couldn't agree on the price. Yeah, after they couldn't agree on the price. Yeah, but it's just, to me, it's just like, but we do it so much. Like, we real live, because it's something that's like, it's not fresh today, or it's not the hot thing today. We try to water it down and be like, oh, this ain't relevant no more, because but they still can't. No, we know, like even when we talk about perfect example, and this was a conversation, like, and people was somebody trying to argue with me on Threads, and the dude was like, because it was it goes into the Cheryl Swoops and Caitlin Clark thing, because Cheryl Swoops she's Cheryl Swoops. She don't have to, and again, she probably just like me, bro. I don't have to give a fuck about no white people. I don't got to talk about them. All these other platforms talk about them. Let them talk about them. Knock yourself out. So it was a campaign. People saying, oh, Cheryl Swoops hate on Caitlin Clark. And my thing of when I'm telling niggas is, bro, Cheryl Swoops in that U.S. Dream Team, though. You saw in that time I was a kid. I think I was like in 7th or 8th grade in '96. I probably was like in the 7th or 8th grade. When that jersey and them shoes came out, though, I'm a nigga. I wear a size 13, so I done had a big foot my whole entire fucking time when it was time to buy sneakers that really counted, bro, I was so mad that them fucking Sheryl Swoops didn't come in my size. Like, nigga, I wanted to put my foot in and 2 sizes smaller just to try to get a pair of those Sheryl Swoops. So for niggas that had that, and Sheryl Swoops was on an episode of fucking Martin, dog. Think about when people actually think about that Olympics team, the first 3 people brain is gonna come probably in your head is Sheryl Swoops, Dawn Staley, and fucking Lisa Leslie. Not saying, and let's be clear, Tina Thompson too, because she had the red lipstick. And that time, like a lot of motherfuckers wasn't wearing red lipstick, so that was kind of her signature shit. But just the fact that fucking that that 96 team jerseys look so fucking sweet with them fucking Sheryl Swoops. So that's my point of when people try to like, you can't erase that shit to me because I remember that as a kid. I remember that jersey. I remember how mad I was that I couldn't fit them Sheryl Swoops. Like, so that's my whole point is like, bro, how the fuck and what God green earth do y'all think that this fucking woman who has done so much iconic shit in the black culture has any reason to be? And you hear niggas like Stephen A. Smith sit here and say, that's why, but I always say and say, bro, just because Stephen A. Smith black don't mean he got a real black experience. Because ain't nobody who watched Martin, anybody who's seen somebody be on an episode, elite episode of Martin, you sit here and go and tell me that Sheryl Swoops got a reason to be fucking jealous of fucking Caitlin Clark. But that goes back into the Marlon Wayans and Vlad shit. You cannot keep allowing white people to dictate our culture because that shit sounds retarded to me. Because I fucking promise you, I don't give a fuck. I will bet you $1 million in no fucking day on age that Caitlin Clark is going to have a shoe that niggas was geeking for like they was geeking for them Sheryl Swoops. It's just not going to happen because because people don't give a fuck about sneakers like that no more. But Sheryl Swoop got a top 5 Nike shoe of all times. You can't erase that shit. You can't, like, people try to rearrange and delete history because the shit may happen before it was fucking YouTube. But bro, I can't do that. I lived there. I'm old enough to remember. I lived in 1996. I was alive. I had a functional fucking brain. I knew what was cool and what wasn't cool. Sheryl Swoops had some cool shit. And again, when we talking about In Living Color, the Wayans brother, like niggas, everybody know that fucking song. Can I get a high five? Like, what the fuck are we talking about, dog? You can't let somebody like Vlad tell me, oh, Marlon Wayans ain't hot. Like, niggas ain't fucking grow up watching the Wayans brothers. And then when you probably got older, the Wayans brothers was constantly on repeat. Like, what are we talking about? But that be my point is when we get so geeked off of likes, clicks, and views because sometimes a Marlon Wayans shit may not have as many likes and comments as a Drewski jump. Drewski ain't done shit for you to compare him to no fucking Wayans brother. Are you serious? Not one Wayans brother. Nigga, Drewski has not done shit compared to a white chicks. Drewski ain't done, and this not me trying to shit on Drewski, but this is just me comparing the new to the old because, yeah, I'm sure Marlon Wayans don't have videos to go viral as a Drewski or a Cassinet or fucking Desi Banks or any of these other funny internet niggas. But guess what? None of these niggas have done. They have not had a cultural moment as big as Don't Be a Menace in South. Like, nigga, do we have a problem? Like, come on, dog. That's all I'm just saying. It should be certain shit that like we can't stop. We have sometimes you got to put your foot down and just sound like the old person. Like, slow down and pump your fucking brakes, young man. Or fucking half of a black nigga who act white and talk for white people. Like, bro, I ain't trying to hear that shit. And that's just be my point. Like, we be allowing too many fucking black people because they got a good job. And I always sit here and say that, especially when we talk about niggas like Stephen A. Smith, because you got a good job. Like, bro, we got to figure out a way to fucking delete them fucking voices because them shits be annoying. Like, Stephen A. be like, I'd be like, God damn, dog, is you like, what type of white nigga be giving you some good ass dick? Like, y'all niggas is crazy, dog. Like, but again, shout outs to fucking Marlon Wayans. Shout outs to the Wayans brothers. That Wayans brother track list of just movies and TV shows is just long as it's just train smokes. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, bro, The Living Color was so fire. Like, so many different elite characters from the what was it, Jamaican Family with the butt heads on their Joan. My favorite shit is the motherfucking 2 Snaps and like that when fucking what was that? Damon Wayans, was that Damon or Keenan Ali Wayans and Damon?
That was Damon Wayans and David Allen Greer.
Man, that shit was so fun. They can't probably bring that back today because people are too fucking sensitive, but that shit is funny. Hated it. Like, nigga, I need that as a fucking sound drop. Like, that shit is fucking hilarious. But that's my point. Like, a nigga, how can Vlad tell me this nigga not relevant or his, like, they made that shit. Like, I don't even remember the last time I've seen that shit. But guess what I do remember? I remember when all the DVD stores were starting to go out of sale. I remember, and that was one, and when I first moved to Suitland, I ain't had no cable or nothing. So, nigga, I was a DVD king. So, when that fucking Joe and PG Plaza was going out of sale and they had all them DVDs, nigga, I bought every series of fucking In Living Color, Martin, The Fresh Prince, Alf, all of them shits. Because bitch gonna come over. I ain't got no Netflix. I ain't got no cable. I got a bunch of fucking DVDs. We gonna play the shit out of these. Pick what you want to watch. But it's gonna be all icon. You can't make me forget those shits. Because even you talking about as a kid, I remember watching these shows, and then I remember as an adult, my fucking first apartment by my fucking self. I remember buying all these DVDs. Because guess what? I know for a fact these shits is iconic shit that any bitch gonna come up. She gonna want to watch them shits because she remember growing up watching these shits. Man, like I said, man, fuck Vlad and fuck niggas like Stephen A. Smith. I'm cool. You ain't about to make me fucking hate my own culture or erase shit that I grew up on that I thought was fucking cool just because today that shit don't equal to whatever likes or views y'all niggas is chasing like that. Some of that shit just be weird and stupid. What else went on in the world? I do want to play this. I ain't know this Nav Green nigga was this funny.
Nigga in the drive-thru. Hey, let me get a number 2 fruit punch light ice. You pussy ass nigga. I'm running $1 billion corporation. I ain't got time to count no motherfucking ice. You talking about I told you light ice looking in the cup. I said, can you see it? No. Well, motherfucker is light. Drive the fuck on. Nigga, I'm getting paid $14 an hour to make sure shit is ran efficiently. I don't get paid to count ice. That's what niggas who under me do. I felt tried because I ain't know there's a such thing as light ice. How the fuck you make ice light, nigga? You better sip that motherfucking fruit punch before I reach my hand out the window and beat your motherfucking ass, nigga. You gonna think it's fruit punch on your shirt. Ain't gonna be shit but blood. Shift leader do shift leader shit, nigga. The fuck I look like counting ice cubes, bitch. Nigga, you want ice cubes, you better go watch Friday, nigga. Or ride along. How about you ride along your ass out this fucking drive-thru? I caught that nigga tag number when he was exiting. I pulled up to his driveway. He was checking the mailbox, and I beat the fuck out of him. Now he need ice cubes. Head had a knot big as a motherfucker on it. All because he want an extra order shit. I bet he won't ask for light ice again in his motherfucking life. God bless his soul, the some bitch can't even talk no damn more. I put my shift leader 3s all down his motherfucking throat. It's a shoestring hanging out the nigga lip right now. If you think I'm fucking lying. Open the fucking newspaper. Here a nigga in the drive.
Man, shout outs to Nav Green. I like so
Fucked up because I be asking for light ice.
Nigga, I don't want no ice. That, you know, real quick, just because now you got me on the fuck. That is the ice in any I don't give a fuck any fast food restaurant, the movies or whatever you go to. Ice is the biggest finesse because it take away from your juice or your soda. This shit's already in the machine. It's going to be cold already. I don't fucking need no ice. Don't put no. I mean, they be mad when they be like, I'll be like, no ice, because they know they finessing you. They gonna put all that ice in your shit so you get less juice. I don't want no ice. Fuck no light ice. Don't give me no ice at all. The machine is going to be cold regardless. What the fuck? I'm going to drink it all. So what the fuck do I need the ice for? It's not. I'm not about to say I'm going outside and 100 degrees and all this shit about there. Like, no, I don't want no ice. Don't put no ice in my shit at all. Real quick, because I did say I wanted to talk about this nigga from the Commanders. This nigga is crazy as hell, dog. This might have been the most wildest.
Just walk me through again your breakdown, your description of the Commanders players.
Over 50% of our roster, right, is either white religious and God says fuck the gays.
Meet Rael Enti, the Vice President of Content for the Washington Commanders.
Another big chunk is very low income African American that comes from a community that is inherently very homophobic.
Rael Enti goes on to say some of the NFL players are, quote, dumb as all hell.
Would you say most people who work at the NFL, with you as the exception of your former boss, would you say that they're just not very smart?
There's just obviously a spectrum, but
yeah.
I've met some very
What about like the players?
There's some that are dumb as all hell.
Commanders VP of Content Rael Enti discussed his disdain for NFL fans to our OMG American Swiper, stating they are, quote, high school educated alcoholics and mouth breathers.
Most of the fans, I would say, are high school educated alcoholics.
So they're like lower class people.
I hate to use that term. I would just say mouth breathers. I know, it's way worse.
He revealed that his job is to essentially operate, quote, state-run media.
My job is to sell hope to the fans, right? I need them buying tickets. When there's not much hope to sell, I still gotta dig deep to find it.
Why do you think there's not much hope to sell right now?
Because we had like pipes leaking sewage on our fans in the middle of the game. And I have to put out a social post saying like, it wasn't sewage water, we promised. That is state-run media.
Our OMG American Swiper questioned Vice President of Content for the Washington Commanders football team, Rael Enti, and his knowledge and opinion of NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, calling him a $50 million puppet.
What about Roger?
Oh yeah, he's a puppet, a $50 million puppet.
I am Roger Goodell, Commissioner of the National Football League, and I'm here today to discuss the NFL's efforts to promote safe and respectful workplaces at the Washington Commanders.
The National Football League has been watched by millions over the years and has been one of America's favorite pastimes for decades. But in recent years, the Washington Commanders have been in the news, mainly for their infamous name change from the Redskins to the Commanders and the scandal surrounding their past owner, Dan Snyder. We decided to investigate the Washington Commanders and the NFL. This brings us to our newest investigation into the NFL and the Washington Commanders. Meet Rael Entine, the Vice President of Content for the Washington Commanders. Entine has been with the Washington Commanders for 4 years and was with the New York Jets for 2 years. As stated on his LinkedIn, he is a social and digital media strategist, content creator, storyteller, writer, editor, multimedia journalist, and brand marketer. Rael Entine revealed further to our OMG American Swiper about his job title and what he does for the Washington Commanders football team.
So remind me again, what do you do for the team?
VP of content.
VP of content. And what does that entail?
Making content.
What type of content?
Every type of content. Literally everything from memes on TikTok to an hour-long documentary show. That's the two things that I teach.
And so that's all under you.
All right, so real quick, I mean, I'm sure you got the gist of what was going on. This, I don't necessarily know how somebody's smart enough to come up with content for a national football team, but this nigga didn't know that he was getting interviewed like a police officer. There's no way in hell I'm going on no goddamn date with nobody, and I'm sitting here being interrogated like I'm goddamn literally on the episode of First 48. I was watching this and just be like, one, what type of camera did she have? And I was listening to, I was listening to somebody, of course, like one of these like a political type of podcast, and they were sitting here explaining like in DC, because it's two things. In California, both parties have to know they're being recorded. In DC, only one person had to know. So he may not even be able to sue this girl. So basically, he on suspension right now from the Commanders because this shit came out before week 1 even started. So because this was like a big thing on fucking Twitter. And I was just like, bro, but how do you go on? Like, he's literally like, even if I'm on a date, I'm not about to allow you to interrogate me like a fucking police officer. She was literally asking this nigga questions like he was a goddamn interrogational person. Like, that shit was so weird to me. I'm like, you're on a date and literally like, I'm trying to wonder like, where did she have a camera? Because it looked like she might have had it on her shirt because it was directly like looking at him like if he was at a date, like literally sitting like right across from him. And I'm just like, bro, this nigga's an idiot. Like, you literally just like, you talking to, and then even this only their second date. How do you even know this? You don't know this woman enough to be talking that loosey-goosey and that racist around him. Oh yeah, most of them guys are stupid and homophobic and they like hip-hop music and that shit is homophobic too. I'm like, nigga, what? Like, you on a date and you saying this shit? Like, nigga, whole time out. One, how do you think you about to get some pussy after having this type of conversation? Unless you think this bitch you on a date with is just super racist too. Because that, to me, that just conversation just sound like that just dried her pussy up. But let alone, hey, fuck it, didn't dry her pussy up, nigga. You just gave her the biggest fucking story of her goddamn career and just gave her a huge holiday bonus. Like, her holiday bonus about to do fucking numbers because this shit was going crazy viral. And you got a nigga fucking suspended from his job. Oh yeah, your shit just went crazy. That nigga's an idiot. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how you got a job. I need to Google and figure out how you get them type of jobs. Because if a nigga is that stupid to get one of them type of jobs, yeah, I feel like I can get me one of them jobs too. Because that nigga's an idiot. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, that was some of the dumbest shit I ever seen in my life. Real quick, LightSkinKeisha and Coca Vango, or whatever the fuck her baby father name is, they got engaged again because they said they wanted to do their wedding. I was kind of confused because when I seen her post the video, I'm like, did y'all already get engaged? What the fuck are you getting? What the hell is this? What, you doing a redo? So I guess maybe they didn't have their wedding yet, so they wanted to redo their engagement to get people hyped up for their wedding coming up. Again, when we talk about sometimes shit people do just for social media, I always say this, and I'm gonna consistently say this. As women, y'all gotta pay attention and be able to read the room sometimes when it comes to some of these niggas y'all go public with. Because a lot of these women be going public with some of these niggas and they be fucking their brand up and it ain't no return. LightSkinKeisha fucked her shit up. She was at the peak of her career and let this fucking wild nigga get her pregnant and try to make a fucking podcast that they fucking threw in the fucking trash can with this nigga because their chemistry was dog shit. Like, I cannot believe. I was so disappointed in her. I'm like, bro, you are fucking with a nigga and you got pregnant by a nigga that you really can't even have on camera chemistry with is fucking retarded to me. And I mean that shit because this is from a nigga who is recorded with endless fucking women that I always gonna make sure I got chemistry with. And I don't have kids and I ain't never been engaged in none of these women. This nigga got a kid and fucking, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck am I watching? I cannot believe LightSkinKeisha literally fucking threw her fucking career in the fucking garbage behind a fucking trick. Because that's all this nigga is. Every time he got a fucking video, they go viral on some fucking trick and shit. And she literally threw her fucking LightSkinKeisha was bigger than Lotto at one time. Look at fucking LightSkinKeisha and fucking look at Lotto. And that's the end of that conversation. Fuck y'all and fuck that engagement. You fucked yourself up. I'm sorry. All that tricking shit he did ain't worth fucking your career up. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck. I'm telling any woman, I don't care how much a nigga is willing to trick on you. If that nigga don't make sense on camera, do not fucking fuck your career up for these niggas. Like what's that girl? Cash Doll fucked her career up. LightSkinKeisha, Rennie Rucci. Y'all bitches be really going outside for a nigga who gonna trick some money. That shit is crazy. Like you could buy this shit on your own if you didn't fuck with these weird niggas and put them on camera. I promise you could have. You was looking, bitches be so pressed to find them a fucking trick. They will literally throw their whole fucking career away behind a trick. LightSkinKeisha and Cash Doll and Rennie Rucci, all three of them bitches is the perfect example. Just real quick, I can use Lotto for the example for both of these other two light-skinned bitches who threw their career away behind niggas. Rennie Rucci fucked her shit up twice. She fucked her shit up fucking with the nigga who was signed to Gucci and started to lose her fucking lust over it. She was, listen what I'm telling you, and I'm talking about LightSkinKeisha was literally bigger than Lotto. Rennie Rucci was the first person that Lotto was going back and forth with on wax. Both of these bitches they couldn't put their career together right now and sit here and think they could do shit with Lotto. Behind some, y'all be crucifying Lotto for not showing y'all her nigga, and I can show you a group of bitches who showed you their niggas and their careers went to fucking the shitstorm after they showed you them niggas. LightSkinKeisha was on a star fucking person on fucking Power. This bitch ain't got nothing but some rap scenes now. The fuck, come on. All right. Listen to y'all keep looking for a nigga to take care of you who don't want to go 50-50 or none of that other stupid shit that y'all be chasing. And I fucking can show you a group of bitches who literally threw their career in the fucking trash can behind a trick. That's all I'm saying. Telling you, ladies and gentlemen, you gotta ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth that nigga be able to trick off on you than it is for you to actually have your own shit? We already talked about Caleb Williams painting his fingernails. Oh yeah, shout outs to Shabuzi. Shabuzi that had the #1 song on the Billboard charts for 8 weeks straight. And people don't get that song enough credit. People don't talk about that song enough. But for 8 weeks, for that to sit at the #1 as the #1 song on the Billboard charts, that shit is amazing. And for this shit to be like a country / hip hop type of junk, like, and I can almost argue that junk may be a little bit more or less country and a little bit more hood than fucking Lil Nas X Old Town Road. Like, don't get it twisted. That Tipsy song is country, but that shit is fucking ratchet as shit. Like, and it sampled a fucking, like, yeah, shout outs to that nigga. Shout outs to him, though. 8 weeks on it as the #1 song on the Billboard charts. That shit is, that's fire, dog. Especially in the mix of the whole right after Not Like Us and all of that. That's tight for him. What I'm about to say? I'm not gonna say shout outs. I love McConan or McConan. If people don't know who McConan is, on a Tuesday, I don't necessarily know he's saying he is retiring from hip hop. I'm not gonna lie to you, McConan. We've been retired you a long time ago, my brother. I don't know if you didn't know this yet, or maybe you didn't have your jersey ceremony, so you didn't already know that you was already in the Raptors and the retirement. My nigga, you've been up there for a long time. And I ain't seen it. I'm a nigga who actually likes some of your songs. Like, I like that wrist. That song with him and the Migos. He had some couple other jumps outside of Tuesday. He had, what was that? Selling Molly and then the thing. Like, he had a couple other songs outside of Tuesday, but nigga, it's been a long fucking time for you, Jack. I promise you, your jersey been retired for at least 5 years now. But shout out to you for finally coming to the realization that maybe you feel like you should fucking retire too. But I promise you, your jersey been up.
Didn't he come out?
What you mean come out as what?
I thought is he gay?
Yeah, he gay.
No, I'm saying that, but he just came out recently, right?
No, nigga, he been out.
He's been out for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe they were just. I remember talking about him last year or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about him last year, and I'm sure it probably had something to do with being gay. But anyway, we're talking about other one-hit wonder. Shout outs to Desiigner. Desiigner tried to diss 50 Cent. Desiigner, I listen to him saying, I'm not gonna do it with women, but I'm gonna do it with men. Desiigner, you need to take your fat ass and get in the gym, dog. I ain't gonna hold you. Like that nigga, that's all I could look at in that video when he was trying to make a clap back to 50 Cent. I was looking at how fucking fat his face was, and I was looking at how fucking dirty it looked like his teeth is. Like, bro, take your fat ass to the gym. gym and fucking put that weed down. I talked about this already, but I hate the way that fucking weed smoking shit make your teeth and your lips look. That shit just make you look 100 times dirtier. And I don't know how people don't see that shit for themselves, but I'm telling you, Desiigner, hang it up, though. If shout out to 50 Cent. 50 Cent basically was on $1 million worth of game. So I'm not mad at Desiigner for trying to make his clap back, but the song was ass, and he just looked like you look washed. You look like a nigga that 50 Cent was happy that he didn't sign. And so 50 Cent was telling a story on $1 million worth of game and was sitting here saying, yeah, Desiigner wanted to, get signed. And the crazy thing is, shout out to the nigga Punch. He used to work at This Is 50, and he was doing an interview, and he talked about what happened. He talked about bringing Desiigner up to 50 Cent before Desiigner had his deal, and 50 just talked about, like, he really basically stamped the story of the nigga Punch was telling, and he been on, like, doing interviews and talking about how he tried to get Desiigner signed to 50 Cent, whatever the case may be. And 50 was like, all right, hey, do you got any other songs? And Desiigner was like, nah, this the only one. And 50 was like, I'm not signing no nigga who only got one song, and that song is that big and that hot. I know for a fact where I was at when I only had one song. He was like, I know where my mindset was when I had Wangster. There's no way in hell I'm signing a nigga who sound like somebody else, and this song is going to be so big, so when it actually go mainstream, you ain't going to be able to function and be able to keep your dick in your pants. So guess what you're never going to do? You're never going to make another song that big ever again in your life, especially if you don't already got other music ready, because you're going to get money, you're going to start getting pussy. You're never going to have that same level of hunger with that same type of focus. So, no, I'm not fucking with you. And 50 Cent was right. Timmy Turner. Yeah, that nigga he tried. And let's be clear, he tried. And I'm not even about to make it like Desiigner makes bad music, but again, I think it was because that song was so big and you wasn't ready. You wasn't ready that you couldn't come right back. Like, so them songs were just spaced out. And when it's spaced out and you're not coming song after song, you're not coming mixtape after mixtape, and it's just one song once in a blue moon, niggas is always gonna be like, oh, this shit don't sound like Panda. So you're never going to be, because you are once in a blue moon dropping type of nigga, niggas ain't never gonna check for you like that. So you kind of just don't stand a chance in hell. Oh, I don't know how I waited this late or into the episode to talk about good old Jeannie Mai and Young Jeezy. When we talk, I kind of kept it close to the Cash Doll and LightSkinKeisha state, because I can almost sit here and say the Jeannie Mai effect may almost be the kind of the same for Jeezy, shaking it off a little bit better, because I think women aren't as judgmental as men are when I look at LightSkinKeisha, or I look at Cash Doll or Rennie Rucci and the niggas they choose. Women felt that way about Jeannie Mai, but I feel like women always feel like, especially when it comes to men celebrities, it's still men celebrities that they have are still fuckable. I see women I seen this girl I follow, and she kept adding Rob 49 on, like, she was playing his song and was adding him in her story, and then he responded. So that's why, and she a big jump too, but she a pretty big jump. And then I seen him jump in her DMs, and that's just, I think women know that that's the access that they have. So that's why they kind of be like, oh, they gonna hate on your relationship because they feel like they can still fuck these famous niggas, and they probably can. Right time, right city. They can probably still really fuck some of their favorite rappers. I just see it too many times. Like, I was like, this nigga Rob 49 is something. I ain't mad. I listened to him saying, this is a pretty girl, so I'm not mad at him. But that just showed me how easy it is for women to have access to the niggas that they really want. But like I said, going back into the Jeezy thing, Jeannie Mai is basically calling Jeezy out, saying he owe her like $100,000 in responsibilities, from child support to daycare, other miscellaneous things that he's supposed to pay, and Jeezy is ducking her. He's not doing what the court subpoenaed him to do. And I do think this kind of speaks into Jeezy's character as a flawed individual. If you are somebody like me who then watch endless interviews of some of Jeezy's old friends, some of old BMF members who may feel some type of way about Jeezy, and it kind of just looks like it's easy to kind of brush some of those situations off, because you can kind of look at it like, oh, they just hating on Jeezy because Jeezy, he just kept turning his career up, and some of these people wasn't be able to keep along. But now it's kind of like, if I rewind a lot of those old stories and I'm looking at the way he's dealing with this Jeannie Mai situation, Jeezy may just be a fuck nigga. He may make great songs that I really like, but as him as a character, him as a human being, he just may be a piece of shit and not a stand-up nigga. And that's the sad thing, and that's how it would be sometimes. They tell you that shit all the time. Sometimes the best thing for you to ever do in life is never to meet your superheroes. And I'm not sitting here saying this is me meeting him, but this is me sitting here seeing 10 niggas that you used to be cool with call your character flaw, from niggas that you done made beats with, from Shorty Red to Carbon 19. Those are niggas you made your sound with, like the Jeezy sound. These niggas all got stories where they feel some type of way about Jeezy. From niggas who used to do security with you who was attached to BMF. It's a lot of different niggas, from Blood Raw. It's a lot of niggas. And I'm like, I'm keep giving them the pass because I feel like, all right, maybe Jeezy just leveled up because I don't hang around a lot of niggas I used to be outside with because, of course, the older you get and you start to get a different type of moral compass, you just outgrow certain people or you kind of just know, like, I may not even outgrow you. I may still love you as a person, but where I am, I can't have myself attached to people who may not be trying to be on the type of mental or spiritual path that I'm on. So I gave Jeezy a pass on that. But when it go to a woman that you laid down and had a kid with, a woman that you sit here and got married with, you was running around, prancing around, when everybody in the black community kind of already didn't fuck with her because of the comments she had, but you was cool and you was Jeezy and your cultural coolness is already through the roof. Niggas was like, cool. Maybe Jeezy then turned her out and got fucking Jeannie Mai frying up the stir-fried rice with a little bit of mumbo sauce on the side. So we was not looking at it. Was like, it is what it is. But now it's like, okay, this relationship didn't go in your favor. Now you're doing this girl dirty. I don't, and I cannot sit here and not hold Jeezy to the same fire that I would hold any other fucking rapper or any other celebrity if they not taking care of their responsibilities. You went to court, you lost, nigga, you gotta pay it. We can't look at Tyrese and be like, nigga, Tyrese, shut the fuck up and just give that girl this fucking money and feel like it's okay for Jeezy to skate out on Jeannie Mai because we don't like Jeannie Mai. And let's be clear, I'm sure that Jeezy would get way more hell if people actually like Jeannie Mai. But because people already didn't like her before she even started fucking with Jeezy, that is the reason why Jeezy is kind of like these stories, like they get picked up on the blog, but they don't get as crazy for two reasons. One, because people love Jeezy. And then two, because people already don't like Jeannie Mai. So they kind of just like, all right, fuck you, Chinese girl. We don't got no love for you anyway. But that's kind of fucked up though, because I can clear as day see why these stories ain't getting no real type of legs because how people already feel about Jeannie Mai and how much people already love Jeezy. So, I mean, that just, it is what it is. I mean, while we talking about football, shout out to Dak Prescott. I don't necessarily know what type of games that Jerry Jones was playing and acting like he wasn't going to pay niggas, but them niggas all got him to bend the knee and he paid Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is now the highest paid player in the NFL. And he got, what he get? 4 years, $240 million contract, and the extension is guaranteed for $231 million. Shout outs to fucking Dak in my young Dolph voice. Get paid, young nigga, get paid. Who did we talked about some of these people last week already? Because we did talk about the we talked last week because before we left, we was talking about Queen Naija and her ex-husband. They was married. And then, of course, she kind of was like, literally, I mean, because we used it as the cover for last week's show, but literally, like, right after we was recording, it came out when she was just like, because he was talking about her not getting engaged. So it came out when she bought a fake ring and did all of that to kind of like just fake like she was trolling him, but he was like, nah, you ain't trolling me. You trolling yourself. Like, you literally with a nigga for 5 years and y'all still ain't done shit. Like, you just literally wasting your time, like, just dating this nigga just to be dating him. Like, and then that kind of tied back into, he was like, this is a perfect example. What I'm telling y'all, yeah, she's a beautiful girl, but her fucking self-esteem and insecurities is on the fucking floor. She don't see herself the way other people see her. So it was kind of like, and a lot of people, some people was like, people was on the fit. People was 50-50 with it. Some people was like, I kind of do agree with him. It do seem corny, like, who you really trolling when you sitting here faking like you got engaged and you really didn't, and you put on a fake ring. Like, that shit is kind of corny. Like, who you trying to hi to?
But what you said they was married?
So when the dude clips we played last week, him and Queen Naija was the dude Chris. Him and Queen Naija was actually married before.
Okay, but you on here running your mouth, but that marriage didn't work out either. So what are you saying?
I think it didn't work out. So I only can go off of what I seen people write in my comments. They basically were saying that he was a cheater. So it didn't work out because of him, not because of.
Well, maybe you might be the reasons of her insecurity. Then you sitting here complaining about.
And that's what women. And that's what women were saying on TikTok in my comment section. A lot of women were saying that he is the reason behind. They even told me a song to go listen to. And I mean, somebody wrote that to me today, so I ain't had time to go listen to it. But they were saying that she, like, one of her first songs that got big for her was a song her talking about him cheating on her. So you might be absolutely right, and I don't disagree with you because people were literally saying that in my comment section, was saying like he is the reason, adding on to whatever insecurities that she already had from him cheating on her and him realistically kind of just being a regular YouTube nigga and cheap hyping him up the same way she was doing. Like, it's almost like literally the kettle calling the fucking kettle black or whatever that saying is. But I still do think she corny for fucking faking like she got engaged and she didn't. They had your gotcha moment back to the ex. Like, that shit is kind of wild. Like, that shit is goofy. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I got married, psych. Well, like, who the fuck are you psyching, dickhead? Like, you psyching yourself out. Like, you shouldn't, like, but that let you know that you paying, and you saying psych, but no, it's letting him know that you still paying attention to what I'm saying. What I'm saying still carries some type of weight, because if it didn't, you could have just paid that shit like you didn't see it. But you allowed me to know that you saw it. And I think for most people, that's always like I still got my ex attention.
But that's kind of crazy though.
What? What's
now,
crazy?
I mean, now that you say that he was a cheater, and for you to say, well, damn, she ain't been married, they've been with each other 5 years. That's kind of like hate. You hating for real?
I mean, of course he was saying. We said that last week. He was hating.
But that's what I say. I don't get why he. Cause see, I thought that was just an ex-boyfriend. I didn't know they was actually married.
Yeah, they was married and they had a kid together.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
And for the simple fact that he responding to her, okay, like.
But he ain't got shit going on, so I ain't mad. And let's be clear. We all seen the pictures and the videos of her. I understand why he crashing out behind her. But for her to be her, she shouldn't be paying attention to this nigga. Like, if that was my ex, I'm not gonna lie to you, I would crash out behind her too. Queen Naija is a beautiful woman. And them fucking pictures that she was posting in the videos she was posting last week, I understand as a man why he was crashing out. But for her, you still kind of like, to me, you give him too much acknowledgement by feeding into the shit he was saying. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. Like, if that was my girl, I wouldn't be wanting you to sit here like, what the fuck are we doing a fake engagement for? Just so you can have a high moment with your ex? Like, that mean to me, if that was my girl right now, you giving this nigga too much attention.
Yeah.
So that was just that one, because that was something we talked about, the 16-year-old nigga. Rest in peace to, I don't know how you pronounce this young lady's name, but her first name is Rebecca. I'm not sure how you pronounce her last name. But she raced in the Olympics. I want to say, was it one of the African? I can't remember. I'm screwing it up a lot. But she was only 33 years old. She was a runner. She did just participate in the Olympics, and her boyfriend killed her. He burnt up 80% of her body. In their home, I don't necessarily know what it was. I think he threw gasoline on her.
She from a country, right?
She where?
She was from a foreign
yeah, from a different country. Yeah. I couldn't remember. I don't remember what country she was racing for, but it was literally, it happened over the week. But I know her, like I said, her first name is Rebecca. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, so I don't want to screw it up. But it is Cheptegei. Like I said, I don't want to. And that's one, what's something crazy? One thing that I always see here, like when I be listening to like sports announcers, especially even with the WNBA, because a lot of them fucking women got some crazy ass last names. I'm like, dog, that to me is one of the hardest jobs to actually be able to remember everybody. Because for a long time, Giannis, I'm still about to kick my ass, but Giannis Antetokounmpo, his whole name was kicking a lot of announcers' asses hard. And I know niggas was happy when he started calling himself the Greek Freak, because niggas was like, fuck it, I could just call him Giannis or I can call him the Greek Freak. But trying to pronounce his whole last name, like, that shit be hard. I'd be really, my hats be off when I be listening to like how I'm like, damn, y'all remember all these names. And especially if I'm just, actually, I ain't even gonna say if you white, black, it don't matter what race you are, but if you ain't never seen some of these last names before, and if you ain't like, you got to be a great reader to be able to pronounce somebody with like a strong last name that you ain't never said before. Like, that should take a whole different a level of skill. And that is something that I kind of like, when you be like, damn, like jobs that you think is cool, but you kind of can tell this hard. Just that last name reporting. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but that shit would be hard. That's just something that I just thought about when I was just even saying like, I'm not even about to try to screw this lady last name up, but rest in peace to her. And that, I'm not gonna lie to you, that may be one of the things that probably hurt my brain the most when I see it on social media. Just so many domestic violence stuff. Like how you see how many just shit, even successful women like herself, like she was just in the Olympics. Like literally, you talking about the Olympics wasn't not even a month old yet. And literally you come home to just some wild nigga who literally, like, that's one of the probably worst ways to even have to go out. Like somebody burning you to death.
Man, that could be jealousy.
I mean, it could be from anything, but it's just so fucked up that so many people go through it. Like, no, that shit isn't like, and you gotta think about it. Most of the time, these stories is just like the bigger the name is when they come across, or if these people got like, oh, they was TikTok famous or they was YouTube famous. So then you hear some of these stories, but it's still so many people who deal with this on a day-to-day. Like, the numbers on that domestic violence shit is high as hell. So it's just so crazy how even still it happens so often even to celebrities. Like look how often it still come up. Like I feel like it's at least maybe once or twice a month you'll hear a big name person it happens to the extreme. But then it's still like, damn, what about how many people it happened to that never even make the news or don't never make the shade room or none of these other, like blog pages or anything. Like, that shit is sad. And that shit comes to just like, ooh, that shit is wild. Like, I don't even know what take people to that level, but that shit is fucked up. Like, and that's the most fucked up thing you can do to somebody, like burn them to death. Like, damn, that's fucked up, dog. Rest in peace to that lady. talked about the little nigga. Oh yeah, Judge Mathis tried to get his wife back, but she ain't going for it. He was, but again, because we talked about it, like, bro, you old. Ain't nothing outside for your old ass. And I'm glad Judge Mathis know that. He know that nigga, the TMZ nigga pulled up to him at the airport, and that nigga took his time to put his best R&B's late 80s, early 90s vocals on. That nigga was like, man, I'm trying to get my wife back. I'm trying to get my family. I apologize. That nigga gave a long ass story and was like, man, I got these jobs. I was just trying to work and provide. I know I didn't make the time like I should have been. I should have eliminated some of them guys' trips, some of them sporting events. I should have just took my wife, fuck my friends. Like I apologize. That nigga was literally everything he knew that he should have been taking his wife with him to do instead of fucking around with his buddies or whatever fuck else he was doing. Then the nigga just came out and was like, yeah, it was no infidelity and I ain't never fuck with no kids. Niggas was like, what? I was listening to the Breakfast Club show. I was like, hold on, time. When the fuck did niggas ever say Judge Mathis was out here having infidelities or fucking with kids? Why he just randomly say that? But that, and the nigga was like, but I just want to, whatever rumors y'all think they ain't true, I just want my family back. But Judge's wife is math served in them papers like, nah, I'm cool, nigga.
Yeah, because I want to say I think something came out about him. I know it was one of them judges.
Well, I mean, something obviously had to come out because the nigga sit here and said, I know his rumors ain't true. And he literally came out his mouth and said, I did not fuck with no underage kids and I never cheated on my wife. Those was his exact words because I'm listening to it on the Breakfast Club and Charlamagne was like, time out. When the fuck did anybody ever say that Judge Mathis was out here cheating on his wife or fucking with kids? So you might be right. It had something. He ain't randomly sit here and say, "Let me address these rumors" for no reason. So them rumors was out there, maybe just not big enough for the rest of the world to really know if you're not really paying no attention. But like I said, Judge Mathis is old, and him and his wife been together for a long ass time. I don't see how a nigga even think about trying to call it quits, and obviously he wasn't trying to call it quits. And another funny thing is, and I kind of used it when we were was recording last week because we talked about Boosie and we just was randomly talking about Boosie when we was talking about people being messed up with their money and why they had to, still tour at a certain age. So it was a clip for people who don't know who Rollo is. He is he probably realistically more popular for being a drug dealer than he ever was for a rapper. And that was Boosie's kind of clapback to him. But one of his claims to fame in the music business was Future had a line in there saying, I'm trying to sell that dog food like Rollo. And that was his claim to fame, and he used it. Of course, him and Future was cool. He sampled that little part, trying to turn it into a song. Rollo realistically never had no real rap career. I think his biggest song was the song Crazy or some shit. I think I'm Crazy. It was him and Future, but 90% of the song was Future, and Rollo just had like a verse on it. It was like Future was on the chorus, Future had a verse. It was literally like a 90% Future song. Rollo had like 10% to the song. But anyway, again, it was going to the conversation that we had last week when we were just talking about people being bad with money, and we used Boosie for example. So Rollo was on this joint. He was basically sitting here saying like, I don't want to be, in my 50s or pushing 50 and still have to be on stage performing. And he used Boosie as an example. He's like, man, I'm trying to be like CEO P, or I'm trying to be, and he even kind of like shouted out Yo Gotti without saying Yo Gotti name because he don't fuck with Yo Gotti and them. But he was like, even the other side, whatever the case may be, because Gotti don't got to perform. Gotti don't got to do a bunch of shows because Gotti own a label. And he was just basically saying, using that as an example. And of course, Boosie took feelings to it as he should, and Boosie was like, yeah, nigga, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. I'm still clearing $150,000 a week. And I was happy. That was damn near almost, I think I was spot on with the number. I think I said like 120. So that was Boosie's response. And he was just like, nigga, you just won't have a career. You don't have a music career. And he was like, guess what? And Boosie clapback was cool. He was like, nigga, I'm going to go in the booth and make music people actually listen to. I hope you don't do the same. So Boosie and Rollo had their little back and forth over the week, but I'd be like, it's so funny how we just randomly having conversations and then it'll just spill out into the ecosystem and then it'll become a thing where we really ain't even have to talk about it again because we already did talk about it. But that is just something that was just funny how we had that conversation and literally the day after we finished recording, it became a topic between Rollo and Boosie. And I do, like I said, of course, if I'm Boosie, it's two ways you can think of. You can take it as shade or you can take it as like, I'm not mad at Rollo realistically. Because that is true. Most people probably wouldn't want to have to still go be doing shows and all that other stuff. But then you could be look at it like Boosie, like, nigga, it's still a blessing that people actually still want to pay to see me at 50 something years old. Or in his late 40s, however old Boosie is. Like, I mean, it is what it is with that one. Why we talking about just because we talked about it last week when we were talking about just how people should just shut up and sometimes be blessed to play on teams of certain athletes. Tristan Thompson is still out here collecting his old LeBron James money because Cleveland gave this nigga. I don't even know what the fuck at this point with Tristan Thompson. I be watching him. He be in the games, but he don't be doing shit. So I don't know how Tristan Thompson still actually be picking up checks. But the Cleveland Cavaliers re-signed Tristan Thompson, so he's still collecting money. Shout out to that nigga. He played that LeBron James. Him and Kevin Love, them two niggas played that LeBron James teammate shit to the T. Because both of them niggas out here just stealing bags. Kevin Love, no. Kevin Love still be hooping, but Kevin Love still ain't Kevin Love no more.
Of course, because he always stay hurt. But I mean, but some people, I feel like you still not getting paid the money that you think you worth.
What you mean? I don't think neither one of them niggas think they worth shit. I think Tristan Thompson know he's stealing money at this point because his name started trending after his name was trending after he signed that contract because everybody and their mother felt like this nigga just stealing money right now.
Yeah, and he's younger than both of them too. So I'm not saying he's stealing because I mean still if you still can play, why not?
Yeah, but you got to think for Cleveland, he ain't gonna even get no playing time.
Yeah, he will.
How nigga? They got Jared Allen and they got the other what's the Mobley nigga? Both of them niggas.
One of them not gonna be there. I think that's why they did it.
I don't know they ain't get rid of Jared Allen. I wouldn't. And the Mobley nigga too young.
It's about getting rid of him. I don't think he want to be there. That was the whole issue why they didn't pay Spider yet. That's why they was waiting on that. But then I think Mobley was the first one that got his extension. Because that's what they was waiting on. So it probably about to move Josh Allen.
I guess the last topic before we get out of here was, and I kind of waited to because I feel like sometimes some of them Jones would be so old when we kind of get to them, is the Ice Spice. I don't really give a fuck about the Tamar Braxton shit for real, to be honest. I just want to kind of talk.
Shit, Tristan only 33.
Yeah, he's still stealing money. But yeah, I do want to get into this Ice Spice and Cleopatra situation. For people who don't know, just a little bit backstory before I start playing some of these Cleopatra clips. Basically, Ice Spice was going on tour, and one of the young ladies who got dissed in the leaked text messages when her other homegirl leaked text messages of her talking about Nicki Minaj and talking about the other girl was Cleopatra. So she realistically Ice Spice asked her to come on tour with her. And she was just like, yeah, cool, whatever the case may be. I guess we'll wash up with under the water, under the bridge, whatever their little things was, we leaked with the text messages. So she was going on tour with Ice Spice, and Ice Spice was like, basically led her to believe everything was good money going on to tour together. But realistically, I guess it played out. And the girl did finish the tour, but she was basically like, she went on tour and Ice Spice started to play her left the longer the tour went on and didn't want to pay for her to eat. Her security didn't want the security with the bag shit. To me is kind of like, all right, whatever, you just don't know no better. But to me, the food thing was kind of foul. Like, a nigga, and I think even on some friend shit, like, screw if we was on tour together, if we hanging out and you the friend with money, though, you should never let your friend starve. Like, that just should be a thing. Like, you should never allow whatever you eat and your friends should be able to eat. Like, you shouldn't be able to eat steak and your friends got to worry about eating a chicken salad. That shit was kind of crazy. So I do want to play some of these clips.
But if I'm giving you that look, though, still, right?
I think it just depends on who you are, because I think the look shit is over. I mean, I'm not gonna say the look shit is overrated, but I could just use for my example, shit, just for me, I've been on shows, I've been on tours, I've been out of town as a promoter, I've been out of town as a manager, and I have been put on. I've been put on by people who are older than me and who can give you a look and explain to you like how to charge, how to sit here and go out of town. So I think you can I can get the look, but if you really my friend or you really somebody trying to look out for me, you gonna give me game as well. And I can just use that for DMV local shit for people who don't know. Shit, TCB, realistically, I use them even we just not too long ago. So I can use them again because this is my real experience. I used to promote for them. I used to do all their marketing, passing out CDs, flyers, whatever the case may be, all their marketing. But when I started to manage my own band, they still gave me game to be like, one, just to even slow walk me into it before my band got hot enough to get booked for certain shit. They just put me on shit and explained to me, yeah, okay, let's just use like, for example, we used to open up for them at the La Pearl on Sundays. We didn't get paid shit. Just they paid for the sound. That's it. But I knew for a fact is If you know what you're doing, okay, cool. I don't have to get paid. One, the sound system is clear as shit, so I can record as many fucking CDs as I want while I'm in here. So guess what? Whatever I don't get paid for this show, I guess what I can do? I can still turn it around and sell these CDs. But this is game that somebody's giving me. You're giving me an opportunity, but you also giving me game to tell me like, hey, I'm not going to pay you, but I'm going to tell you how you can make money from this shit. So you can record. You can record live CDs every fucking Sunday with an adult set. So now you can sit here and be able to market to older people. So I'm sitting here, I'm on this basically like I'm here every Sunday with these motherfuckers. We played in there for like a year on Sundays, but how many CDs I got to get out of there and how much gaming. Even when we going out of town, they telling me like, okay, when we going to Atlanta, I ain't never fucking travel nowhere with fucking 17 people. So no one's sitting here saying like, all right, well, if you don't want this shit to eat up to your money, you better get somebody who can drive right back for you. So you ain't got to get a bunch of hotels and put 17 niggas in. So you better play and be able to kick it back. So you going from Atlanta to DC, just telling you certain shit where it's saving you money so you can, because you ain't gonna be able to charge what they charging. So you know for a fact if my band ain't as high, or if I'm an artist and I'm not as hot enough to be able to get somebody to want to pay for my travel and pay for my fee, all right, well, they may pay for a little bit of your travel, so they may give you enough money to be able to get there, but they're not paying you in a hotel. Then you know for a fact, if you stay here and get two people to drive, all right, well, somebody else going to drive it and somebody else going to drive back. So it's just little shit that they giving you game and telling you how to, where you can maximize your money. I feel like with Ice Spice, one, because she's too young and this is her first tour, so she don't know how to give nobody game, but I feel like you can still look out for a friend. Like you don't necessarily have motherfuckers where people were just sitting here saying, oh, it's the look, it's the opportunity. Yeah, of course, but if you know that I don't know what's going on, give me game while you giving me the look. Don't sit here. That's just like if a nigga put you outside on the block. Like you can't sit here and tell a nigga like, oh, I'm going to front you some work, but you ain't giving me no game. Perfect example. I can tie that into some street shit. And nigga, I had somebody fronting me weed, but I ain't really know how to get clientele off. Nigga, this is why me and Dwight still cool to this day, because Dwight was like, man, I can't really get nobody to, I'm going to give you my clientele. I'm going to turn all my people on to you. That's somebody looking you out, giving you an opportunity because they know that they didn't have somebody fronting them weed. I got clients, but I can't keep up with the fucking demand with my clientele. So because you my man, and you going to look out for me when we out or whatever the case may be, I'm going to put you on. I'm going to give you my clients and I'm going to help you be able to get off of this shit. So that's what I'm saying. People can give you a look, but if you can't, don't turn me onto some shit and just have me fucking lost and looking stupid. So that's my point of sitting here saying where somebody can give you an opportunity, but at least explain to me how I'm supposed to use this opportunity. Just give me an opportunity and I don't know how to use it. It's a pointless opportunity. And that's basically how that girl sounded. It was just like, you saying you giving me a look and you got 10,000 monthly listeners or whatever. Who fucking cares? Me going on to this tour with you, if I don't know how to maximize going on this tour with you, it's just a waste of my time. It's just like, what the fuck was the purpose of the look? Like, it's no purpose of having a look if you don't know what to do with it. And obviously, this girl didn't know what to do with it. She didn't know what to expect because she never been on a tour before. So for you to sit here and be like, you basically taking me out in the middle of nowhere and I don't know what's going on. I'm at you like I'm fucked for real. And I think a lot of times when you hear everybody chime in and give their opinions on it, it's just like, yeah, it's a part of the game, but a real fucking, not even fuck a friend, even a real OG, somebody gonna put you in the right position to sit here and show you how to do something with the opportunity they're giving you. And I think a lot of times, just like when people chiming in, is like, most motherfuckers don't give people no opportunities, and most people don't even know what to do with the opportunities. Like people be wanting, like, oh, I can't wait. I talk about that all the time. Like everybody be wanting to get like, oh, I want to get famous. I want my 15 minutes of fame, but you ain't even prepared to know what you're going to do when you get it. And that's why most people get it and then you lose it. And then we be like, oh, they washed up, they fell off. Yeah, because they didn't know what to do when they got that fucking moment. And I feel like that basically for her, she didn't know, and Ice Spice really don't fucking know. Look at how much we since Ice Spice been out, she been performing. Niggas, the only thing niggas been doing is shitting on her performance. So how do you expect to go on tour with somebody who barely can even fucking perform?
Right. And that's why I kind of like, even with just listening to what's name and them, how they're explaining it. But it's just, to me, I feel like it's communication from the beginning. The communication was messed up. And then, like I said, Ice Spice, we don't know. I'm pretty sure Ice Spice don't have too many calls. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not calling all the shots. So
yeah, but I think but to me, I guess the part where they throw people off is like, fuck if you calling the shots. We talking about this is slight shit that I'm looking for. You can't walk around with a bunch of jewelry and tell somebody that you can't look out for me to get something to eat. Because that's what people going to, if this was on some street shit, that's what niggas is going to look at. Like, you can't tell your man I'm broke, but I'm out of here on the block with all my chains on. I got all these designers on. My outfit might cost $1,000, but I'm telling a nigga I ain't got $20 so he go get something to eat. That's how niggas get robbed and killed. If this was on the streets, this would get niggas robbed and killed. So you basically saying you going to eat Philippe's, but I can't even get a chicken salad. If this was two niggas on the block, this is how niggas get robbed. And that's when fucking, if you seen Paid in Full, and he was like, oh, you got 10 bricks in that bag right there? Like, that's what happened, dog. You cannot sit here. Like, I get people trying to use different logic, but I just think she not looking at it like, I don't give a fuck who run the tour. Nigga, when I'm listening to Ice Spice rap, she rap like she got a bunch of money. When I'm looking at Ice Spice, fuck her clothes, there might be some shit, but I'm looking at her chain, nigga, you look like you got some bread. If you look like you got enough money for fucking some jewelry, then you got enough money for me to eat, dog. If you taking me somewhere, you can't, because the words you use is I got you. If you tell me you got me and you got icy jewelry, then get me for real. Get me, in the famous words, old DC slang, get me, don't shit me. And that's all Ice Spice did. Like, that's what I'm judging on. Fuck, because that's the shit people kept using. Oh, Ice Spice don't control her shit. I don't give a fuck about all that. I know for a fact that this bitch got a fucking icy ass chain on. If you can afford to walk around with an icy chain, you can afford to feed me, my nigga, for however many days we was on tour. Because I ain't got it. I'm not walking around with chains. The fucking videos of this girl that be going viral be on some funny hee high shit. It ain't on no goddamn none of the other shit.
Is never getting on live with you.
Oh, this is fucking stupid bitch. It was the Cleopatra joke. Oh, this shit was funny to her.
Simple. 1, 2, 3. I have more cookies than you. My pussy is better than yours. See, comparison. Sequence of events. Get that head, get that bread, then leave. Peace out. Simple. 1, 2, 3. I have more cookies than you.
So real quick, shout outs to Cleopatra, because she is using her moment. Those videos are starting to resurface. I'm starting to see a lot of blogs pick up her viral TikTok videos, because she did, and I've seen a lot of people even talking about that. She already had a big following on social media because people actually liked her platform. I mean, liked her online personality. So they may not be super familiar with her music, but again, like I said, just my thing for anybody, if you plan or calling yourself giving somebody a look, don't just give them a look. Tell them how to use the look. Or just don't give them the look. If you feel like you ain't got enough time to explain how to somebody to maximize the opportunity they're giving you so they won't have no hate or no animosity towards you, then don't give them the look. You could have left that girl at home. You didn't have to bring her on tour with you. You didn't have to if you just couldn't have the common decency to, like, if this is my friend, to allow. And like she said like, nigga, we was sharing the bed, we was sleeping together until your boyfriend came on tour, and then you kicked me out the room. That's foul shit. That's not like, that don't have nothing to do with who is calling the tour shots or whatever case may be. That's you just being a fucked up person and not being a real friend. So obviously, again, the way I thought we wasn't friends because of that text message that leaked out, it proved itself again that we ain't fucking friends. Fuck all who controlled the tour and all that other shit that people were trying to sit here and jazz it up to be. No, nigga, you just ain't a good person. Like, you are a shitty person, and you invited me to a fucking party and just did some bullshit at this fucking party. Yeah, you invited me to the cool party, but you let some foul shit happen to me at this party, so that shit was null and void of you fucking inviting me to this party. That's basically what happened. Yeah, I pretty much feel like that's it. What was this? What was Ice Spice talking about?
Y'all put in laughing faces. Y'all know this is not funny. Crashing out is sad, you guys. Like, the scary part of fame, honestly, is the moment that somebody feels like they can no longer use your platform, or like they're not getting exactly what they want out of a situation the way that they want it. You know what I mean? It's like, that's when they decide to crash out every single time. Like, I'm noticing a pattern, bro. And the shit is sad because I genuinely was trying to help her. Like, I'm like, yo, do you want to just come on this tour? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just, like, join. Like, mad last minute type shit. What had actually happened is that we added another tour bus. So I'm like, now we have extra room. We have extra bunks. So I'm like, oh, let me see if Cleo wants to come. Feel me? So she could do, like, her songs and stuff like that. But that's what the fuck I get for trying to be a good person. It's whatever, bro. Honestly, like, you know, that's not gonna stop me from still trying to be a good person. Like, I'm gonna always help the next person out. Like, and that's really my fault for real, because whatever though. But to say, like, just to leave out so many details is crazy. Like, how you not gonna tell the people, bitch, we was on them rides at the theme park screaming our vocal cords out, like, to the point where the next day it was hard to perform. Like, bitch, we was having fun. So for you to try to sit here and complain about a chicken salad, it's like, you never came to me talking about a chicken salad. What are you really talking about right now? You gonna send me a whole essay after tour? Like, you just gonna get off the bus? I don't even know you got off the bus. And you gonna send me an essay with an intro, bodies, and a conclusion, like, and you want me to try to like analyze this shit and figure out how I'm wrong when all I did was share my stage with you when I ain't even have to do that. You got
again, just real quick, because I hate when people talk slow. I do think, just like I said, to me, perfect examples of how to bring your friends on tour and really give them a light and do it the right way. And who do it perfectly to me, two people, and people who understand opening up for somebody else and how to maximize your thing. I love the way Raw Wave does his tour, and him and Tootsie have built a relationship where this is the second or third time Raw Wave has been on tour, and he got Tootsie opening up for him. And I think Tootsie is smart enough to understand, like, Raw Wave bring out a lot of people, and Raw Wave got a huge female fan base, and that's Tootsie's lane where he's really building his shit up on women, and he understands he got a lot of substance in his music. So Raw Wave is a substance-driven person. I like the way that they do it, and I like the way that Tootsie understand. I'm cool with opening up for Raw Wave, because Raw Wave is a one-of-one type, and he's building a different type of lane for himself, got a huge different type of touring success. So it's cool to rock with Raw Wave, and I think Tootsie understands it. And then I love the way Lil Baby do this thing with Rollo. The Rollo that actually got a real fucking career, Rollo Rodriguez. I like the way that Lil Baby does that for Rollo. And even when Rollo was starting to have his moment, I like that Lil Baby allowed and made sure that Rollo had his moment, and made sure that Rollo was prepared to, when Rollo album was super hot, he made sure that Rollo got the right fucking exposure, had the right people around him, and made sure Rollo didn't miss his moment just by opening up for Lil Baby. So again, shout out to Lil Baby, shout out to Rollo, and I'm gonna end it because my girl's season over. So I'm gonna play this little clip that they had of the fucking Chicago Sky last practice, because it's a dub for them.
Hey, short that thing, Jabari. I'm about to knock this 3 down. Yup. Boom. Hey.
Oh yeah, Lotto. Big Lotto. Big Lotto. Big Mama. Big Lotto. Tasha St. Patrick. Kendall. Brendan. Turn the music up. Damn. Can't get in the vibe. You tired? I know you tired. No, you need some water?
Y'all getting cooked.
Hibachi
style. I used to be a guard. Until I got
Were
virtual.
you at Maryland?
Yeah. You know, what you gonna do for Big Mama for real? What do I get for my birthday? She got a song on there talking about hurting and miserable, brokey, shrimp and grits, copper cove. I know the whole album with Megan Thee Stallion and Squeeze. I know it all. There we go. We're right there. Need everything. We need everything. Yeah!